Mike's fading in. Mike's fading in.
Yes, sir. The mics are hot.
Yep.
Well, welcome everyone to the Faction After Hours podcast. We're here for another one. It's my motherfucking birthday, bitch.
Yeah.
Where's that? Where's the horns? Where's the horns?
There's no horns.
Where's the horns? Cue my horns. There they are. It is my birthday. I'm pretty old.
Well,
but,
that
today,
lasted 5 seconds. I was calculating how long it would take before you.
I heard you say it.
had to
I'm
tell
right next
everyone
to
it was
you.
your birthday.
I'm literally right next to you.
But they don't know this.
Yes, they do. They're looking at us.
Oh, okay. Well,
Today we have a guest. Yet again, I feel like I have a lot of first time meeting people right here on the podcast.
Yes, definitely.
So today we have Nick Nazzaro from Subimods.
You got it. You got the last name right too. That's a solid. That's a plus up on that.
well, we have some friends that have the same last name.
I know. We gotta bring them in and see like what the relation is. Like start breaking the family tree down.
I was gonna say, is it gonna get that in depth?
It could. I mean, like I'm willing to go on a 23andMe if he wants to. We could connect it.
Wow.
We could. I'm not paying for him. Though.
We
I
got,
don't have that.
there's
Like,
actually
that's on him.
there's two. They're brothers, Chris and Tom Nazzaro from Front Street Drift Club. So
All right.
Yeah.
Well, privately, we'll have to start unpacking relatives. I can't put the whole
is that
family
a
tree out
common
there.
last name? I didn't think that was
I
a
think
common.
it's somewhat.
It's Italian, I think.
Yeah.
Definitely Italian.
I was
So-
okay.
Are they Italian? They
Yeah.
have to be, right.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I mean, they have to be. Yeah, a little bit at least.
I don't
That's-
know if they have to be, but
I don't-
Nah, they have to be.
I don't know.
Those motherfuckers are definitely Italian.
I don't know how you want to. Whatever. You
Unpack
can
the
take that
Nash-
as you please. But yeah.
Yeah.
So you own Subimods. That is your company.
That is correct. Yes.
Would you like to tell like what the listeners kind of what Subimods is? Is it a place of? Do you guys sell
Many.
unicorns and shit? Offer finance on unicorns? I'd do that shit ASAP.
I mean, I can't finance them. I can maybe try to sell them, but you know.
Hell yeah. Look out
financing,
for it
that's
on the page.
It's a double dip. I don't get into. But
We go on tangents here a lot. I'm sorry.
I appreciate it. It's a good precursor to my bland no job then selling unicorns.
Nah,
but fair
dude.
enough.
Like you guys built some pretty great, and obviously the most recent one, which we're going to talk about
Yeah,
eventually, is
SEMA.
That shit is sick.
It is exactly how I would want that car to look. If you don't know what car we're talking about the most recent.
That's
That's 22 WRX. Yeah, 22. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
like that is
You got a photo of it?
every single one I see, I hate it. But then I see this one on your page, and I briefly went on your Instagram before. I don't have a Subaru. I don't know. My brother does. He loves that shit.Maybe he has heard of you, but
I like Subarus.
this connection
Yeah.
we have, this is genuine because it's not like I was like, yeah, man, like yeah.
No, and I appreciate that too, because like we had a really like tough kind of go with it because we finally got to do a SEMA, right? So like I've been doing this for a long time. People don't like necessarily know, but I started when I was 18.
yeah.
Like
what year was it? I think we started around the
Probably
same time.
2011. when
Yeah,
I
we started
graduated,
around
about
the same time.
Yeah.
This
So,
is a
like,
multiple try thing, is what you're saying? Like it wasn't. Did it work the first time?
No, I didn't
or-
even get it. Like
It's
what I
just
mean,
an
like they weren't even
ongoing-
offering, dude. Like, so we finally, Mackin Industries. They run. They're the importer for Rays, Graham Lights, all
Yeah.
that stuff. They finally kind of saw what we were building for some years, and we're like, hey, we'll give you guys a shot on the WRX. And I'm like, fuck, like this is arguably the most contentious car they ever
Yeah.
released. It's going on the main stage at SEMA under the Rays banner. And like, we're basically just like, all right.
Dude, you guys nailed it. Because
Yeah,
we all hated that car. I don't know anyone actually that liked that car. Maybe,
I don't know.
Dude,
No,
right
no,
here.
no.
I liked it.
Yeah,
I
there's-
liked it with the cladding.
There's-
It is.
there's a
I'm gonna take
select
a lot
few.
of heat for that in the comments.
There's a
but,
select few,
You know.
and it takes some balls to stand.
Yeah.
I'm big on so like this is gonna be weird. I'm big on brand. So like that car is on brand for Subaru right now,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
cladding is big. They're big
Yeah.
into the outdoor scene. Like a lot of
Yeah.
people hate the new Type R, right?
What is cladding?
It's like the plastic.
Oh,
the whole
okay.
like all the
That's what I assumed it
So
was.
just having
but
the tactile plastic.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Like that type stuff. So I'm
Like-
big on like having a brand that's like relevant, right? Like a lot of people hate the new Type R. I think the new Type R looks good. It's on brand.
I like it.
I would look at it and be like, that's a Honda.
A buddy of mine got
Yeah.
one. He put rays on it and shit, and I was like, God.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Or
what
they might be
wheels can do
Volks.
for
I
a
don't
car.
know, but it just it
Same
tied
thing.
it all together, and I was like, wow.
Only thing I don't like about these new cars is the size of the wheels.
Why?
Because they're like 20s.
Well, you put 18s on it, and it looks immediately better,
The
or 19s, or
thing
whatever.
is, the
fuck it
car's designed around a 20, so the wheel well is bigger.
No,
So you start
I
dropping
loved-
sizes, eventually you're going to be like, this is starting to look
It's
weird.
not going to look right.
I loved
Yeah.
the FK8 when people would downsize the wheels.
If it's one size. But now we're talking about what, Malcolm, you remember the size rim on your Type R? 20s.
20s, yeah.
So it's like, okay, now we got to drop 2 sizes to get to 18.
and it works better. It just works better. It looks better. Let us know in the comments if you agree with me, but I think 18
What's the 18 WRX have? Or the
No,
22,
so it depends
whatever,
on the
23.
submodel, but it's 17s or 18s. So Subaru
Okay,
hasn't
so they
gone
haven't-
above 18s
I was
yet.
gonna say,
Okay,
I don't
good.
think
Yeah.
they did that where they made it wildly big because
Yeah, it's
I
just
don't know why Honda. did it.
But that's like I think that's because Honda had so much influence from the Euros too, like
Oh
because they were taking all that whole car.
Mm.
Like I had a Type R for a couple weeks and we fucked that car up.
Christ.
Like it was bad. Like there are some wins in my career, but then there are some losses. So we did try to pivot and do something else for a little bit, and we were trying to do FK8 stuff, and it
Yeah.
just like. We couldn't get the formula right. Like it just wasn't adding up, and it
mean-
culminated for us going to Honda Day. I had never been to a Honda Day, so I didn't really know like these dudes get down. Like,
Yeah.
seriously.
Nah, there's
down.
a culture in there that is still kicking it really hard.
Bro, like get down. Like
yeah.
I saw a dude literally swap a motor with seatbelts in 20 minutes. It was the craziest shit I've ever seen in my life. It wasn't seatbelts, but it was like that. And like we brought a stock Type R with like BBSs and Revell coilovers, and people were not having it. They were just like, "You guys are not accepted." And I'm like,
Well, why did you want to... The thing
yeah,
is,
I mean,
you're-
it does take. I want to say it does take a little bit of. I think credit is due because you tried to branch off
yeah.
and do something
so like
that was not in your norm.
Yeah. And that's the difficult thing. Like, I had to have a realization because before that, I would always say, I don't want to do anything I'm not an expert in, right? Like, I don't want to, because people have asked, like, why, if you have the formula right for Subimods, why don't you just do other cars? The formula works for Subimods right now. That's a huge thing. Like, I'm very transparent about, and anyone listening, like, you can have a business and it can work, but tomorrow
For how long though?
it can stop.
Yeah.
And you got to be willing to pivot, and like you got to be willing to invest that time to change.
And Subaru's been on fire for a while, so it might be...
I feel like Subaru, the Subaru
That's scary.
community is loyal as fuck though.
Yeah, they are.
They are.
They're loyal as fuck.
Yeah.
I had one Subaru.
Yeah.
I've had many cars. One Subaru though, and it was fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Was it
Fastest
a performance one? Like a
fastest
WRX?
car. It was
STI?
So the way I got it, it was a 2002, I think, or I don't know. It's a bug eye wagon.
Yeah, 02, 03. Yep.
Silver. It had a JDM swap.
Yep.
But it was otherwise stock.
Yeah. People
Like-
underestimate how fast those cars are.
Dude,
Like,
fastest car I've ever had. You put that thing in a third, and it. I guess is it boost by gear? I mean,
probably not on that year, but like, it's just the all-wheel drive system is really
in
good. so it's
third,
just
whatever
quick.
psi it needs to hit, it was hitting it so hard.
It
Was hitting it so hard, and like it would gap 350z's all day long. That's
yeah.
all I really needed, you know. Like,
It's like,
and
that's my bar.
that's
for, like,
that's
it
the
right
bar,
there.
and
Yeah,
like,
350Z.
and that was the fastest car I've ever owned. So like, I can only imagine what a faster one would be, you know. So I understand the loyalty.
Yeah.
It's definitely a different car.
I was also going to say, people are still buying Subarus and modifying them, even though the stock motors just blow up.
That's
That's
see?
pretty good.
I mean, like, you're 100% right. The stock motor blow up. There's no, I'm not gonna.
I mean, we witnessed it like a month ago.
I'm not
so-
dying on that hill, Subaru.
Yeah.
Like, don't do that to me. They
But
do
yeah.
blow up, but
They
they've
do.
made advancements. So like,
Okay, well, first of all, what
But
happened?
they're
Eight
trying.
advanced-
What happened in 2007? Because everything before that was...
so
2007.
what's actually crazy is I actually have like a weird timeline of history. So my dad actually owned a shop, and how I got started.
But I mean,
was-
with Subaru, the engines were good, and then...
Well, so that's kind of like '08. From what I heard, or the rumors are
Yeah.
that Subaru basically made a bunch of case halves, right? And then
Yeah.
they made a bunch of lefts, and then they didn't make enough rights, right? For the '08 to 10 year. So instead of them basically being like, all right, let's just scrap everything and let's make matching, like, you know, out of the forgings
So
and
they
the
used
casting.
different halves.
Correct. Yeah.
So the bearing sizes were all messed
Yeah,
up.
pretty much. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Like, we had this discussion before. Allegedly is the key word because I
Yep.
was not there, so I don't
Always
know.
allegedly.
But 08 to 10 STIs, if you have one that didn't blow up, it's not a matter of if. It's just going to be when. Like, they were all grenades. Like, all of them.
But they still are?
No.
The
So,
EJ engines.
No, actually, so in 2018, Subaru redid the EJs. They put
Okay.
some stronger like ridging on the inside of the piston, the inside, like where the connecting rod kind of goes through.
Interesting.
And I'm not gonna lie, like Prime, for example, these guys are doing bolt-ons like turbo flex, making
Yeah.
like 400 stock block all day. And I know that doesn't sound like a lot, but when we talk, like I talk about
That's a lot.
I talk about dollars for mods. That's very important for me.
Very
Like,
important.
When the job that I do. So like
Yeah.
Cobb has a stage 3 kit was out before some stuff with the EPA, but we're not going there.
That's a whole podcast.
Yeah, that's a whole podcast. I am gonna touch on it though. But
The EPA, our best friend.
that's on you. I am not standing on that side of the aisle.
I don't want to be over here.
Exactly. But yeah, they had a kit where it was like $5,000, right? So it would basically be like downpipe, injectors,
Yeah.
fuel, like basically fuel system and forced induction, every bolt on. Making 400 horsepower, and that's like with a Pro Tune and
Is that
install.
wheel?
Yeah. I mean,
That's
like
fast as
we
fuck.
we have a customer now. Cobb offers OTS maps, so right off the access port for some
Yeah.
of their stuff, and they're making $350. You just put it on in your driveway and go. Like I know, there's going to be a lot of people being like, "That's not all."
Well, for a while, people were saying that tune was better than the stock tune.
That it is. It's definitely better. I
Yeah.
mean, it's not like there's definitely a hierarchy to it, right? Like
What in terms of better are we talking here?
Like,
is
won't
it better
blow the engine up.
functioning, reliability wise? You're saying
Reliability.
it might
Yeah.
benefit people who daily these.
I
to
was
have a
talking about
Cobb?
reliability.
Yeah, reliability for sure is key. I mean, it's not going to turn the thing into an F1 car from what it is. But
And now, this was like 5 years ago. I don't know what's changed. since then.
Cobb has definitely done a lot of. They're highly focused on making sure that what they release is very good because they charge a premium, and I feel like you have to. Like if you're gonna go that far and you're gonna charge $750 for a tuner,
and you're going to battle the EPA. Yeah.
yeah, if you're gonna go to war with them, you better have your stuff in line.
Yeah.
Cobb does a lot of other things though aside from Subaru. I don't know if you knew that, but like my roommate, he has a Cayman. And
Oh,
it
yeah,
runs
they're
a,
doing
and,
the
it,
Porsche
and, it,
shit.
and it runs a Cobb. I was like, a Cobb?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ford too. They're getting into
As
the
long
Raptors.
as there's a turbo, they're going to do something with it.
Correct.
That's
Yeah,
kinda
they're gonna
cool.
touch it, Yeah.
Nah, you know?
Volkswagen's big. They're getting into some of the Audi stuff, and like you said, turbo, and the ability to unlock the ECU without having to like crack into it.
Yeah.
And actually
Yeah.
like chip it. They'll take it. They'll do it.
Those like the engineering that goes into those is completely different because that's a completely different price bracket that you're
Yeah,
playing with.
Definitely. But they do well. I'm not gonna lie. They have done well to. I mean, there's definitely gonna be some people who hear this and go, "That's not true," because they screwed me when they killed the flex fuel stuff.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
they're playing the hand they're dealt. Right. The EPA
Yeah.
came in and said, "Hey,
Yeah.
you were doing this. You're not doing this anymore. Stop." And then it's like, okay, like let's just
Well, they got to find ways around stuff.
yeah. And it's a weird.
different ways to do it.
Yeah,
which
but-
some shops have figured out.
It
so.
is changing though. I will say, like, even on like the new WRX, for example, they're taking a whole different path. They're not really focusing on exhaust modifications. Like that's a weird thing that's changing in Subaru. So like, they're mainly focusing on induction and like really induction. That's the biggest thing. Intercoolers, intakes, and what they're finding is with a good tune, they're almost seeing the same gains as they would have
with a downpipe or something.
Yeah, apples to apples.
The downpipe is so
It is.
crazy of an upgrade for those cars. I feel like
So it's hard to know if the data is being
Altered,
manipulated.
allegedly altered.
allegedly conveyed in a way.
Yeah.
Like, all right, so like let me
Well,
back
I
that
mean,
up. Let
all
me
you
back
need
that
is
up.
a dyno, right?
So here's the thing: if they don't have a downpipe, right,
Yeah.
they can't test it.
Yeah.
So there's nothing to compare it against.
Yeah,
So right, like I mean, it's not even a discussion.
Yeah.
And if no one has support to even do anything related to exhaust products, which is what has happened, then
Yeah, it's a
There's
weird,
no-
it's
there's
a
no
weird
discussion.
time.
it is.
Kind of a weird
It's a good time
right
to sell
now.
rims.
Definitely. Yeah, when
Shift
this-
knobs and rims.
When this all happened, we were talking like Dimitri from Prime came over and I was like, "You okay, man? How you doing?" He's like, "Man, I don't give a fuck. We'll figure it out." I'm like, "All right."
This is a tough line, and and I don't want people to take it the wrong way because it can be applied like bad. Like,
Yeah.
but
Absolutely.
I have a line that's basically live with money or die with your ideals. Now, I mean that in the best way, right?
Yeah.
But like, think about like for a company like us who was positioned in doing things a certain way for many years, right? Someone comes in and said you can't do it this way. What do? you're just gonna shut the doors.
You gotta adapt.
Exactly. You got to pivot. And for us, that was basically like I saw the writing on the wall a little bit before. We were getting internal kind of chatter that this was going to come down. And there were some people in the industry who were like, hey, make a pivot. So we were actually working on this back in like probably 2015, 2016. Even.
Oh, wow.
Changing, basically, you just don't want to be anchored to one thing.
Like
right?
the performance stuff, I
Correct.
guess, right?
Yeah.
So you started doing other stuff like suspension maybe?
Yeah.
And...
Suspension, exterior stuff. That really just, as soon as the 2015 WRX released, we just saw like this massive resurgence of like people wanted to do exterior mods, like lights.
Yeah. Definitely.
That didn't exist.
I've seen all those WRXs that come in have those light things in the front. They all
There's
fall
always
off on
there's
the
always
highway.
so many fucking different lights there that you could get.
My customer
There's
support
so
guy
many.
Josh gets smoked by people who are like, "This fell out of my bumper," and they're like,
they all fall off.
and it's like, I get.
It sucks.
No, like,
Would you,
that's
Frankie? A
horrible.
question for you. So that's going on there, and that's crazy that you're able to analyze that in your market. But like for drifting,
We're lucky we work with dinosaurs.
yeah, like does that even exist in our industry? This industry, your industry?
Yes, technically. I mean, if the EPA wants to keep cracking down.
No, I mean like trends. Like what are
Trends?
definitely.
Like I feel like it's
Yeah,
harder to
definitely
analyze for drifting because there's just so many. It's subjective, so
Well, he's
anybody
talking,
could be fucking doing.
Oh, you're saying the trend that he saw with people doing exterior.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. Me personally, I say no in the drifting community because everything's already been done.
That's true.
You know what I mean? So now it's like
There's so many things that can just be going on at the same
I feel
time.
I feel like it's everyone's trying to do the same shit. Honestly, I mean, do you, Chris?
I don't know. I'll go the other way with that.
Yeah,
I'll say like since being exposed to drifting, not to step in on that, like
No,
because I wasn't exposed. So this is like I know this might be contentious, but I wasn't really exposed to drifting before like a couple years ago.
Okay.
And then when I went to my first event, it was one of Mike Lynch's Lock Cities.
Yeah.
And like I was like walking through like the pits, and I'm like, dude, this is fucking sick.
Yeah.
Like I was just like it was just like all these kids
How
just
do
like
people
getting
fucking
after
drive
it.
this shit?
Yeah, I'm like looking at these cars. I'm like, dude, there's nothing. Like, yeah, there are some similarities, right? Like certain body components are really common. Like, but that's just because I feel like there's not a lot of companies. There still making stuff. But I feel like there's more creativity in it. Like
Nowadays, I feel like people are. I've seen more than one like custom quote unquote body kit being done. And I love that shit.
100%. That is one thing I wish that
I wish there was more of that. From my perspective,
yeah, like that, the custom stuff.
Because what I see is replica, bad replica, bad replica.
I literally wanted to make a body kit, and you're like, "Don't even waste your time, Carl."
That's because I know you.
Because it
and
would
you're
have been
just
a replica.
He just wants to make it for
we
his
don't.
car, and then
Sorry.
You got to start somewhere.
That is true. Every dream starts with the first.
so then
one.
it's gonna look like a transformer, you know, and then I gotta drift.
They're gonna be like KBD and slap a IS300 bumper on every chassis.
So
did you
change
see
the
that?
headlight. Just change the
Did
headlight.
you see that?
What,
they took the IS300 bumper.
We roast KBD here all the time, so no,
But I
don't-
love the
I've
concept.
heard of them. One of my sales guys.
I love
Brendan,
the
wanted
concept.
us to pick
It's
on it.
basically like they're taking like the fiberglass.
They make the indestructible stuff, right?
Yeah.
Like you can fold it in half. Light
There
it on
was a
fire.
predecessor to them. I remember. I forget who it was, but they like offer it for a bunch of cars that we all like, right? But for some reason, they took the BN or quote unquote BN styled bumper and just put it on like mad different cars: E36, E34, E38, like all the
do that.
BMWs.
They had
And
an idea.
I'm like, what the fuck? Like that is not what.
it's like BN Sports had an idea, and then they were like, "We'll finish it for you." You know what I mean? So it's like,
Hey,
I love the idea, and like I've argued with you about this. You're like, no, don't.
no, I mean polyurethane arrow is
It's
a good
amazing idea.
But here's the problem: all
the
the
page is
arrow-
hilarious.
The arrow ends up looking like shit.
it does. Yeah, if you don't paint it, it's not.
It's not even
if you
that.
paint it. I think.
It's however they're manufacturing it or designing it. It's just not like. First of all, if you're gonna make a rep, at least make it a good rep. You know.
I mean,
what
to
I
each his
found,
own.
what
It
I
looks-
found though, and this is very true, like because we've gotten into doing a lot of exterior stuff and a lot of manufacturing overseas, and a lot of times this is completely going to shock a lot of people that the factories in China are not molding off of the real. Well, it's not just China, but
Yeah.
mainly is China.
Yeah.
They're not molding off of the original
No.
1-to-1. They're molding off of a rep of a rep.
Yeah,
and then
they-
they're
they
being like,
get
"Oh, I
one."
don't know why this doesn't fit." It's like, dude,
Exactly.
the original one didn't fit, you know? And I'm like, what did you think was going to happen with that?
And I mean, like the
Well,
quality
we-
control is different.
We have a friend, Dave Bob. He made a body kit for BRZs and FRSs.
I
Dave
love
Bob.
that
That's
shit.
sick. Is
I
that
love
his-
that.
Well, it's Dave.
love Dave.
Yeah, I mean it's a nickname, but yeah.
Nah, it's still a solid
Is that his
nickname,
middle
though.
name, Bob? Probably, right?
I have no idea.
I don't
Yeah,
know, but
we
every
don't
time I
really know.
say
Absolutely no
his
relation.
name,
He's got
His
two
name at
first
all.
names, you know? It's just how it
every
is.
time you say his name, you can't just say David. It's like
You can't.
David
You gotta
Bob.
say Dave Bob.
That's an awesome name for the company kit too.
Yeah, for
Like the
tackle
Dave
line.
Bob V1.
Yeah,
kit,
that would
like
be
something like
perfect.
sick. Yeah.
But so he made a body kit for
Call
that
me
car.
Dave Bob.
So Dave Bob, no, he made this kit, and I think it's cool, and
I loved
he made it work.
Yeah.
So and he's selling them. So there you go. There's one thing that's
And then
cool.
Eurus made some.
yeah,
I don't know. There's so many. Like
but theirs looks very much like their stuff.
Dude, Dave Bob was the first,
Yeah,
I must say.
What's crazy though is there is a lot of difference in brands between like the two like industries we're in because we are definitely in different industries, but
Yeah,
the same umbrella,
sub-industries.
right? Like
Yeah.
Like what brands do you work with mainly?
So a lot of our stuff now, like our top 10 brands, like there's a couple out there, like IAG,
Yeah.
Cobb, Grimspeed,
Yep.
Mishimoto. That's a pretty universal one.
yeah,
Whatever, man.
there's definitely Mishimoto in this area too.
Yeah.
I try not to sell it, but
yeah, Mishimoto has
in
fucked
the-
me
in the
more than
garbage.
once, I think.
yeah. I mean, people use it. I don't really have too many complaints. I think some radiators have had some issues.
That was I feel like
But
there
that's about
was
it.
a rumor that
We also beat the shit out of
the
everything.
older Mishimoto stuff was fine.
Oh really?
That the newer stuff, because I had a Mishimoto rad, but it was an older one, and that thing lasted the entirety that I had that car, and I beat the shit out of it. And
Yeah,
it's hit or miss.
Yeah.
It's hit or miss. I've seen them.
But I will say credit to Mishimoto. They are very, very good about handling their warranties.
100%,
Like
yeah.
they
Yeah.
focus. I mean, like at the end of the day, they make a product at a price that the market wants,
Yeah.
and they bake in support into it. Which at the end of the day,
I would like it if they follow their map rules a little bit more.
oh yeah.
Do they even have a map price?
I think
Mishimoto, take a look on Amazon. Take a look.
I don't.
Take a stroll on
or
there one
take
day.
a look at your sponsored program. It's very interesting when someone can
Yeah.
get a sponsorship by the manufacturer
For
and
cheaper
buy it
than
at
you can get
cheaper
it.
than I can actually buy it
Yeah.
wholesale for.
Yeah.
There's
Shout out to Mishimoto. Really respect that.
I gotta say,
So many brands do
I've
that.
been to the Mishimoto headquarters. They
What the
treated me
fuck?
really well over there.
They got a nice headquarters.
When I was in
they
col-
really do. No,
when
it's
I was
like,
in
it's
college,
solid. Like,
they
I'm not even
were-
Is it
lying.
in PA?
no,
No,
it's in
it's-
Delaware.
yeah, no,
I was
Maryland,
Of course,
Delaware.
it's in Delaware.
I happened to be strolling by over there, and my buddy had an S2000. They needed it for something. We lent it to him, and they showed us around the headquarters. It was a beautiful time.
Yeah.
Great people in there that I met, but like, yeah, I mean, fuck. Stop making thermostats that fuck me.
Well, I think it's hard too for a company of that size because like a lot of people really won't agree with it, but it's true. Like a manufacturer has to have some vertical to sell their products for a
Yeah.
higher profit than wholesale.
Yeah.
Or they have to have something baked in to make more money because there's just not enough money if they're just doing wholesale. Like it's
I don't expect them to. I expect them to list their stuff for MSRP,
Correct.
hunt the Amazon fucking kids that are selling out of their basement, parents' basements and shit, and then sell wholesale to us. And
that'd be the nice way to do it. But
just do it like companies are doing, right?
They're super business
Cobb
oriented.
is amazing.
Yeah, Jesus.
yeah, Cobb is very. I mean, shout out to Adrian from Cobb. I don't know if he's listening, but he's a
I hope
hound
so.
when it comes to policing map. And like the big thing is like, listen, at the end of the day, I just want you to advertise it for the same price. Whatever you do, like on the phone or whatever, you can. I'm not going to tell you what to sell your product for, but like let's just have a level playing field there.
Yeah.
What is MAP?
I was just about to ask.
Minimum advertised price. So it basically garnishes.
Ah, you business owners, you knew what you guys were talking
I'll throw the
about.
terms out. We can go. So there's like now there's probably like
Six
six
Sigma
terms.
model.
So like now there's like UPP, which is unilateral pricing policy, right? This will get real boring. Which basically
Nah, this
means
could help some people.
you have to sell it for what they
could.
say. ACT is an example.
Yeah,
like it
ACT is
doesn't
crazy.
matter how you do it. If you sell it for less than they say, they'll pull your ability to buy.
and
it.
they'll put you on blast too.
Yeah, they'll make it very. They send out a flyer every month
Yeah.
with the DNS list on it.
I
and
always
read
go through
every
it, yeah.
month. I'm like idiot.
I'll just be here with Malcolm. I'm like, yo, these guys.
What
got
the
Yeah.
fuck? This happens?
Or I'll be like, yo,
No,
we
dude,
made
there's
it.
There's
We
a
made
really
it.
dirty culture in the market of people who will actually like try to cheat other companies by getting them DNS'd.
Yeah.
Do not sell by these
What
companies.
the fuck?
Yeah,
I
it's
did
pretty
not
screwed
know
up.
that. That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Which you really don't want to do, but I mean, I've never done that. But it's just like, oh well, this guy's got it for this. Oh, I guess you're gonna have to buy from them.
We do it. I mean, like, I don't know. It was difficult. Like when I was starting, we were very focused on like get the sale. Didn't matter how much profit we made.
Yeah.
And then I really started to look at the numbers and be like, okay, like simple math. Like if I'm selling this exhaust for $1,000 and I only make 25% before everything else, My overhead is 5,
which is actually pretty
which
good.
is pretty good. If you can make 25%, so $250. So like, let's break this down. My overheads, let's just say 5%, right? My employees, the rent, insurance, all that shit. Then I give you 10% off, right? So now I'm 15% off the top.
I guess this is good because we can educate everyone listening and Carl at the same time because we could tell them how it works. So let's say that exhaust is $1,000.
Why did you? I was listening.
Because I want to.
Yeah, really break this
I
down.
want everyone to know how ridiculous this is and how much money we don't make.
Exactly. Like, because I think there is a misconception that like I pulled up in like a helicopter.
Yeah,
You know,
exactly.
like,
Yo, it's right outside. It's a Cessna landed right on Poplar.
That's not even a helicopter.
So the exhaust.
That's a plane.
Next.
All right.
So the helicopter. I mean, what?
Oh.
So the exhaust is $1,000, right? MSRP.
Yep.
Map price is already 10% under that.
Boom. So you
So
sold
there
it for
goes 10%. By the way, the wholesale company's selling it to you for 25% off MSRP.
Not
What?
Map.
Not map.
So by Jump Street, you lost 10 points. minimum,
You already
there.
lost.
You're minus 10.
That is absolutely terrible.
Now do the same math that I just did before, right? So now you asked for 10% off.
And that's a
So I
pretty
gave
big
you-
ticket item.
Yeah, so now you
said
get 10%
you said,
off.
You
Now-
said $1,000. You're not selling $1,000 product.
This is already unrealistic. Just
You actually, in
Yeah.
this scenario, you made no money. Flat out. No, you made no money. You
Yeah.
made 0. And so the crazy thing about it is what can happen is you start chasing, and it's like the Rob Piper to pay Paul mentality, right? So you want an exhaust, right? It's $1,000. We just did the numbers. We didn't make any money, right?
Yeah.
But say that exhaust on back order, and you go, yo, Frankie, it's cool, dude, ship it in whatever, 2 weeks, right?
Yeah.
Well, I got $850 of your dollars, right?
Yeah.
Until that exhaust ships, then I owe it. So what companies, sometimes small businesses, what you got to watch out for is
This happens a lot.
just because you have $10,000 in your checking account of customer funds
Yeah.
does not mean that it's your money. If you owe 10 grand to fill those orders,
Yeah.
quick math,
So this
You're
is what-
broke.
So for everyone
There's no
listening,
money.
this is what happens when Origin arrives every year. The Origin's here, awesome, and we're broke.
it's tough.
See,
Yeah.
but then you have, I see Brian in the chat right now. Then you have Brian who says shit like this. I still ask for discounts from Frankie.
Brian, which Brian?
They,
DDOs?
The DDOs.
Yeah, fuck you, Brian.
Pay your friends. If your friend has a business, when have I ever?
Everyone
asked for,
tells
have
Brian
I ever?
that.
a-
Nick
have,
tells Brian that all the time.
have I ever asked for a discount, Frankie? I never have.
No.
Not once. Never.
No,
because
you
I
haven't.
respect it. You run a business, and I feel like if
Yeah.
your friend runs a business, you're not gonna pay. You're
But
not,
I hope
That's a
everyone.
noble cause.
I hope everyone
Yeah.
No, it is.
understood.
That is. I
I hope
agree.
everyone understands what we just talked about there.
No, and like,
And 25% is a good.
yeah, so like
that's good.
The other thing to really kind of like bake into is like that doesn't account for a screw up.
Oh
Right?
yeah.
Like, so let's say, for example, so a lot of companies in this industry, when they're smaller, have a wholesale distributor, like a Turn 14,
Yeah.
right? Like that's calling out names on the podcast.
No,
that's
that's fine.
it's gonna be a big issue.
People from Turn 14 listen, so
But no,
Call 'em
shout out to everyone from Turn 14, great people. But
Ricardo and Cole.
let's say, for example, you lose that exhaust system, right?
Lose it?
Let's just say it doesn't get to the customer, right?
Oh.
This is a big thing, right? It's it happens to a lot of companies. Customer says, "Well, I didn't get it.
yeah.
Maybe they did, maybe they didn't. It doesn't matter. It's not the that's
It's your
not the
problem
point.
now.
You got to then basically go, okay, well, let me open a claim. Well, FedEx says they delivered it. Well, FedEx won't pay out on a claim if they say they delivered it and you didn't insure it.
Not to mention, it's going to take a while to figure that out before
now-
you even.
And
know
now you
if
got
you're
an
getting
angry
paid.
customer.
Yeah, so now you
Right?
got to take care of him.
So now you send another exhaust.
Yeah,
And now FedEx doesn't pay the claim out. So now the exhaust that you made
nothing on
no money on actually cost you.
$800 something.
Yep. This is serious money.
Now I know
too.
what to do.
Yeah,
Just kidding.
No, that doesn't work
Vertex kit.
anymore
It doesn't
because
really
now
work.
every driver
Takes
like,
a picture.
yeah.
Picture,
That's-
GPS location.
That's how
we don't.
Funny enough, that happened. My roommate bought tires.
Yeah.
They were delivered to a house somewhere on our street. Obviously, it says it was delivered. I said, look at the picture. He's like, what are we gonna do? I'm like, we're gonna drive up and down this street until we find a
that
picture
door.
of this porch.
Yep.
And then lo and behold, it was our neighbor. Walked over there, grabbed it. The lady comes out. She's like, what are you doing?
This is my
And I'm like,
tires.
these are my tires. You didn't order these.
Yeah.
I said that these are his tires. You know, it's
Check
just
the
not-
label.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it was probably sketchy. a Jamaican guy and a Filipino guy walking up on your property, stealing tires off your porch
That you didn't order
that you didn't order.
in a
but-
helicopter.
In a helicopter. Fly off in the Cessna.
You guys deal with fraud a lot?
Fraud.
Yeah, fraud has been recently. It's been an emerging issue. So to the point that we actually have a third party insurance company now for it that we
Wait,
run claims to.
What do you mean by fraud? Like people are using fraudulent credit cards or
Or
something?
addresses or both or
Yeah, and if anyone from Turn 14 is listening about this, they'll know this guy. There's an airlift dude in New Jersey. All right.
What?
If this guy's listening, fuck you. Honestly, this guy burned us for like 3 or 4 full
What's an airlift, dude?
So like that's what I'm getting there.
Okay.
So this guy has a network of properties in New Jersey, like this area actually, and he basically orders front bags from you and management from you, rear bags from you. And they're all fraudulent, and they're all for like CRXs, Hondas, right? Charges back all of them, right?
Okay.
Apparently this guy, and to validate it, what he did was he went to Airlift's dealer locator, contacted them, and was like, put me in contact with a dealer who could sell me this. So then, right, he would go Airlift. He would basically validate his kind of like story. And he's even real good at it. He calls. Most scammers don't call.
Yeah.
That's a big, like, it's just, you
don't
got to
do
have
that.
a lot of
Balls.
to call.
Yeah.
He calls and he'll have a story. He'll be like, oh, my daughter has this car she bought. We need the front struts, yada, yada. And then he'll call back the next day and be like, we found out the management is bad. Apparently, this guy took various companies like from like 2018 to 2021 for like close to like 30 grand.
And he's
in airlift
still
kits.
doing this?
Still doing it.
What the fuck?
So the only way to really like
There's no way to stop it.
Oh, he knows him.
But
yeah,
if you-
yeah,
so do you
Ricardo
guys-
said they know him over there.
The airlift dude?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's
Turn
an
14's onto
internal
him.
memo. There's like an internal memo at Turn 14 to like
so
look
is
out.
Is he putting a claim in so that he gets a product that he didn't pay for?
So
or
basically what
something?
happens is he goes, he buys a product, and then he tells his card company or whatever he's using that he didn't buy that.
Correct.
And then he gets
they
a money
always
back.
side with the buyer.
Yeah, especially if you have something like
But
Amex.
unless do you guys use PayPal?
So we do, but like the thing that he gets away with is I don't know how he's doing. I don't know if he has stolen credit cards or if it's his credit cards. Because after a while, if you use your own stuff and dispute it like 50 times, your bank's going to be like, dude, what are you doing?
That's
Like,
what.
stop.
Well, that and the fact
You
that
need to be
PayPal,
having
PayPal
multiple
the
usually
biggest
validates.
question I want to pose though is how many CRXs have airlift?
Yeah.
Like that. Like what is he doing with these?
why
like,
is it a
CR
specifically CRX?
I never understood that. Like,
Is
if
he
you're
just
gonna
helping
take
the
a
CRX
company
community?
for like airlift, dude, like there's
it's-
got to
they're-
be a better kit to order than something unique like CRX. There's some reason I
He's
don't
probably
know why.
killing the
but
game on eBay with CRX kits.
There's
or something.
He's
there's just a
probably
bunch of
buying this credit
dumped
card
CRXs
information.
somewhere in New Jersey.
Yeah.
It's like the
Somewhere.
whole fleet of them. But
just
yeah,
dumped on the ground.
that's
But,
like the worst type of scenario. But simple fraud is even like I even call it like just complete accidental fraud, right? Like you order something, right, and then you get home and your girl puts it in your office or your room, right, and you call the company, you're running
That
around,
does happen.
and you're like, "Where's my part? Like I don't have it. She's not home." Boom, you email the company.
And then you file a claim, and you're like, "Wow, you just fucked us." Especially the smaller of a business you are,
Yep.
the worse it hurts.
And
So-
the sad thing is like if that happened to me, I'm picking the phone up the next day and I'm calling the company and being like, dude, just stop everything. Like I found it. Like
Yeah.
we're good, thanks.
Yeah.
Some people
Not a
don't
lot
do
of
that
people
now.
do that.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
they think like, oh, well, they already did it. It's not going to impact them. It's the carrier. It's
Yeah.
like, no, like we are 100% eating that.
I think we still have some fraudulent stuff that was never resolved. There was some guy, some local guy in Clifton that ordered something, and then he filed a chargeback. I don't know if Malcolm even remember. Do you remember this shit? That was, and I don't know, dude. I still have that shit like pending or something. I never even looked into it because I'm like, I'm not getting that money back. It's over.
I used to get so mad about it. Like I used to have like PTSD, like because like with the emails, you get emails
Yeah.
from like merchant service that says chargeback opened. I would like fall
Yeah.
over and like get like wicked mad.
You're literally about to go to sleep, and you're like, well, not anymore. And you
Nope.
start looking into this whole thing.
And like now we just have third party insurance that when it happens,
good.
we still fight it. Like
Maybe
I'll
something.
still go to war for a claim.
have
but
that?
I actually don't really need it right now. We were hit with some stuff like was it about a year ago? It was weird.
the best thing I can fast people search and Facebook. That's
Yeah.
how we were getting through it. And
Yeah,
like
we
I
were
say,
just that's what we were
just
doing.
Google
Just-
everyone's
yeah.
name. Like I'll find anything about anyone.
And we use BigCommerce, and they try their hardest.
Yeah,
to,
they do. They have a good like fraud.
Yeah,
kinda,
so like I'll check the IP
analysis.
address, make sure the address is in at least the general location.
Yeah, it's
and
not
then
like-
I'm like, okay, this looks okay.
That's
And
already
then
more than I thought you were doing.
PayPal also.
PayPal's really good about fraud.
They try to be really good about it, but I've also been burned by them too. So they're like, yeah, the address has got to match it. It's like, yeah, it does, dude.
Knock on wood, I haven't been burned by them yet in my time, but
Yeah.
like I
it seems
know
like a
it'll
lot of
come.
people haven't been.
No,
So-
and I mean I don't know. So there's a guy who works for Turn 14, Jeremy. He was one of my first sales reps, and what he used to do, he used to have what I can't remember what he called it, but I called it like a fuck up fund, and it was
Yeah.
basically every week you put $100 into this fund, and this is for business owners listening to this. Like
Yeah.
this is doesn't have to be car parts, it can be anything. Whatever you can manage, it doesn't have to be 100, it can be 10, right? You put that in an account, move it out of there, and save it.
It's a good idea.
So when you get burned, you just take back the money out of there and make yourself whole. It's
Yeah.
kind of like it's self-insuring, right?
Self-insuring yourself.
basically like some small savings account.
Yeah,
Exactly.
I feel like you
and-
should incorporate that in general. I need to take that my own advice right now.
Yep, you can do it.
Let me open up a Wells Fargo account right now.
Yep. But no, I mean,
No, it's true. I mean, that's good.
that's simple stuff. But like I mean, try to be it sucks.
It's
I
gonna
don't-
happen, so just gotta
It's
be
inevitable.
prepared for it.
It's absolutely inevitable.
Yeah.
But I'd hate to see you guys seeing that in this industry because like you guys are kind of like a lot of like your customers. At the
Yeah,
end of
we're
the day,
very
so it's like,
we're very small, so it's like most of the people. I mean, you could find them on Instagram for the most part, but our orders are starting to pick up
online.
I
Just
believe it's from the podcast. Believe it or not,
That's
It's
awesome.
just-
That's the whole goal, right? I mean,
Buy the
that's
boxes.
the goal. I
Yeah.
mean, and
Buy 'em.
that's awesome.
Buy the body kits.
because
No.
we're starting to get. I mean, dude, I remember when it was like, it was just me and. It was before Chris. It was just me in here and Justin outside, and
Isn't that crazy to remember it? Like,
yeah,
it's,
I never really think about that stuff, but
every now and then I get like real prolific, and I like start thinking about like when I started, and I'm like,
Well, lately I've been thinking about it because of the orders. Like I'll come in, and it's the thing. It was just such a slow.
yeah, slow progression.
Yeah, so you don't
That's the
really
right way
notice
to do it.
But when I look now, I'm like, I'll get in the shop and be like, I mean, we got like, sometimes it'd be 10 orders or something, and I was like,
awesome.
that's big for me because I never.
No, and
Yeah.
it's and that's like you saying that brings back like just a lot of memories. So like when I started, like I remember like thinking having this like real like critical thought, like people want to give me money.
Yeah,
Like like seriously,
Damn,
like,
you had
like,
some
for
real
everyone
deep
listening, like
psychoanalysis.
like think about like
Whoa.
someone wants to give you their hard-earned money and they are expecting that you deliver on that.
yeah, like
You
they're
know?
trusting you.
Yeah, it's
I
a
would-
big responsibility. I
After
mean, a lot of people
hearing-
don't think about that.
Personally, even hearing that from you, the person who is offering the product or service,
Yep.
that would make me go to that person. So I'm glad that you're
Yeah.
seeing growth in your company. And to those listeners who still don't know what Subimods is, it's a retailer. They sell pretty much anything that has to do with. Is it strictly Subaru?
Yep, right now strictly Subaru. But we're getting into every model.
They're
now.
trying.
Yeah,
but
that's good.
I missed the intro.
Yeah,
Apologies on that for
but
all the listeners.
we
Not
never-
all
we
good.
never
Now
do.
you know
We
what-
never-
now
we're
you know
never
what
good
we
at
do.
those. But no, that's great
No, yeah.
because I guess right now Subaru.
Booming.
You see a fucking Subaru
Everywhere.
I
Everywhere.
can
Everywhere.
skip a rock from my door and find.
That's
a
why when you were
Subaru.
talking about like getting into Hondas, I was like, nah,
Yeah,
dude,
yeah.
don't even worry about it.
The thing though,
Not
so,
Toyota
like,
Sequoias though.
Okay.
I don't know. So like back in the day, and I say back in the day, right? But like I was saying earlier, so my dad had a shop he started very early on. So like my dad got into the aftermarket industry in like the 80s. So like
Oh
talking,
wow,
like-
so your
Is
dad's
this-
into this too.
Yeah,
I was
so,
gonna say,
yeah,
is this
so
how
that's
you
how.
got
Yeah,
into
so like
this?
we'll give you like the quick backstory.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
my dad originally started back in the day putting car phones in.
That's
like
sick.
yeah, like the Miami Vice.
Yo,
like,
those
top
some
to
I
bottom.
need one of those right
clients.
now.
What's crazy about it is I guarantee you today I could sell car phones.
I'll take
like
one.
a briefcase phone too, like all day. I
Yo.
buy one both right now.
I have
fit
a-
my car.
I'll take one right
I
now.
would love
all
one.
day, all day.
I got space for one. You got space for one?
Hell yeah.
Easily.
glove
I'll
box.
make the space.
Fucking
Dude, I know a perfect place for it. Oh my god.
No.
You have no idea. Car phones and cocaine, they go together like honey and wheat.
I like car
honey
phones.
and wheat.
Yeah.
Car phones.
No.
You sell car phones, I'll sell the other thing.
Yeah, just don't mix my car phone in there.
Yeah.
I want to mess my vertical up.
Separate brands.
Yeah. So he started doing that and then moved into like speakers, audio.
Okay.
Audio upgrades.
Do you
and
know
stuff like
roughly around this time? This
that.
sounds like
this
the 80s.
this is late 80s, early 90s.
Hell, your dad was probably selling my dad stuff.
Yeah, my dad was getting after it.
was
back
was
in
it
the
in
day.
this area as well?
Connecticut. So,
Okay, that's
so
possible.
like this is. I wish I brought photos of it because you guys would love to see this. But like he basically, right at the turn of about early '90s, so 93, 94, right around. I was born in '93. He started getting into the aftermarket stuff. So like the Sentras, like the Nissan Sentras back in the day. You know, like whatever. I mean, I hate to say it. I'm not like super well versed in what was out back then, but like he was in it.
240s.
I think, no, actually, I think that's one of the cars he didn't really get into.
Sentra, so
oddly
it would be
enough.
Because the only person that
Sentra.
bought them were women.
Yeah, it's like,
secretaries.
Hey,
Like that was it.
So,
Sentras and Hondas.
turn of the century, right? So, 2000, is that turn of the century, right? That's the term, right? That'd be-
you're asking the wrong.
Yes, that is. About 2000, he really got into the performance stuff. So he has some crazy photos of like pallets of like dude, it's the coolest stuff. Like pallets of HKS.
Really?
Like, yeah, like this is right when I'm
What
talking
the
about
fuck?
when I'm talking about like he was V1. He was V1. Like I say that with 100% truth, like on God.
Wow, that's cool, dude.
He basically
He was a speed shot.
Yep. So like, and this is the best way I can. You remember the first scene in Fast and the Furious?
Yeah.
The first one when he goes in.
Yep.
What was the name of the
Harry's.
shop? Harry's.
Yeah.
My dad's shop looked like that.
That's
so
awesome.
I grew up
Fire.
around that. So like the first WRX comes out, he completely just reinvents his business around this line, right?
Yeah.
So he rapidly kind of pivots. I remember he had like one of the first like all-wheel drive pack dynos in like the Northeast because back then they didn't have all-wheel drive rollers. It wasn't a
Yeah.
thing.
Wow.
And he quickly scales up into a really big building, and unfortunately, the recession around 08
Yeah, that's when everyone
kind of changed the whole
Everyone
industry.
switched buildings. Like Apexi ran into that problem around then.
Yeah,
too.
Everyone did. I mean, my dad did whales, right? Well, did whales. He had whale clients, right? So they'd come in. People have to know, like back 08 era, like 2000 to 2008. There wasn't no online.
Yeah,
Like,
that's where you were going.
If you
to
wanted
get the
an
stuff.
exhaust and a turbo kit, you drove your fucking car there and you paid the dude and left it.
Yeah,
And when they called you and it was done, it was done.
that's
and
crazy.
And that's why
Sales
all
at
the,
factionmotorsports.com.
There
Remember
you go.
that.
That's the sales pitch.
and that's why all the retail stores were so sick back then because that was the internet.
Correct. That was the whole thing. That was the whole
you
vertical.
go there to browse.
That was the best because there would be there's an area right up the road from here. 40
Yeah,
46.
we have Route 46 here.
46,
by us,
it
and
used
Route
to
46
have-
is kind of like going back in time.
When I was
Yeah.
my mom worked right in that area. When I would go down this street, there would be so many cool cars. Like they're all colorful
There's
as
still
fuck.
car
Everything's
shops there.
shiny as hell. Like
wheel shops.
But it was popping back then.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
people were just in and out of there, in and out of there. There's just shit all over the place. And like that's what I remember.
Yeah.
And that's why when you're describing this to me, V1 that you're saying, I'm like, I'm in it. I know exactly what you're talking
Dude,
about.
and it was so cool, like growing up around it because like you learn, like I learned from a young age that like this was something sick.
Yeah.
Like I mean, like,
that was my dream.
dude,
to have
same
something
here.
that.
Like I remember
like a retail store.
Dude, like I vividly can recall days where like I
sick.
would like wait up all night until my dad got home to see what car he brought home that he was working on because he was going to take me to school the next day. And I
That's
was like,
sick.
yo, I'm going to be the baddest mofo pulling up in the passenger seat with
Damn.
like the Walkman radio and shit. Like
Yeah.
I was like, that's like so sick. So that's just baked in to like every part
So
of
that
my
was
being.
kind of that was kind of already like in your blood. Here we go.
That's it. You got the facts.
The lines
coming
are
in.
hot. Who do we got? Caller number 1.
Don't say that, Carl. I gotta
Why?
disconnect the phone line then.
Why?
Remember the last time you did that?
Why? What
You
happened?
just had the phone number and the whole podcast.
They just don't need it. They just fucking, you know.
Oh, this is
The
getting
numbers,
hot, Mike.
the numbers 201-934-1234.
It's pretty close.
Oh, Jesus.
No, that's the number to the Ramsey Domino's
Oh my God, dude.
pizza.
So it's gonna
I'm
go
from
like
Ramsey.
100 calls. Pizza.
They
Yeah,
should-
we'll get better at this as we go on. This is only our 40th fucking episode.
I'm just saying, we do these and I'm having a fucking blast right
Yeah.
now.
Who's calling at 7? Like, yo, like
who the
7:30.
No. The other night was way worse. I was here way too late. It was a Sunday. I come in the office, the phone rings at like 10 o'clock. I was like,
Pick that
no,
up.
dude.
I'm picking that up every
Yeah.
time.
Why?
should've.
Who would that even be?
I'm like, 10 o'clock on a fucking Sunday? What kind of shit do you
Hello,
Money
this is your
doesn't
extended
sleep.
car
Money doesn't
warranty.
sleep.
It sleeps for me. Don't worry.
It has to. It has to. But No,
Sundays
so-
when it's sleeping.
I'm trying to remember like how like stuff that went on back then, but like he got into like SCCA NASA like track event stuff.
Ooh, yeah.
And so I kind of grew up around that, and like I thought it was like sick because I was like the tire pressure and like the you know like the lug nut checker. It was really just something my dad like was like, yeah, just get out of here, you're bugging me. Go torque those lug nuts to 200 pounds, you know, like something. But so yeah, like I grew up around that, and then right when I graduated, it was kind of like, well, I can either be like, you know, everyone else and go to college and, you know, like get a marketing
Because
degree or something.
I read that you started when you were 18, right?
Yeah, so I started. So my dad had ended up selling the business. He got out right before the crash. Like he sold it, and then the dude who bought it tanked it.
Yeah.
It was gonna go that way.
It was gonna go anyway.
The building was too big. It was a whale, like in every sense of the word. And then he had basically kind of was like, all right, well, I still have a ton of like industry experience, so I'll kind of start, you know, this e-commerce stuff. He partnered with someone, and very quickly thereafter, partnership didn't really
work out.
right? Everyone knows that kind of story, you know, it happens. And he realized he's not good with computers.
Yeah.
And I came into the picture, like the company was like, dude, we owed way more money than we had, like to customers and product, to debt. And it was just like, okay, like triage, like what needs to happen today so that we can be here tomorrow.
Yeah.
Like, don't worry about the stuff that's going to need to happen like 10 days from now, because that's not going to matter if you sink today.
How much time did that happen from when you started?
So I came into the picture at 2011. So I came into the picture at 2011.
2011?
Yep. So
God
straight
dang.
out of high school. And then basically kind of for the first 4 years, dude, it was like, okay, I sold an exhaust, right? I made like $100. Well, I owe this guy a couple gaskets.
Yeah.
Let me call him and get him his gaskets, because I owe him that money, right? Because my dad and the guys who were there, they were trying to start a lot of businesses at the same time, so money wasn't always ending up where it needed to, like in the prioritization of like, hey, like, you know, like that's, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, triage, pay off debt, and like there's a funny story that goes into this. I remember the day that like I had paid off like all kind of like the debt, the customers were set up, and I had money that was mine in the checking account, right? And this goes to show you, for everyone listening, you don't know, like you can win forever and then have a loss that completely just upends all of it. So I had like $500 in my checking account, and back then we would only do like 10 orders a day, so FedEx would bill us for every order. And I must have like wrote a check or done something that like kind of overdrafted the account, right? So it took my 500 and then it overdrafted me like 10 times at $35 a piece. So that was my 500. So like I called the bank, and I'm like 19 years old. Like I was like my only money. I had just worked for like, well, I wasn't 19. I was like probably 20.
How were you marketing? Were you just selling to people you knew? Were you doing this?
Pretty much, not
Going to
like the
events and
forums.
shit?
Nazzaro.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
back then, like Nazzaro,
Oh, wow.
IWSTI.
Yeah.
We had a website at the time, and then we were doing events. But by that time, I was probably like 20, 21. And I remember just thinking to myself, like, this is it.
Yeah.
I'm over. Like, this overdraft fee, these overdraft fees
like,
crippled
this is
me.
the end of it.
And I ended up calling the bank, and they were like, yeah, we're not giving you that money back. You screwed up. And but I give a lot of credit to the rep. I don't know who it was, but they were like, hey, if you sign up for this credit card, there's a statement credit that if you spend like $5,000 in the first 30 days, you'll get back
then you got a
$500.
credit card.
Yep. And then I, did what everyone does. So, like I said,
You made it work though.
It worked. But yeah, I mean, it's a long road to there, man. And that was only probably, like I said, 2013, 2014. And now we're in 2022.
Did Rally Sport Direct exist?
Yes. So, well, funny story about them. They used to buy from my father back in the day.
Oh wow.
So like I've like it's just a long road that I've been doing this. Like I forget.
Because that would have been
sometimes.
your number one biggest competitor, right?
For years, dude.
Probably
I
still
actually
is.
used Rally Sport Direct website.
Yeah, I still use.
I
I
bought stuff off there.
Like I like literally like if someone will call in, I'm like keying Rally Sport. Up until I just built the newest site with Shopify, I stopped doing it then because I was like, I can't do this anymore. But but yeah, no, it's a long road, man, and it's not easy. Like every day is a new struggle, and it's like, but the reality of it is I've been doing it for so long, and I like take a lot of pride in it. I don't think people really, to your point earlier, my biggest thing is like, so I give this analogy: $1 is a lot to someone with 10, right? $10 is a lot to someone with 100. 100's a lot to someone with 1,000. But when you get bigger and you start scaling, a lot of people have the assumption that like $10 isn't a lot if I have $1 million, right?
Yeah.
$10 of your money. It doesn't really, in the grand scheme of things, right?
Yeah.
It's not a lot. But how do I know that if you gave me $10 for a gasket, you only had $100 in your account? I just took 1/10 of your money,
Yeah.
right? Think about that. Like that's a massive, like when you think about it that way, you really start understanding like, okay, this is bigger than just selling parts. This is bigger than just like, selling someone a horn kit. This is like someone who literally arguably overdrafted their account
To buy that.
to buy that thing.
Yeah.
And I'm just gonna like sit there and be like, I don't feel like shipping that today.
Oh yeah, yeah.
It's just like, no way. Like you gotta have a serious respect for the fact that people want to pay you money.
Yeah.
And if you don't,
That's
in
why
my
we're-
opinion, get the fuck out of the industry.
We're
'cause you're
very
screwing it
straight up on our website and stuff, like with shipping times.
Mm-hmm.
Like if it's a body kit or something, I'll go out of my way to make sure that we're posting the real time or longer
Yep.
on there.
100%.
And I've obviously lost sales because of that. Obviously.
Oh my god! You know how many sales I've walked on?
But you know how
like,
many people call us and go, yeah, so I bought it from so and so, and they told me it was going to be this long, and I'm like, well, yeah, and they lied to you.
They
And
lied
like,
to
what
you.
do you mean? I'm like, because it's all coming from one place, and this is how long it's been taking the last 3 years.
100%.
And they're like, oh, well, I'll just order from you. I'm like, okay, I'm sorry you didn't do that in the first place because now you got to wait another.
Yeah, now you got your money tied up 3 different areas, and now you
it
gotta
happened
wait
the other
the whole
day.
time.
Someone called us about Car Modify Wonder. Hey, I bought from Car Modify Wonder. You're probably not familiar with the brand, but it's like an Aero brand
Okay,
for these
yeah.
for these cars. And then they're like, yeah, I ordered it and I haven't seen anything for 6 months and I haven't heard anything back. And I was like, hey, sorry to break the news to you, but that company went out of business 2 years ago. It's not Car Modify Wonder. It's just a wholesaler that was
So it's
doing
just-
it in
yeah,
the U.S.
they're
and
just-
then they went under. And
I
they
don't know
didn't
who
tell
you paid.
anyone.
Yeah, I don't know who you paid.
They have the site up still. Yeah. And then
You
people
better
are just
dispute that.
yeah, people are just ordering stuff, and I'm like, dude, I was like, I can get you the parts, but what
get
should
you-
I do? And I'm like,
Call your bank.
I can't tell you what to do. I'm like, you didn't order with me. I can't do anything.
Sucks.
It's like he's
It's-
just confused, you know?
And that's the worst thing, like I think for customers. So like a lot of times I think we don't recognize it, and I'll kind of speak on it. Like you don't know the guy calling what he went through before he called. So we
Yeah.
get that a lot, right? Like we get it to where a customer during COVID, this was massive. Like it was like, all right, this guy called 10 different places, placed 10 different orders for this header, right? You're the 11th. He's gotten 10 shutdowns, like refunds, this, that. He's
Yeah.
fed up.
Oh, I'm used to that.
He orders it on your site and you take all of that brunt, all of that heat that
Yeah.
he's built up for those 10 orders against those other companies
the second we get
right
an order,
on your desk.
the,
and you just
the
eat
second we get an
shit.
order for something we can't handle, I immediately reach out.
Yeah.
Me or Malcolm, that's the first priority because we're like, that guy needs to know right now
Correct.
about a wait time.
And that's the big thing. Like when I was starting and getting up after it, like we would call. We'd pick the phone up and just
Yeah.
be like, hey man, like
Yeah,
this
yeah.
is this, that. And people would be like, you're calling me? Like, yeah. Like,
Yeah.
this is serious, dude. Like,
Yeah, this is your money. Like we got to
you
figure
know.
out what's going on. Do you want it? Do you want to wait? Do you not want to wait? Okay.
And that's what I mean, like, I don't want to bore people because I know that's not like
Well,
always like
there
the
are-
craziest thing. But
There
like,
are people
I mean,
in the industry that listen to this, so
No,
they'll
it's-
probably enjoy it.
it's just trying to be respectful to people's money. That's all
Yeah,
it is. But,
exactly.
I mean, as far as like other kind of like unique stuff, I was actually gonna kick it back. I want to ask you guys something. So I've only been. We'll go to drifting for a second before the scene.
Hell
story.
yeah.
Yeah,
So I've only been involved in drift, like not.
yeah, because I want to know when you're building the Subaru drift car,
Okay. Yeah.
Hey,
and
yo,
not a BRZ.
No, it's not. So
All right.
there's two things to that. So I've only been around it because my girlfriend's brother Andy and a couple of my employees, shout out Brendan and Andy and those
Okay.
dudes. They have kind of like is it a team?
Teams, yeah,
Teams,
clubs,
that's a clubs,
teams,
yeah, so they kind of have a thing.
Bunch of dudes.
And it just
Doesn't have to be
getting
just
after it.
dudes.
But like it was cool to see because like when I started dating Kaylee, Andy was young, like real like young, like 11 to like, and this
Oh,
was
wow.
and this was a kid who was drifting back then.
We have one of those. He works here. You met him earlier, Dave.
Oh, yeah.
yeah,
Oh,
young Dave.
Yep.
Yeah, he was.
Young Dave.
He was. he was into cars like before he even got
Love
it.
the
He was riding his bike up here. You know.
That's the same. That's
So-
kind of the same thing with Andy, right? This like he just was just enthralled with it, like
Yeah.
on every level. And like what was cool for him was like with my background, like I was around cars and I would see him watching videos, and he's watching the in car. Like
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
not watching like like what's going on outside. He's watching the hands.
Yeah.
Like he's watching the feet. He's like all that stuff. And I'm like, yo, like this kid's gonna be like, he's gonna be fucking sick
He's
one
drifting now?
day. Yeah. So he's actually Lock City with Mike
Yeah.
Lynch and those guys. So he from like that time to like a couple years ago built his car himself, right? The help of everyone, his friends and family and stuff like that. And got out there for the first event and like just killed it. Like,
course,
dude,
yeah.
like you could just tell like the kid was cut for it. Like
Yeah.
it was the first time in my life I've seen something where I'm just like, yep.
And I mean,
Yeah,
they get,
like that
they get,
kid is that.
What car
like,
is it? Do you know?
240. So
And
I'm
they're
not
watching.
gonna
They
have any
watch
years.
videos. They watch
thank you,
videos on
thank you.
YouTube, and they're studying
That's
for
what's
so
crazy.
long.
Like I'm thinking of it and I'm watching him watch it and I'm thinking to myself like, yo, is this kid really gonna just be able to go out there and just throw it like that? And sure enough, dude, clicked.
Yeah.
And he got like moved up to I don't know like how quick the
Yeah.
progression
It depends
normally
on
is.
which place you're at.
Yeah, so
Right,
he went from like the skid pad to the big track and like
Yeah.
I think it was like 2 or 3 events.
That's
Quick.
cool, man. I mean, we just had a similar situation. Not really a young kid. We had, but Dave's the same as that kid. Like
Yeah.
he was
They just get it.
studying this shit for years on
They have
YouTube.
no fear either.
Yeah.
I'm like dude, I'm like I don't know. I'm like legit a scaredy cat, dude.
I'm
Like
pretty
in the car
scared.
now, like I'm like, oh
Yeah,
shit.
yeah.
Like I'm like, dude, you really like this? Like I'm like, oh my god. I'm
Like riding passenger for drifting.
because I had never been. So like, this sounds naive, but I had never been. It was
Yeah,
not in my.
That's fine. Yo,
it was,
I
it was
discovered
just
it late
not
too,
in
bro.
my life.
Yeah,
So like,
It's not a Subaru thing, really.
so like, I was going out there with him on the skid pad, and like, you know, like the Lock City skid pad is kind of like just kind of
Yeah.
bland. It's kind of parking lot style, but it's cool for really what it is.
You're talking about like the peanut?
Yes,
looking-
the peanut. Yeah, that's exactly
yeah.
what it is with the tire markers and everything. And then when he got on the track, I like remember the first time I went out on the actual like on the kind of Thompson,
Yeah. The
club
club
circuit?
circuit.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
And like coming into that first turn, I'm like looking at it. I'm looking at him. I'm looking at the car. I'm
that
like,
was how I was.
I'll shit
fuck
myself in the
this,
passenger
dude.
seat,
I'm
dude.
like, and what was crazy was like seeing the progression in the kid was nuts because like the first couple events, I'm like, all right, dude, like I'm like checking the seatbelt, like am I bolted into this thing?
Yo,
like,
you gotta move the seat around.
yeah, like
make
I'm
sure
like,
it's good.
just like ripping the seatbelt. Like I'm like, oh my god,
Yep,
I'm gonna
yep.
die. Like,
Just be happy you were on the track and not on the street somewhere, because
Correct.
that's usually how it goes.
well, one of his
Yeah,
other
yeah,
friends
come,
just
come,
smoked
come
like
with
an
me real quick.
evergreen tree like the other day
Yeah.
doing something. So
and then you're looking around like, oh, let me make sure there's no seatbelt. And then before you know it, you're entering into the turn at 40 miles an hour, and you're like, all right.
And that was the crazy thing is then like he progressed to the point where like it was even I was more confident in his abilities, right? Like sitting in the passenger seat, so I wasn't scared anymore, and I
Yeah.
could just kind of like not
Now-
scared,
now
but
it's
like I
like
wasn't
a-
like fearful of him
Yeah.
driving, and now I can watch the kid like his hands, like I'm just like holy shit.
Yeah,
dude.
Drifting's
Like,
fun, man. It sounds like you need to get into it.
Yeah, so that brought up a discussion. So we ended up buying a 2015 STI shell. Well, it wasn't a
shit.
shell.
Oh
but,
God, I like where this is
Yep.
going.
So this was actually supposed to be done this year, but it just
It's
Yeah.
okay.
like
It's okay.
we basically partnered with a company, and of course I'm gonna blank on the name of them, but they make the spool conversion, which basically deletes the front
Oh, yeah,
differential.
yeah.
I thought you were joking. I
no,
thought
no.
I thought Frankie was joking
No, this is
about
100%
this.
truth. So
Well, we didn't do that when we were fucking. You're talking about when I was with Scott?
No, literally just now you were like, "Oh, so it sounds like you need to make a Subaru drift
Oh,
car."
yeah,
So
I
now
mean-
we're talking
Yeah,
about
no,
it
no,
now.
so
This is happening.
This is serious.
Fuck
so
yeah.
Nils, Norway Nils did the cage for us.
Okay.
So we caged it, we stripped it. We bought the spool conversion, which basically just deletes the front center diff. 100% power to the rear wheels.
Yeah.
And then basically, we're now trying to figure out how we're going to handle the fact that the motor's the wrong way. Right, it's horizontal, right? Because oil is gonna slap. It's gonna go. So
Yep.
Killer B.
yeah,
Yeah,
So-
baffled oil pan.
So there's two schools of thought, right? Half of it, like Turbo Mike has said, dry sump. Do a dry sump.
oh,
for sure.
yeah.
That's
I mean,
a
if that's on the
blanket.
table too.
I mean,
Yeah,
it's.
I mean, that's
no, it's not. I'm not spending $5.
Like, I'm like, a
This
baffled
pro-
oil pan.
This project is a
We can do that.
legit money pit. I would
would,
love to save $5,000. So
I would not do that. I feel like it's overkill.
dry sump?
I would keep it
that's what
simple.
with the new like IAG comp pans that they have, like the baffling. I feel like we could get away from it, or
And
we
you-
could get away
have
with
you
it.
seen problems before with Subarus and that?
Definitely. Like, so, well, what's crazy, So we're partnered Vermont Sports Car. We
Okay.
work with them.
Yeah.
They helped us with some of our SEMA stuff.
Is that a rally?
That's
school?
the guys who build all the Gymkhana Subarus.
Oh, okay.
They're Subaru rally teams.
Yeah. Okay.
Dev sponsor. They don't run dry sims on their cars,
so we're good.
and those cars are flying through the air.
I would trust that.
It's a little
done.
different, but it's like I would never think that you would.
Some of
need
them,
to do
some of the
that.
cars do, some don't.
Well,
Yeah.
Skylar, it's not like the drifting Subaru is not. We have I have a friend, Skylar.
Yeah,
it's
with
not.
the
It's not
Rooster.
uncommon. Well, I'm not saying it's not
I
uncommon.
want
It's
to
not
know.
impossible.
I want to know maybe what he's doing. I'm going to ask him that.
I'm gonna say it right now. There's probably a lot of people running a stock pan.
Stock pan, 100%.
So
Yeah.
I would do Killer Bee.
Yep.
And I would. I mean, I don't know how you are when you build cars, but fucking keep it simple.
So that was actually something that someone said to me, and I was because I'm like kind of grandiose.
You're gonna. Yeah, I know.
Like,
yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. Like I am
You
the
said
first to
caged.
admit
Okay, but
it.
here's
And
why.
I was like, what?
Here's why
Already?
you are though, because you're used to selling parts and making cars look good because that's what you have to do.
Yeah, correct.
You know, and because you're just a car guy,
Yep.
and you're not drifting. Once you start drifting, everything flips.
So let me explain the grandiose thought I had.
Okay.
To strip the entire car.
Yeah, see, I'm
Okay.
already
no,
out.
no. The whole fucking car.
Yeah.
Stripped. This
Yeah.
is a 20. Like I could have put a motor in this thing and sold it for like 30 grand.
Yeah, yeah.
Like that type. Strip the whole thing. Put a cage in it.
Okay.
That. Yep.
And ripped out all the wiring because I intend to run a Haltech.
So are we already at this stage?
Yeah, this is
Okay,
happening.
all right.
So like, there's no going back. I also sold
It's
the
done.
interior for like $1,000.
Well, that's okay. I'm not really upset about that.
yeah. But so now it's basically at the point where okay, like we got to just start driving this thing, like
Hell
because
yeah.
at some point
Well,
you
you're a
gotta
little
put the
far
motor-
now.
That's what I'm saying. Like now it's like I have two options. Like I can either like
Should have thought of that before you threw the wire harness away.
not just that. I should have thought of that. I should have thought of that before.
Frankie,
like,
fuck you.
gutted the whole car and there's a cage in it now.
you just described what people do, and then we're always like, "Come on, man, what are you doing?" But that's good though.
No, this is
I'm
the
glad
thing. You just
said
hit that nail on the head. I do this for a living, and I did exactly
Yeah.
what I shouldn't have done. Like if that was,
You
if I
went
was
way
on the
far.
other side of the desk, I would have your exact opinion.
Or
and I just
if you
fucked
were,
it all up.
it's you know, I don't know how to explain.
Here's why
people
Frank.
do that all the time.
I'm an idiot. I am an idiot.
You're not an idiot. You're
No,
just
just saying.
doing what you're used to doing.
Here's why Frankie understands. Did you see that silver car outside?
I was saying, yeah.
Did you see it?
Yeah.
Here, that's why Frankie understands.
That's not how it usually goes.
Hopefully, I will say, hopefully, we are able to get the motor in and at least start kind of getting it.
So it's going to be an FA?
It's going to be an EJ.
EJ, yeah.
EJ, sorry.
Yep.
I don't.
2015 STI.
Is the
Yep.
is the
2015.
is that the hatchback one?
no,
Same
sedan.
same generation of it?
No, sedan. That's like the
generation.
Oh, it's the new
yeah,
one.
but it's
Yeah,
a newer
yeah,
one.
the newer one. Yeah,
The bigger one.
So,
the one
yeah.
that Josh had.
Oh yeah, it is the new one.
it's the one I thought you didn't. You have one?
I would
I had,
love
I had
to
an
see.
05.
Oh, 05?
Yeah.
I would love to see that as a drift car, please.
That's like I said, I have two projects. We have our 04 STI revival that we're
Ooh, I
doing,
like
like
that too.
my first one. So we're
Yeah.
trying to revive that.
You gotta look
and
up.
then,
You gotta look up Team Orange.
Yes, that's
Okay.
so we. I mean, the Ukes cars were kind of like back in the day, and
Yeah.
I don't know what they were doing. Like, if
See
they
that's
were-
what we're into. We like ancient
were
technology.
they doing? Were they rear wheel drive, or were
Yeah,
they
definitely.
were they were probably doing
but
school
for some
conversions.
reason when you see it drifting though for Team Orange, Evo, the WRX,
They had a whole
They had a fleet of
of
them.
all-wheel drive. Rear
when
wheel
they're
drive
drifting,
conversions.
it almost doesn't look right.
That's because it's a big ass sedan
Big
with
car.
a high roof.
You got to
know what I
remember, these cars are on the scales at like what 3,500 Bear.
Bear, I don't know about
Maybe
that.
maybe like 30. Nah,
I'd say like 32.
30.
Bear.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like
3
32.
Bear.
Really?
Yeah. Big cars.
Jamie, fact check.
Yeah, good to get that weight going on there.
2015.
I also want you to deduct the interior and add the cage and make a completely forward
Really,
assessment.
3,200?
I don't even think
I
it's
thought
that
it was
high.
outlandish for
I don't
the IS
know.
to be that weight.
yeah.
It's way higher than you would. It's heavier than what is 32 to 34.
Yeah. And
So-
that's fully loaded.
Fully loaded.
So
yeah. But put a cage in it and
Cage,
then,
yeah,
you
the
know,
cage and versus the interior.
the problem is you're not getting rid of like the diff weight and everything. All you're losing are the axles
Wait, why?
Literally.
Why wouldn't you be
because
losing
it's all
that
part
weight?
of the trans.
It's all one piece on the Subarus. All you're doing. So imagine you have the whole transmission, right? There's just the center differential inside the
axles come
case.
out.
And the
I know.
axle-
Fuck. I'm picturing it on like a truck because I'm like, oh, you take the transfer case out, make a different drive shaft.
No. Yeah. All you're doing is basically imagine like a paper towel cone. where the center differential basically takes up that slack. You're just taking that out and putting this cone in that just allows it to rotate and not. Basically.
You still have a lot of
you have all the
mass
weight
from the trans, but it's a better setup than an Evo. So
yeah. I mean, definitely. So yeah, we're trying to get it through and get it over the finish line, and hopefully we can get a driver as well. So we were talking. I've been talking to like Jeff Stoneback as well.
I think you're the driver.
I
Yes.
am incompetent
What?
at drifting.
It doesn't matter.
Something
You're
has
gonna
to
learn.
come from nothing.
I will definitely try. I'm
You
not
would
going to
love
say.
it,
I
man.
will. Let me put it this way: if I drive it, it's getting a dry sump because that thing is going to end.
No,
up. I'm going to
it's
send
not.
the oil.
You
to
would
the
love
moon
it,
on
man.
that thing.
I'm
Like,
telling you. You would love
I
it.
feel like I've tried. I don't know what it is. It's like I feel like you get to a certain age, right? And I'm going to cop out on this, but you get to a certain age where you just can't learn anything.
No, that's wrong.
No way.
Do you see people learning to drift at like I'm
Yes.
29?
Yes.
So, like,
I'm
you see
trying to
people
get my
getting it?
dad
Yes.
in the car.
All right, so
Really?
this brings me to my next point. No, I think how old is Anthony? He's young, right?
24.
24. Okay, you can't really use him for this example.
I'm being
but-
dead honest on this. Like if you got someone, I just need someone to train me. Like I need a
Yeah, we'll
like a
train you.
team.
Come
All
down
right,
here.
perfect. Yes.
Yeah.
Have you? I'm assuming you've gone to E-Town and stuff like that. Have you?
I actually haven't.
Dude, they got
So-
a good place down there. East
Stoneback,
Coast Drift
Stoneback
School.
will come with us. We'll,
And all right,
yeah.
I need to. I just like I said, I'm not incompetent when it comes to like understanding like what the car's doing and everything. But like, so Andy was putting me on the sim, and I actually got it pretty
Yeah.
well, like on a set of
All
cars.
right,
so, like,
you're ready to
it
go.
was actually pretty like crazy because he was even like, dude,
I
like
say
you're
this-
not doing bad, and I'm like.
I say this all the time. Drifting is way too easy.
It's
So
not-
I wouldn't worry
all
about
right.
that.
The-
I worry
the-
about the car you chose.
The
That's
sim
what I worry
thing
about.
is
Yes,
it's
that's a
not
valid
you can't compare those apples to apples.
Mm-hmm.
So when you do get out there, because I'm not gonna say if, because you're gonna go out there eventually.
Yeah.
When you do go out there, just remember
What?
T-Pain 38.
T-Pain's 38. He learned how to drift.
That's true. Wow.
Is that subjective? Can he really drive?
Yeah.
He can drive.
I saw
I've never
footage
seen
of him
anything.
the other day.
He's moving. He's throwing
moving.
it.
He's moving.
Like I said, it's
Maybe
not,
we'll get to meet him one day. Nappy boy.
Drifting is not like F1. It's not like it's not.
It's fun.
Crazy.
It's about
Yeah.
just
fucking skateboarders are doing this shit. That's what
just
it is.
because you don't get it on
Yeah.
the first one or maybe the second one or even the third time or the fourth event or the fifth event, like it's
You'll
it's
get
just
it.
it's fun. Like
Yeah.
that's the number one thing for me. Like I'll spin out and the first thing I'm doing is probably yelling like woo.
And from a
fuck!"
business standpoint, I mean, this is a really good idea.
Now, my accountant
What
has
if-
a
what
very
if-
different opinion. About
What
that.
what if you have what if you become the go-to for drifting Subarus?
Yeah, dude.
So,
Drift people are dumb with their money,
I
dude.
really wish I could remember the name of the. I am like
Sorry,
I'm
guys.
very good with company names, and I am completely spacing on the spool company. But they're pressing us really hard to bring those into the U.S. and like own that distribution because
That's a good idea.
That right there allows any like pretty much. This is the piece is only like $700.
I want my
very easy to do.
Fuck yeah.
And it's completely. This was the big thing. It's completely reversible.
Hell yeah. Unless you blow
You
up
just
the
have
car.
to find a way
Now,
to
what's their
cap the axles.
That was my question. What's their solution there? Do they have one?
None.
Okay.
3D printing.
So
So-
you guys figure that out.
I'm thinking Travis Wilson from Precision Speed. He helped us with the SEMA build. I'm thinking about maybe making some like.
Yeah, just come up with something. You guys will do it.
A lot of people just break the axles apart.
Yeah,
and
I've
just
seen
pump
that
the
too.
stubs
But I've
in.
also seen them fly out. So
Yeah, I've also seen people forget that like that spins.
they got to figure something out.
And then the thing comes out like a Scud missile.
Yeah, it does.
Terrifying.
Dude, yeah. And like I've seen stupid shit. But
Yeah, me and my buddy converted one night at a shop. He just threw in a welded.
Did
center
you try it
diff,
out?
Took the axles out.
yeah, and you just
Yeah, they were doing donuts in the front of the shop at like 1 in the morning.
I know one guy. His name is Matt.
And then the axles flew out.
Around this area. Matt, is that the guy? He has a purple GC. It
Yeah,
used to be.
yeah. Is he
my,
still drifting?
my brother is friends with that guy. But no, I have no idea. But what up, dude? If you're listening to this, I don't know if you're gonna listen to this, but yeah, boosted GC8. It
Yeah.
was blue before or some shit. Regardless, my brother has a bug eye. He's had it. It's been his first car. He doesn't want to fucking get rid of it, even though he's dumped ample amount of money into this thing.
Yep.
And it's still it's
still
another,
not-
it's
yeah,
another
it's-
Subaru to me. Like, but I'm like, yo, drift that thing, like,
and, like-
and if you guys get this thing going, maybe it'll be. You gotta climb.
It was actually cool because we had like a lot of industry support too. Like when we were telling people about it, like IEG, for example, the guys over there were like, dude, that is like the coolest thing we've ever heard. Like we're all in on that.
That's
like,
good.
what do you want? And
Yeah,
it's like,
dude.
Like, I mean, hopefully, I don't want to say hopefully. I'll get it over the finish line, whether that's this year or next year.
Dude,
TBD. It
Hurry,
also-
hurry
Stay
up because I
posted
want
on
to
it.
build one too. So
Those
Dude,
little-
don't worry. If you want,
I'm not gonna
Bring a
beat you to it.
trailer, and we can collaboratively do it. Maybe we'll put it on a trailer, and you can bring it here.
That would
You
be
got
cool.
space somewhere,
We're
you got
down.
that thing
To
over
our,
there.
to
I'll
our
figure
listeners,
something
go
out.
check them out at Subi Speed to make
I'm
sure
probably
you're
not going to
tuned
be
in.
able to.
Let's
to
talk
make it
later.
through.
We'll
Let's
figure
do it.
something out.
Let's do it.
I always said it. People always ask like, "What do you guys want to build?" Like one day, I was like, "I want to build a Subaru."
Dude,
or
I will
Evo,
I will
something
literally
like that.
put the motor in the car and just have it shipped down to you and just build it over the finish. Just get it over.
What do you think, Chris?
Chris
We
is
collab on that.
Hi, Chris.
The Faction 002
This is the labor
car.
guy. This is the labor guy.
If you didn't know, I'm the only tech here.
Have a-
Please
Please.
don't give me a hard time.
I seen Frankie work.
I've been working.
I have been working.
I've
get
been
it.
working
You
a
can
couple
get it.
days.
Watermelon.
Look, there's 2 engines. There's 2 engines going together right now.
Get it?
Yeah.
What did Chris do today?
Chris, he swept. No, he
What did he do?
Damn, dude.
What did he do? Broke a Miata?
Oh my god,
No, he didn't really.
that's rough.
Why did you have to call it Carl Bad Luck? Now to our listeners,
Oh
dude.
yeah, let's
Now,
talk about
now
that.
to our viewers and shit. Everybody's gonna be like, "Oh, Carl's got bad luck."
the
Let's stay
Miata,
away
the
from his
Miata
stuff."
owner is a friend of a friend. We can talk about it. So this is what happened.
Is
Well,
he
first of all-
aware?
yeah, he's aware.
He's aware?
Yeah,
Okay.
He's not gonna learn on the podcast.
Yeah,
so-
like
No.
what?
So he dropped his car off for an alignment. That was it. Put an angle kit on the car, and then the next day is Carl's birthday. So everyone's
What does it have to do with anything?
You'll see. And then, so we're all like, "Oh, it's Carl's birthday! Happy birthday!" Whatever. And then Chris starts moving cars around, gets in the Miata, goes down the street, turns around to come back to the shop, and the tie rod bends.
Sick.
That's mishap number 1.
Just turned around. He just turned around. The tie rod bent.
After you had mentioned my name.
No. We didn't talk about you yet. So it just turns. He's like, "What the fuck?" He pulls in, and then I pull into work. I'm like, "What's going on?" He's like, "I just turned around and the tie rod's bent." And I was like, "All right, well, I guess this customer must have installed something wrong. I don't know. Let's bring it in." Chris goes to bring a car in, backs it up, pulls it up the driveway, knuckle snaps.
Okay, that was the
Other tie rod breaks.
okay.
I'm like, "What?" No, he literally didn't even do anything yet. He just drove it 4 feet.
Well, so where does the Carl bad luck have to come into
So
play?
then that's when Chris realized, wait a minute. Carl's bad luck is spreading to everyone because it's his birthday.
Yep.
I had a great day today.
Of course you did. You spread your bad luck to everyone else.
It doesn't land on you today.
Yeah. You get the
Yes.
one day.
I painted my engine bay. I got all the cans I needed.
Dude,
I
so
got
now,
extra.
so now we had to call the
extra.
customer, "Hey, so your car just broke itself before we even pulled into the shop." He's like, "Huh?" I'm like, "Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You should come here and figure
Take a
this
look
out."
at this thing.
So, yeah, we, luckily he's
What are
very
the knuckles
understanding,
on it?
but I wish I could tell you. Does anyone know what those knuckles are? Because we should probably say something right now.
I don't know the brand, but they were poorly welded.
Yeah, since the knuckle broke, you could see the weld,
Really welded.
and it's not really penetrated, so it wasn't really good. We do think we know what happened. To possibly too many spacers on the outer tie rod, and I saw
From
the tie rod
turning around, dude.
Yeah,
That's
he went full
that's
lock,
a
so-
defect. Full defect.
or user error.
So what's
I don't
happened
know.
with his roll center correction on the tie rod? So with their modded knuckle, it's so modded and so shortened that when you go full
Oh,
lock,
like pulls it.
the spacer gets locked on the lower ball joint bolt.
So by the time he's going to turn the wheel back, I think it's already bound up.
Yeah.
So it might have bent the tie rod,
Yep.
and then when he was coming back around,
Just popped.
they might have been fighting each other by that point. I don't know. And then that could have broke. The breaking of the knuckle part is the craziest part.
That's a lot of force. Even to snap a
unfortunate
diesel
as it is, it could have happened when, let's say, you guys aligned that and it got done. It could have happened on the road.
That's what we were all saying.
So at least it happened here, and you could keep another person safe.
Yeah.
100%.
So I think he's going with a different angle kit, and maybe we'll install it. That way we know everything's good. But yeah, thanks for the bad luck, Carl.
You're welcome.
Did anyone, Malcolm, you got any bad luck? We thought it was like Final Destination
Yeah.
because once we realized what was going on, I was like, Malcolm, you're next. You've known him longer than me.
I was afraid to go outside.
Yeah, he said he was afraid to
Is
go
that why he
outside.
was sleeping when I got here?
He kept saying, he's like, I'm scared to go outside. I'm like,
Like something's gonna happen to me.
That's some bullshit.
and then I
had
told
to-
Ethan, and he's like, oh, fuck.
If you follow me on Instagram, I had a great fucking day today, man. I have
It's not about you, man.
painted my engine bay.
Not how it works.
Yeah.
Came
That's
out
not how it
okay,
works.
except for the rat sport.
Well, we have a few more hours left before the end of the day, so let's fingers crossed. This
Yeah, let's
podcast
try
is
to-
going.
Yeah.
sick.
Hey, we'll
Going
knock
well.
on wood on that. I have a long drive though, so I'm trying to distance myself from you.
No,
before
yeah,
I
don't
ruin
touch
a
me.
semi-correct. No, but like, so I was actually, hold on, I was gonna say, so in terms of like drifting, what's one thing you would say 100% need,
You need?
like on that Subaru? Like, I want to hear like what you're
A
like.
seat.
You're talking to the wrong guy because I'm going to tell you nothing. No, I actually would say seat.
Yeah, definitely. All right, so like
Yeah.
good safety, right? Decent
And
seat.
it's not about safety. It's about that seat holding
yeah,
you.
holding, yeah,
Yeah.
not
I'm
shifting.
thinking about when
Safety is the least of my concern.
I'm
I
thinking about like a
I'm
normal-
minorly on the safety. I have like,
mean, it's good.
just
It's
something,
something
I
to
don't
keep
know.
on the list.
If I buy the seat, buy the harnesses.
Yep.
Right? You
Oh,
know,
yeah,
just like
yeah.
make sure you stay.
Yeah,
in
you
the
got
seat.
the cage already.
You're already
Yeah,
in the
exactly.
cage realm.
Yeah.
You don't have an option
we got,
now.
Yeah, we got the seat, and that's like. So, what's the opinion on angle kits?
Well,
No
the thing
go
is,
or no?
the problem is your car's already at a point where it's like you're building the whole thing. So you might, if
might as
if
well.
you
Yeah.
don't put an angle kit on it now,
Well, it's not even.
I'm gonna
put
be
one-
concerned.
It's not even put one on it. There isn't one, really.
Oh, boy.
Like, so we would have
There's
to.
gotta be something
No,
out there.
there's no.
have
I
to
don't think
make
there's
one.
anything. Yeah, you have to make one.
I
So
mean-
like Nils was the one who floated the idea of drilling out the control arm. Like, or the knuckle, excuse me, like like bringing
yeah.
in the bolt point.
Yeah.
So he did that. It got like a couple degrees, but it's kind of sketchy.
well, I
Like,
can tell you right now, people have definitely done this. So
I think Kyle Nart. There's a guy. Kyle
yeah,
Nardi
I don't
who
know
had
if
one of
they
those.
sell anything, but
I would want to
There's people
see
you
that
can
thing.
talk to.
Yeah.
I would like
I
to
gotta-
see that thing like OEM plus.
That's how we wanted it to be, but I don't think.
no, you're past
it
that.
already.
You're past
That's
that
far,
point.
yeah, no, like we've already elevated past that.
Yeah.
It is
Yeah,
gonna
you're
be,
well
It is going to
beyond.
be a completely like. I guarantee.
It's a
Listen,
track
I'm going
car.
to
It's a
build
full
it,
build.
and then it's not going to meet like qualification for something because it's so
I'm really
overdone.
glad that we are talking about this right now because
Look at
I had a question and it was like, what do you see for the future? Especially since you seem to be somebody who can adapt,
Try
which
to.
is great.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
like that was gonna ask like, what do you see in your future? And it sounds like drifting is bam.
I mean, that's a really good move.
Segue into this for the
Is
SEMA
it,
discussion.
Frankie?
I think it's a really smart move.
I may just make the car with the arrow, the wrap, and then just bring it to SEMA.
Oh, with no drive shaft.
None, dude. Just brakes, rims, wrap, everything. Call it the rear wheel drive STI, and just let it
Bluetooth drive shaft.
Bluetooth drive shaft.
Yeah.
because
I
that
did.
is as
I
practical
did
as SEMA.
definitely. Now that you're talking about SEMA, I did definitely want to like talk about.
Yeah,
that for
we
a
gotta
little
talk
bit.
about that because we never been. I never
Because,
even.
You guys haven't. You
I've never
haven't
been
gone
there.
yet?
We're
you
flowing
definitely should
through
go. You
the
guys should
topics beautifully, and now I want to talk about the SEMA car because everything about it, I love
Yeah.
it. Because
Dude, I hated those
you
cars.
went away from the what is it, the plating,
Cladding.
cladding.
Cladding,
You went, you
yes.
moved away from that. So now it's
Paint
one
match.
color, and
Yep.
now I got to see what I thought immediately. I was like, why didn't they just paint that?
And it's the best color, silver.
Silver.
And-
simple color. That's
And
how
you know,
we
you got a
chose it.
little bit of a wing on there. It's beautiful. If you guys don't know what we're talking about, go check out at Subi Speed on
Subimods,
Instagram.
Subimods, man.
Subimods. Fuck, sorry.
We
Subi
knew that
Speed.
was gonna happen at least once.
I'm
I'll give you
fucked.
the pass on that one.
I'm
One
pretty
pass.
sure.
That's the bad luck.
I'm pretty sure I told everyone it was Subi Speed, so don't
we,
worry.
we fucked up. We fucked up pretty bad.
That's
but
my
at
fault.
Subimods,
We eat that both ways. If it gets me more business,
and
we'll
go
get it.
check
Yeah.
that out
Whatever.
because
That's
like that's what that car should look like.
Yeah.
I love it. Yeah.
It was a
And I love little aero bits like that. Like I love
That's
GT
a Varus
wings.
kit?
Vars, yeah.
Yeah.
So like
It's beautiful, man.
the story behind that was like people like so SEMA. Honestly, I would go. Like, there's a lot
Yeah.
of people who talk shit about SEMA.
It seems like a
yeah.
fun time.
Everybody's always taking pictures of the fucked up shit.
I've just always been like, I'm not at that point yet. Like, I don't need to go there. But then it's like, I probably should have been there 5 years
It's
ago.
it's
so.
like the way I look at it is take a vacation, right? Take,
Yeah,
take
yeah.
a week. It's 4 days. It's easy.
yeah.
The pass isn't a lot of money relative to like how cool the show is. You're not going to come home with like a Rolodex full of business
Yeah.
cards. That's going to like make you a millionaire. Like SEMA
Yeah.
pushes that narrative. Wrong, not happening. It's
Yeah,
not
Rolodex.
relative.
Frankie has a
Rolodexes
Rolodex.
are awesome.
Yeah.
Like, that,
For those
kudos
of you
to
who
that.
are on the channel and listening, yeah, Frankie has a Rolodex. He's one of the only.
Look, man,
Besides
I like
me.
business cards.
And
You have
my
one
rep
too?
From Turn 14 has a Rolodex
Yeah.
too. Rolodexes, V1 best thing you could ever buy.
Hey, man.
But that thing isn't going to get any more full with good
Yeah, yeah,
things
yeah.
from SEMA. But you're going to network with
But I f-
people. Like,
yeah.
you'll be, I don't know.
I feel
guess
like I'd be there just fucking off with people I know.
Yeah.
Jimmy Oaks is gonna be there.
It's a fun event. I'm not going to lie. It is.
yeah, but I mean, I hope marketing would happen down there, but I don't know. Vegas.
I was
SEMA
more.
is what you make it. Sorry.
yeah,
that's
yeah.
literally what it is. If you go there to screw around,
yeah,
that's what it'll be. If you go there to be a turtle and not leave your hotel room,
yeah.
that's what it'll be. If you go there to network, you'll network. That's just how I've always looked at it. Like,
And there's just so many people there that there's no way you can't get what you want to do.
Yeah,
do.
yeah.
people forget it's global.
It's
Like,
literally
I mean, there's literally like people from
an
all over the
international
world.
fucking
Oh, yeah,
event.
that's-
Correct. And that's why like it's crazy to think that there's like people who are like SEMA sucks. It's like, dude,
How would you even?
Like, I don't even know how your opinion matters. Really.
Yeah,
what are they-
Sorry, like, what are you basing that on?
What are your credentials?
Yeah, this guy flew from like the other side of the globe to come here. I really
Yeah.
like. Sorry,
SEMA.
be
I mean, there is another one, right? What's the-
PRI.
PRI.
PRI is cool. PRI is more like
I don't think
ground
I've even
floor,
heard of
Chicago.
Yeah.
It's somewhere in the center.
But like being able to prepare a car for something like
Oh yeah, yeah. So that's the other
how
side.
long?
All right. So timeline on that.
That's fucking you looking
So
at
I
every
had-
fucking detail.
It's like what's that term? It's like oh my god, it's like before BC and then AD, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Before
yeah.
Christ and after
Yeah.
after the death. That's what I think of SEMA, right? Because my whole vision of what it was, like BS, right? Before SEMA and then after it, like, dude, completely different. Like, I thought it was basically like, all right, you just put the car together, you get the car there, they put it in, and everyone wins. Like, it's all fun and games, right?
Yeah.
There's no
That's what I thought.
stress.
nah.
Wrong. I literally went through the worst 3 months of my life from October, November, December.
This
like,
kind of
I
sounds
was-
like planning for final bout.
any
That's
major
to
event,
us.
right?
Okay,
Like
little-
any
little
major
smaller.
event, it's going to be
Yeah.
the same thing. Like there's just no. Basically, what ended up happening was they came to us. Mackin Industries came to us in June at Wicked Big Meat, the big car show up here, and they were like, "Listen, we like what you did with the WX." At that point, we just had like rims and coilovers on it, so I'm like,
But you had a new one.
"Yeah, we had a new one."
Yeah.
I feel like that was one of the first photos that I saw
Was that probably
of it on
With,
like wheels and like lower.
Yeah, at the booth with Colton Diego Huerta's drift car, the old BRZ FRS gum out car. That was in our Wicked Big Meat booth. So that was what it was alongside. So they liked the whole presentation of everything, and they were like, "Hey, will you bring this to SEMA for us?" And I'm like, "Yeah, whatever." Like I was like, "Yeah, all right, shoot me an email, we'll get it done." And they were serious. They were like, "Hey, we're gonna get backing from Varis to send you the first Arising 1 kit."
That's sick.
And like, let's make it happen. So I'm like, all right, whatever. We get to like the end of we get to like the end of September. There's no kit.
Oh.
Like, okay, where's the kit? Now, mind you, this car is brand new. There's nothing out for it. There's no brakes. There's no suspension. Like everything that was coming out was kind of hodgepodge. So, and one of their requirements was aero, brakes, rims.
I
and
saw.
suspension.
Okay, that's why you did the brakes. I saw the video from SEMA.
And they basically, so we ended up having to, in the course of 30 days, basically procure a brake kit from Japan that isn't sold here. It's the STI kit. Have someone come in, make brackets, because the car is not made for that. We don't even know at this point how that's going to handle.
Yeah.
Olin sends us a set of suspension that we opened it and we're like, okay. This
Just a
is
side note, real quick. This is a good example of why cars are missing drive shafts.
Yeah.
At SEMA.
Like this is, and all credit to the guys at Olin's. I really appreciate what they did, but we pulled these out of the box and written on the damper body said, "Do not drive" in like big Sharpie. Like it was like, "Do not drive this." Like
Yeah.
it is untested. Like it is a roll in, roll out suspension setup. Varis is airing there's only one of these kits, this Arising 1 kit. They took it off their car, allegedly. They made it, test fitted it, sent it to us to debut it at SEMA. If this gets lost, damaged, or broken,
They're screwed. It's over.
it's over. We're not
Jesus.
going.
Yeah.
Mind you, we just had to have Colton at Redline Restorations. I don't know. They
Oh,
do the.
that's
yes.
who
So
that
this is a plug.
Okay.
Shout out to
I'm
Colton.
hoping I could have him on here one day.
Yeah,
like that would
I'll
be
give you his number
crazy.
before
Yeah.
the end of it. See if you reach out. He has a really cool. He actually
Yeah,
just texted
dude.
me the other day. I forgot to respond to him.
I was
Sorry,
gonna say
Colton.
we'll probably go over there and do that because he's got that whole.
the JDM Supreme Collection.
He's got a museum up there.
It's actually a really cool. He's doing a lot of cool stuff.
Yeah. Sorry.
So
Side note.
we had him paint all of it and do everything, and like. I actually, one of my old employees is his kind of director of operations, and Quan was like, "Dude, like, man, we've never done this before. Like, we don't know how this paint is gonna lay. We don't know shit about this. Like,
Yeah.
let's just go for it, right?" We get it. The car came out great. They painted it beautifully. Like every way that they did it was perfect.
It looks
like
great.
it matched everything that Varis did in Japan too. So their car is painted the same way as ours, pure
Oh,
chance.
wow.
We get everything. The kit comes in. It's perfect. There's no damage. Amazing. Because like when you looked at the dude who brought it and the truck he brought it in, it was like literally like, all right, this is 100% broken. Like
Yeah.
I knew it. I was like, this wing is snapped in half.
Who did the livery on it?
That's another plug. Sammy, Style Up.
No fucking way.
Yeah, dude. So I told you, I'm really like. There's a
Wait.
lot of connections. Sammy Dewar,
Oh, okay.
Style Up Design Co.
I gotta look this up.
You know, I think you guys know Sammy.
Do I know him?
I can't pronounce his last name. Diew. Dewar.
That Sammy?
Yes.
Like my good friend Sammy? No way. Sammy,
I don't know what
Sammy Scene
All right,
Points?
I didn't want to say his nickname because I didn't know if that was like
For
accepted.
real?
Yeah, Sammy Scene Points.
And what's the name what's the company name? Style Up?
Style Up.
Is
That's
that
what-
his thing?
I believe so. I don't know. I don't want to.
Holy
Allegedly.
shit, dude. Of course it's him.
Yeah.
That livery is amazing.
So the cool thing about Sammy, like shout out to Sammy, like he really like came in and he did both cars. So there was a second car. We didn't even talk about this. JD's BRZ had to go too.
Yeah, I saw that.
So we built that car at the same time. His car was
So
more well put together at the time.
they just wanted that car too?
They will take anything that has that kind of JDM.
Okay.
And JD's car is really well put together though. So
Yeah, no, it
he
looks
should have
really
had a
good.
space inside. We were kind of upset about that. Like he should
Oh,
have
so
really.
he was there, but
He
it
was
wasn't-
outside at their
Okay.
space they bought. But yeah,
I
Sammy.
mean, your car kind of takes the
Just for the
being
notoriety of
new
it.
and yeah, all that.
Yeah,
I
but-
can't believe Sammy did that. That's so funny.
Yeah, so Sammy did that. He helped, like, he kind of, we collaborated on the vinyl, and he really kind of knocked it out of the park because it was just minimalistic. Like,
I
a
know.
lot of people,
we love that.
a lot
That's
of
why-
people were like, why isn't Subimods very prevalent on the
Fuck
car? I'm
that,
like,
dude.
I built the fucking car. I don't need to put my name all over
I noticed
it.
you put Turn 14 on it. That was
Yes.
pretty cool.
Turn 14 did have, so they made the connection for Olin's to us.
Oh, okay.
So that's where that comes
All
from.
right.
And obviously they've been a great partner for us. But the cool thing about that was the actual kanji on the door
Yeah.
is actually Subaru, right? And then one of my guys, I can't even take credit for it, JD actually came up with the Advance Beyond the Stars.
I saw that. Yeah, I heard
So
the
it
whole
was like
thing.
kind of like a play on
was so
like
cool.
like the Subaru and then Advance Beyond the Stars.
fuck
And
with
that's
it.
that's kind of
Okay.
become our tagline for that car. But yeah, so like we build the car. Let's just high level that the car gets done. Right,
Yeah.
it's there, it's ready to go.
Clean.
Yep, it's
That's a
put
big
together.
thing.
The vinyl's on it. How does it get there? Right,
on a
so that's-
fucking sketchy truck. That's how it
So
gets there.
that was the first. That was the first
U-Haul
thought we
box
had.
truck.
Could not get a driver to do it. No one wanted.
Dude,
to
I
touch
would have
it
brought
'cause they
that
were
shit over
so
on my
low.
trailer.
Guess what? We bought a trailer. Literally, like a 40-foot open deck trailer. One of my friends, Hernan, found it and
Yeah.
go pick it up in like New York.
40 feet?
It was a 2-car because we had to bring 2 cars.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, JD's BRZ. So we had never
Done that.
My dad has a brand new F450 that he's letting us use.
450, God.
That's a
I
wow.
definitely- Yeah, my dad definitely didn't need a 450, but it helped
Could've
out.
pulled
in
the
this
whole
one.
your
shot.
dad.
Yep.
I love your dad.
This is a brand new truck. It's got like 100 miles on it. The trailer's never been driven that long. And we're loading 2 cars
And it's
on
a
it.
Ford.
You
You're
could've
And
fucked.
literally, and it's a Ford during COVID, so like a whole door's gonna fall off.
I don't
the
even
thing
think
in
I've
20
seen
minutes.
a fucking 450. What does
Nah,
that even look
he
like?
could-
You ever seen an M1 Abrams tank?
It's about that.
They
Yeah.
could have pulled the Vegas Strip to them.
Yeah,
Very
you
well
should have
put.
just pulled Vegas to you.
Absolutely could have. And then the crazy thing about it was it wasn't a stupid enough deal. We had to buy because I thought about it and I'm like, well, I've already invested so much into this. I don't want to get a rental car, so I'll just bring my motorcycle. So we bought like motorcycle mounts to put on the front of the trailer.
Oh, fuck yeah.
So this shit looks like there's 2 SEMA cars, a Ducati, and like something. It was the stupidest transportation
sick.
look ever.
Nah, I love it. I
they
love
have
it.
to be there Saturday at like 9 a.m.
We
Right?
leave Friday night.
They left at Wednesday. They left Wednesday at like 8 p.m. Dude,
Perfect.
A hot shot drive all the way
Yeah.
across. We get there, nothing happens. The cars get there perfectly fine. Other than my dad thought it was logical to wrap the car with like, you know,
Plastic
like that
painter's tape?
dude, like literally plastic wrap, dude. Like I swear to God,
I thought that's what you were going to say.
I apologize to anyone who are on or around early November, who was driving 84,
And got
saw
hit
a
with plastic
hot
wrap?
air balloon of fucking plastic wrap coming off of our SEMA trailer. I want you to know that I told my father to not wrap the fucking car, and he made it literally 20 minutes from the shop
Yeah.
before it just ripped off.
Yeah, that wasn't gonna work.
So we
It's the thought.
That counts.
Your dad was
guess.
looking out.
Yeah, whatever.
Homie.
No.
Homie for that.
Yeah. So they make it all the way to SEMA, right? And they get into Vegas, and mind you, the cars made it there perfectly. They hit one deep bump, and it blows off JD's like flare on the back. Like the BRZ has that little like weird kind of
Okay.
like I don't
Yeah,
know what it is.
you always lose some kind of arrow in the way.
It's Friday at like our time. It was like, or excuse me, Friday at 6 p.m. our time. I have to try. They don't have the piece. It's gone. Fell off.
Yeah.
This is a car that we just slaved over.
The
his
road
BRZ.
took that.
The road, yep.
The road took that one.
We ended up finding a piece, get it on the car, whatever. Get the cars loaded in, and I get to SEMA, and I'm just thinking to myself, I'm like, how the fuck did this happen? Like, how did this work? Because
now the stress is gone, so now you're like, all right, how did this even happen?
The car you're talking.
Amazing.
The car is like in.
it's in
where
the
it has
event.
to
It's
be.
in the event. Like everything, like, everyone's super happy. All the just shout out to my team. Like they fucking killed it. Like I don't want to take any credit on it because it's just the Brendan, my guy. He stayed late every fucking night, dude, to put the pieces of it together. Like seriously, like he went above and beyond. JD was stressing, dude. I've never seen him. He must have walked 10,000 paces one day, just stressed, like over the whole thing. Everyone went, and really got it out of the park. But their stress and everyone's stress started before mine started at the event.
Yeah.
So the big thing was everyone hated the car. Like we not hated. I'm not saying
the
our
car itself.
Oh
Correct.
yeah. They hate that
they
car.
hated the car. So I'm thinking to myself, like, dude, like, it's gonna have some attention. It's not gonna be like crazy, but it's
That would have been the
I
only
think
car.
that's
I
just
was
they
looking at.
hate it.
completely missed the boat on that, and everyone was like, it like blew up.
Yeah, because you gave everyone hope.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm thinking.
You
It's
literally
they're
did.
like,
And
maybe
that's
this
what they
isn't as
said.
shitty as I thought.
Dude, all we were talking about that whole month was like, God, man, they really fucked up. Subaru finally fucked up. It was only a matter of time. And then that drops, and we're like,
It can be-
Not
okay,
bad,
well, you
not
can
bad.
fix it at least.
Yeah, I could do with this.
Yeah.
Like,
And it just got to the point though throughout the week where like I was just sitting there and I'm like, well, this is gonna be hard to top. Like, how are we gonna? What are we gonna do next year?
Well, if you
but,
start drifting to the Subaru.
that's the
Yeah.
hope, right? Is we can get back there. But
Yeah.
SEMA is fun, and for anyone who like is thinking of going, it's a great time. I mean, I know
can-
that doesn't like.
I feel like I can
It
only
depends on
imagine.
how much money it costs to get there, really.
I can only imagine what that would be like because, okay, right now I had mentioned that I was painting my engine bay.
Yeah.
I would never do something like that. Typically, I'd just be like, all right, whatever, slap, put it together. But we just came from California a couple weeks ago.
I saw you guys did the podcast.
Yep,
out there,
and
yeah.
we got to
that
see a
was
lot of
fun.
people out there, and that, just being around that, seeing shit over there, seeing different stuff, that got me doing this bullshit that I'm in right now. Because I'm like, why did I do this? And then I'm like, wait, I mean, there's other people out there who kind of motivated me. Seeing the stuff that they were doing motivated me. I'm like, I want to do that shit.
That's true. That's true. And I think the other thing too that a lot of people didn't see, and you'll see it if you go, you guys will see it. You got to keep working. You don't stop.
Yeah.
So like,
Oh, that would be so
like people, I really think people thought like we would. So the,
Pause everything.
yeah, like no, man. Like we rented an Airbnb for everyone in the company who came to stay at one house, one central
That's
location. That was
fire.
my whole thought. Like keep
Yeah, yeah.
everyone in one house. JD, we loaded the WRX with screens, computers, dude. We turned like the whole house into like basically an office.
Yeah.
We would get up at like 7 a.m., go to SEMA, work the whole day there doing all like the bullshit, like press
Yeah.
meetings, all that stuff. Come home at 6 and just grind until 2, 3 in the morning.
Just get all the orders processed.
Yo.
Yeah, and just grind it out, dude. I probably at one point, like I literally looked down at like my 8th cup of coffee from like 6 p.m. to like 12, dude. I'm just like,
Damn.
I'm like, this sucks. I
Yeah.
was like, I don't want to do this.
You got to leave some people behind.
Yes, and that was leaving most of the team behind, and
Yeah.
it was difficult. But and then there was like that realization at some point that like, all right, like this is cool and this is awesome, but at the end of the day, like we have to make the car realistic for people in our consumer base, right?
To be able to get
There
something
you go,
like that.
right? So like think about this, like with SEMA cars, these cars have $200,000-$300,000 invested into some of them. Like you look at some of the cars in the Toyo booth, these cars are completely unpractical. They're just dreams,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Half of them don't even run,
Yeah.
right? So for us, we didn't want to do that. Our goal was drive in, drive out,
Yeah.
flat out. If it doesn't drive in and drive out, we fucking failed.
Just don't look at the notes on the coilovers.
Correct. Don't look at the notes on the coilovers.
Correct.
The seats
No,
are
but
not bolted in, and there's no seatbelts. So
Your
like,
car-
don't drive it anywhere.
Your
No, no,
car
no.
is very like,
And
Yeah.
it looks like it's a car you could build in
That
your
was the
garage.
big goal.
the
Yeah.
thing too is people who that's a big thing, right? Because
Yeah.
everybody's got a fucking camera nowadays.
Yeah.
And seeing that moving versus seeing it parked, in my opinion, when a car is moving, that's what I want my car to look like. Obviously, that's what other
Yeah,
people
did you
are gonna
guys get
see it
rollers of
as.
that thing?
So that's the funny story, right? So we roll out of now. This is where I'm going to bash SEMA. What is it? Friday, the last day
I
of
always
SEMA.
hear shit about the
rollout.
Yeah.
So like I'm thinking the rollout's cool. Like my family was there. So like my mom and my dad were there because they wanted to see it. And like the company's there.
Yeah.
And there's just a lot of industry partners who finally who were like affiliated with us for a lot of years and were waiting for us to kind of like
get to that level.
Or like waiting outside to see the car. And me and Brendan are stuck inside. There's like some RC fucking van that catches on fire, like 20 cars up the line from us. It was just a complete cluster. And we're inside the event, car running. There's no fuel in the thing because SEMA makes you drive it in like quarter tank
Just like in
empty.
Weekfest.
Yeah.
No gas in the thing. So like we're basically like, okay, well, when are we gonna get out? You know, like what do we think? 3 hours, bro, to get out of the event, right? Everyone left. All the vendors that were watching the car to come out, gone. They all left. We drive the car off to some random side lot to try and get it lifted up and on the trailer because there's nowhere for you to do that.
Yeah.
F1 was in Vegas that weekend, so the whole town is fucked. And we basically end up putting it on the trailer. And our goal the next day, Quan, really good photographer, Evoked Photography.
I heard of him.
Yeah, he wanted to go out to the Gene Roach flat or salt beds. And it's apparently this, I don't know anything about it, right? I just worked my ass off for like a week. I don't care.
Your brain
about
is probably fried.
anything about this, what he's talking about. All I hear is we have to get up at 4 a.m. to drive to this fucking lake, deserted lake bed, so that the sun comes over this mountain at this exact time, right? We get out there, we finally wake, everyone's up, we're getting out there, we unload the cars, we back them out, and dude, I shit you not, the car is laying right there, and the sun crests this mountain in this flat salt bed.
I would have cried.
Dude, I looked at it, and I was just like, wow, this is it.
Yeah.
I was like, this is it.
Movie moment.
So you got so those
movie
photos
moment.
exist somewhere?
Yes.
Let's see
I
if Malcolm could pull it up.
here, I'm gonna end up.
You know I would. I'm looking at Chris right now. You know I would have cried. I would have been like, "This is it, Chris."
You're crying right now.
What was funny about it was that like even Quan, when he was taking the photos, he was just like, dude, this is
I mean,
like portfolio level.
I
Like,
am
there's
glad,
no
though.
other like way that this is gonna work.
I am glad though that went your way
I see some.
because that could have been a delay away from not happening.
It was gonna be my fault. For sure gonna be my fault because I was like, I don't care. I'm not doing it. There's no you're gonna probably look back.
This is the
Yes, that is
same.
exactly the photo.
Oh, that is it.
That's
Okay.
one of the photos from that set is
mountain in the
like
back.
it was to the point, and then it actually that other so they made it into Versus or into the Rays catalog. It was pretty cool, and then Turn 14 Pit and Paddock did an article on it, so I was like,
Dude, you
sick.
guys nailed it with that one, man.
That
and then it ended up going to sit in Turn 14 showroom for like 30 days after SEMA.
That's
what
sick.
Ricardo said.
Yeah.
He said he walked past that like every day for like a month.
What was crazy
I'm
too?
finna get hired over there. They're looking for a project manager.
Well, give it a shot.
There it
They
is.
really, I'm like, give it a shot. They're a really nice company to work for.
I
from
would
what
love
hear.
to. I just don't know if my
Yeah, we could put in a good word.
Yeah.
But okay, continue. We'll
No,
keep
no.
my
I think that your career path. With
yeah,
Turn
the career
14,
path.
it'll
That would be
fine.
like mixing them and
So-
I don't know.
No, it's
Well,
fine, dude.
we'll
That's
see.
perfect.
It's
But,
fine. I think you'll be fine.
The whole thing with getting out of the car show. What?
Oh, that's in the catalog. Yeah, in the Versus
That's-
catalog.
Yeah.
The Rays catalog. Yeah, that was. I don't know why I had like less. I was more mad that was like a half corner piece. Like I was really pissed about that. Like I all respect to Rays for doing that, but I'm so selfish that like that bothered me.
I mean,
was
at
like-
least you know your car's worth because it is. I mean, I know this is worth a lot to all those brands because, like I just said, no one had faith in this car,
No one did.
and then you
No one
guys
did.
came out and you put faith in
Knocked it out of the
everyone.
park, literally. Because now when I see one, I'm like,
You know, there's potential.
they're not slow, dude.
Yeah, no.
That's a side note about that. We just had the
Yeah.
car dynoed, and the thing we literally only did an intake a front mount intercooler, and an unnamed exhaust product, and the car made $350.
Dude,
That's literally like $1,500.
there
Yeah.
are. I had met
And
some people.
that car it's the best dollar for power mod.
I had
or
met some
Despot
people. I
car.
forgot what his name was, unfortunately, but we met at Summit, and allegedly, like I saw this thing. He was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna get it sideways," and I'm like, "What are you talking about?" And it did, and I was like, "What the fuck is going on right now?" It's a fast car for an all-wheel drive car
Yeah.
to do that in stock form is impressive as shit.
100%.
Steve just sent me the photos.
Oh, the whole deck of them.
I sent 'em
he
to
just
you,
texted
Malcolm.
me.
Is that Wild Steve on
Yep.
Instagram? Dude, what me and him he sent he may have posted a picture of something and he just had his chrome TEs in the back and I was just like, God.
Yeah,
Let me get a
those are
piece.
sick. The chrome tees.
They're
That's
just
pretty
beautiful,
awesome.
man. Like Chrome will take you home.
Yeah, his car's
Chrome
pretty
will
sick.
take. Yeah, that's sick. I love that.
Chrome will get you dome.
Okay. No, it's getting a little weird.
What?
That's a double.
Yeah, shit.
Chrome
Yeah,
will
but
get
then
you dome.
the side note that you don't see in that is so right when we started taking the rollers, the salt flats, for anyone wondering, are not flat. So
Oh.
remember the story about the suspension, right? That it's not drivable.
shit.
Okay, all right. So this is what I talk about when I talk about everything went perfectly, right? So we get out to the salt flats. I'm looking around. And I'm like, okay, this is kind of sketchy because like there's like a fire pit with like bullets and like all spent
Hell
shell
yeah.
casings and then nails. I'm like, what the fuck's going on out here?
Yeah.
There's a
Anything
dude.
you want.
There's a dude in a plane, like a stunt plane,
Hell
literally
yeah.
landing in the salt flats. There's
That's
like a
sick.
bunch of like lifted trucks. Quan goes, I'm going to sit on the trailer, right? This open trailer. I'm going to hold on to one of the straps and we're going to get rollers.
Hell yeah.
I'm like, I love the plan, dude, but the salt flats are not flat. I don't know if you're looking at what I'm looking at on this ground here, but like this shit is bumpy. And this suspension says don't drive on it. I'm not really sure if we can drive on it.
I'm the friend. I'm him. That's please tell me what he says right now.
He goes, dude, once in a lifetime. So I'm like, once in a lifetime, bro. Let's do it for Dale. No.
Yes, sir.
All right. So we start driving, right? And we're doing like 20 miles an hour. He's almost falling off the back of the fucking trailer because the thing is just
Yeah.
unweighted 40-foot trailer. The thing is literally hopping.
Did he
dude.
get any shots that were good?
There's a few in there, and what's funny about it is like we get the rollers. It's like kind of not great because like I
The
hate to
dust.
say it. Yeah,
Dust
the
is
dust
gonna
is
fly
not
around.
good. Yeah,
you got
it's
two
rough.
vehicles with a trailer moving.
It's not good. Yeah, the whole op was fucked, to be honest. But the funny part is we stop and I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna just throw it around once. Like I'm just gonna kind of
Oh,
give it a
God.
circle.
yeah.
And
Hell
so-
Do not drive.
So I don't think we have that video. I think Quan had it on his cell phone, but it wasn't once. It was like a good, like solid, like
Yeah.
15 to 20 just hot shot burnouts in the
my
thing
God.
in the salt flats. And I look at the car and I spaced out because the car is going immediately from Vegas to Turn 14 showroom. I fucking spaced out, dude. And I'm like,
And you stopped immediately.
I like get out of the car and I'm like, oh my, dude, the whole fucking car is covered in this like radiation mud, dude. I mean, like it is.
Was the paint fucked up?
Luckily not, because
wow.
it was
It's
going
sand.
so fast that it was coming off the car.
dust,
Luckily,
yeah.
so it's dust.
Yeah.
But it's all underneath it, right? And I'm thinking to myself, like, there's a Daryl Sampson. He's the director of marketing. I'm like, Daryl's gonna be fucking pissed at Turn 14 when I show up with this
Just
car.
clean that shit. You got a long ride home.
But the problem with dust is when you wet it.
There
Yeah,
you go.
turn
You get it
into
Dude,
off.
it turned into literal cake.
Mud.
Like I could
Caked
not
on.
get it off the
Yummy.
car. We had to call like a mobile detailer in PA to have him
Hey.
come and clean the car. He's like, "Where did you guys go with this thing?" I'm like,
We were just in Nevada.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, no. So, like I said, there's a lot that went into it, and some good
It
times.
sounds like
and
you
some
had
bad times.
a good time with it.
Yeah, I
though.
cried myself to sleep for like
I think
15
I
minutes.
think you
Honestly.
That's
needed
fun.
those donuts.
Yeah.
Oh, definitely needed.
You
them.
needed
Yeah, no,
those.
definitely.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
and like that probably looked so fucking cool. Like
Damn, if you got a shot of that,
Yeah.
that would've been...
I think we only the last
The
part
first
about it
one.
was like
that would have upped the sales. Like, oh
Yeah.
shit.
Oh shit, you could do donuts in this shit?
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
And they were, I will say they were piss poor donuts. I will defend. I will.
Look,
they
man, you were doing
horrible.
them. You were
So.
doing them, and you're over here like Look, I just don't have a knack for
Just
drifting.
imagine that, just like the whole coilover.
This
falls
year
out
is
of the
your
car.
year.
That's what I
Day
was
one
thinking.
SEMA.
You're
like,
gonna
I'm just
get
like,
drifting down this year. I feel it. You're gonna
I'm
go
ready.
out
I'm
and
ready.
you're gonna fucking have a good time. I hope that happens for you.
Yep, I hope it does too. I hope I don't just build the whole car and then go straight into the wall on turn one. Like,
Yeah, you're not allowed to do that. That's why you're not allowed to hit
Yeah.
the bank.
There's
at
protections in place. Like
Yes.
you're kind of like,
it's like, all right,
don't
you
do that.
cannot do this until you are able to get around the track without spinning. Stuff like that.
I'm on the parking lot warrior for like at
That's
least
fine.
3 to 4 months, making
Yeah.
sure that it, I don't
Actually, funny
remodel
enough,
the.
Our
thing.
next guest next week is Chris Knapp, and he's the one that does like East Coast Drift School at Englishtown.
Interesting.
So he's who we would be in contact with. When,
Dude,
when you
super
get that car
friendly
going.
guy. If you're interested in getting into drifting and you have, he'll give you advice if you'd like. Like he'll go in the car with you. He'll tell you what he sees,
Yeah.
what he thinks that you should be doing. He's a super cool guy. If you're interested, go
gonna-
check him out at East Coast Drift School.
Or hit
The
us up and we'll set up something and we'll.
prices
That's what I'm
are
gonna-
pricing is
You're
reasonable.
gonna see
and-
on Tuesday. This fucking car is gonna be down here. I'm
Hey,
not,
so,
I'm
uh,
not joking. I am 100% serious. Like, you can hold me to it on this. Call me on Tuesday. This thing is coming down
Oh
here.
no!
Hey, you remember that conversation?
And I
we
need
had?
it. And I need it by June 11th. Wicked Big Me, because they're doing a drift demo.
This ain't no SEMA shit.
So
Now you got involved.
I'm
Look what you
saying,
did.
Yeah, let's see. June 11th.
Hey man, if you got all the parts in line and they're just getting sent down here, fuck it.
look at his
fuck
face.
it.
He's
Yeah,
like,
because what is gonna happen? Chris is gonna get
Nah, bro.
overbooked, and then Frankie's gonna get
We just
mad
gotta
at
finish
Chris.
this 180 in the back, and then we got a spot for it. No, we don't. Ethan's gonna kill me.
Like I said, when you have the spot, let me know.
Yeah.
We'll
Let me
get
know
it
when
done.
you think you're ready to go.
I'm
like-
ready. Oh, I'm ready to get it out
Oh,
of my
no.
shop. Like,
Oh,
so
no.
I'm talking like you tell me tomorrow. Like, yo, we're good, dude.
Now
Like,
I understand
let's
this
go.
whole podcast thing.
It was a whole. Yeah, it was
Yeah.
a long
This was
term
all a
setup.
plan.
Yeah, it's like,
Dude, I
Fuck.
think that would be one. Maybe we should take this conversation offline. Two is
oh no, I want to have him commit to a price right here.
Right here.
Yeah. So if it goes
two.
over,
I
and
think
it's
that
no,
would be
I'm
a
sorry.
great involvement because it's something that interests Frankie. I could
It
tell.
is. It's all the only
You're
thing that's
stiff as a board.
the problem is the space.
Yeah,
He's already
spatial.
seen the situation here. All right.
Yeah, I mean,
There's
I
a
mean,
space
it was
situation.
it was outside at Nils for a while, so I'm not super like. It's insured, dude. If someone steals it, just get another one.
What'd you say?
No.
Two worlds colliding.
No, I like the idea a lot,
that'd be cool.
but
You get prime placement. I'll put your logo over mine. I don't care. Mine doesn't really need to be on it. You
what
want
do you think, Malcolm?
need a driver. Sorry.
We're doing it.
Yep.
Malcolm-
Gave it the green light. He's
Malcolm's
the
gonna have
decider,
to-
bro.
Malcolm's
It is
gonna have to
it is
become a tech.
4/1 here. Although his opinion actually
For the
is
record,
the one that.
Malcolm is the king of scheduling something without confronting me first. I'll be doing like 3 alignments already and a brake job, and he'd be like, "Yo, some guy's coming at 4 for a 4-wheel alignment." Full
All I
adjustable
hear when that phone
suspension."
rings is cha-ching.
That's it, bro.
That's what you need.
Yeah, that's why like I get mad at Malcolm sometimes, but then I'm like, he's right. He should have just told him to come in. So I can't.
Money
'cause
doesn't sleep.
Our shop is a drop-off shop. You don't wait here. You don't.
No, yeah.
Because,
that's-
but then Malcolm be like,
does
you gotta wait.
does that bother? Like, how bad does that like get under your skin?
well,
like,
when people
like, standing around.
Well, the thing is, we kind of just don't allow it, so they kind of don't have an
Alright, so,
option.
yeah.
But if we
yeah,
fuck up once in a while,
yeah. You
and
gotta
we
bring someone in.
and I forgot to tell him the situation, then like I'm not gonna kick him out and make him go on the
that's
street,
true.
but we don't like it because it's like, okay, well now you're gonna be here's the honest truth.
Yeah,
I'm not an entertainer. I have work to do.
yeah, that is true.
That's the only problem. If it wasn't for that,
Yeah, if you had just an unlimited time.
if I
you
had
could
a
just
guy
sit
here
there
that was
talking.
just the entertainer and he could just
That's
talk
not
to
a bad
people-
idea. Like a comedian, like you just bring
Yeah.
in like
Fucking
a
jester.
comedian.
Yeah, if we had a jester
like a
here,
fucking jester.
because at the end of the day, it's like people don't want to just sit there and look at their phone.
No,
They want to talk to everyone. They want to
You
know
built
what's
this
going
beautiful
on.
waiting area with a PS2 over there.
That is a
It's a PS2.
that's not a that's a
Y'all
DEFCON
got,
5
y'all
waiting
got
area.
Gamecast?
There's a PS2 over there.
We do have some stuff over there.
That's
it's
awesome.
not even set up, but the TV works.
But like you
That's
see,
the that's
like,
the
That's the
jester.
bit, yeah.
why would you put that there when that could be usable space then?
You can't really use that for.
Well, if you have to like eat lunch over there too.
yeah,
like,
that's what we
like,
do
a lunch thing,
occasionally.
Yeah, like a,
and right now, as you can see, what it's being used for is
Currently,
there's
yeah.
boxes sitting over there.
yeah.
Maybe a
I
little
found that
shipping
if you,
station.
Steve actually had a good comment. We found this thing where if you build a shelf now, shit will just fall.
That's
onto
Chris's
it.
saying.
So Steve had a new idea. He was like at his old job, they would angle the shelf.
downward.
No, not upward. Like,
Yep,
So
there it
you put it
is.
on and it just rolls off.
yeah, literally just angle the shelf and then that's it.
That's
Like,
actually a great idea for a
although
shipping station.
I never really thought about why even have the shelf then. Like when he told it to me, I had that initial reaction, but then I'm like, what would be the benefit of the
only
table
thing
then?
I'm thinking of is the
Angled down.
shipping station, because then when you're working on it,
Yeah,
it's good, but when you're not working on it, it's going to roll off or something.
That's a valid point. That is, a valid
And that's the only thing in here that I like people not to use. But yeah, Chris says if there's a flat surface, it will be turned into a workbench. That's pretty much how it goes.
That's how it is. No,
Yeah.
I mean in our warehouse, it's insane, dude. There's like if there's a flat surface with nothing on it, something is ending.
And that's what happened to our makeshift waiting area. Like now it's got my cylinder head on it. It's got like some other stuff.
Let me chime in real quick to explain Carl about the waiting area. If they do have to wait there,
If we're forced to let them wait here,
yes. I don't want to have to put the chain, because a lot of times what happens is they walk around the shop.
we have a
with their
chain.
insurance
Oh, I know
ID.
the chain, bro.
Oh, yeah,
the chain
okay.
is serious.
Yeah,
If
we have
the
two
chain comes
chains.
out.
That's an insurance problem.
that
we have
is-
two
that's-
chains.
That isn't.
We have a
Hey.
chain. We have two chains.
Titty boy.
We have a chain at the door. We have a chain at the door. That's my chain. That's for Sundays and Saturdays if we're closed. I put that up and I
Yeah.
leave the door open.
I
That
walk
way-
Just
right
for,
through
like,
that
yeah,
bitch.
so I can work in peace, and not have
Hey, Frankie.
30 people coming in here.
It bothers me, dude. It bothers me so much when I see people go under a chain.
Yeah,
Just, it's like
it
it
is.
is-
Hopefully no one
infuriating.
does that here because I'll shoot them.
No, it's just like it's infuriating. It's like, why did I fucking put the chain
Yeah.
up if you're just gonna walk on it?
Yeah.
I do it differently.
Yeah.
I feel like if I ever were to do that, and it would only
Like I'm,
be Frankie.
yeah.
I will shoot you.
I wasn't speaking directly about you. I'm just saying.
No,
like,
no,
you know,
no,
it's just
yeah.
like-
I'm saying like
I have a
would go
dislike for
there.
people who go
I'd
under
be
the
like,
chain.
Frankie, here it is.
Dude. All right, you don't go under the chain.
And
We got chain guns set up. Like,
Put
we're
that
ready-
away.
let's talk about like Nerf's glow up.
Oh,
like,
dude, the
like
Nerf
they
guns
just
are
make
sick now.
everything.
They're
now.
crazy
like,
now.
I mean, like
I
there's
saw
like
one in the
you got,
store
like,
the
a
other
mini
day.
Gatling gun.
We hooked that up to a Milwaukee battery the other day. Yo. I did not know it was going to be like that. It was crazy. We put it on a video too. You got to check the YouTube. but-
I've actually seen like there's like Nerf wars now. They
Dude,
do.
that's
like it's like a
sick.
serious thing. That,
Yeah. I
didn't know
that
that.
they do.
I was a big airsofter when I was a kid.
I loved it.
I heard there's a place by us that does it, and every Friday, Saturday,
love
Sunday they're
airsoft.
booked. I've
Yeah.
never done it because I always like kind of feel like I would get like I'd be the one that gets like shot like in the eyeball or something. Like
Yeah.
the mask has like a literal like centimeter gap, and someone just bam like, and I would lose my eye. Crazy story about that. Let me pause you. This is like completely irrelevant. So I was at like a high school party back in the day, right? So I don't know if you can tell, but my eye, one of my eyes is like I don't know which one. It's like the eyelid is more closed than the other one.
okay.
All right, this is a once in a lifetime shot. So negatively against me. So I'm walking into this party, right? And I like grab the, like the outdoor fence, like it has like the old style, like you flip the
Yeah.
thing up and
Yeah.
you pull it, right?
Oh,
so I like
no.
flip the thing up, I pull it, and all I hear is like someone scream like mini pumpkin. Dude, this kid threw not like one of those like mini fucking ones you get at like Home Depot or Lowe's, like in the outdoor section. This dude hucks it from across the party. One of my friends, Rob Parnasso, idiot. If he's listening to this, moron, throws it, dude, and the stem hits me in the eyeball, dude. Like now, mind you, this is like 100-person deep party. Dude throws it, stem in the eyeball. My whole eye just locks out, dude. Blood everywhere. My eyes bleeding. Like now, mind you, dude. Now this is a completely divulgent story. I don't know how this relates to this
Totally
podcast,
fine.
but it's hilarious in the
Totally
sense
fine.
that the whole party continued.
No one cared.
Like no one cared, dude. Like the
Till the break of dawn,
like, dude, my whole eye is literally like to the point where I
Don't
went
say
to.
your eye was hanging out of your
No,
head.
no, no.
I thought
no,
when you were
luckily.
doing this motion,
No, the whole
I was
eye,
like, it fell out.
It swelled up to the point where I thought it was gonna like pop out, like seriously. And like, so the funnier story is I go to like this what's a eye doctor?
Yeah.
Optometrist.
Yes. And I have to recite this story to this woman.
Somebody said mini pumpkin.
Yeah, and like the stem hit me in the eye, and she goes, "You're 100% lying." Like she's like, "What happened? Did you like? Is this like a domestic assault? Like, did your parents hit you?" I'm like, "No, like I swear to God, I got hit in the eye by a mini pumpkin," and she didn't believe me until she went into my eye, dude, and pulled out pieces of the stem from my eyeball. That is why I have a nonsensical fear of anything like affecting my like
I
eyes
have that
because
already.
I don't.
I never got hit.
Dude, I don't get. I'm not getting a second pass on that. That is like enough of a.
I'm
life.
not trying to be blind.
I think about.
I'm
it
already
every
pretty
day.
blind without these on. Like I can't see shit.
All right, I understand the airsoft thing,
But
yeah,
That's
I
like
get
a
it.
divulge
I get
that
it.
Doesn't even.
My thing was always I was scared of my teeth because we would wear glasses, like because
That's
we didn't
true,
want
I
to
didn't
wear a
think
whole
about-
mask. The whole point of airsoft to us was like, it's real. It's not paintball. That was the whole. That was
Is it real?
It's
kinda
more
fake, though.
realistic than paintball. That was the
Yeah,
whole
I
thing.
guess I could see that because like they can model the gun. Like the
Yeah,
guns
it's
are
like
way more realistic.
It's scary real how the guns work and everything.
Like I've only seen like
The
the,
good
old school
ones.
ones that are like actually just spring loaded. But now like
Oh, no, they have, like-
CO2 now. Like they're,
Now they have. I hear they have gas blowback assault rifles and everything.
those are
so it's like-
sick.
yeah, it's
the,
pretty
the,
sick.
The
So it functions almost like a real weapon.
Like a real- yeah,
But it's
like
just
a-
little 8mm BBs. But I was always scared of my teeth because I was
That's
like,
true.
You get hit in the face with one of those.
It's gonna
Some of
pop
those
a
guns
tooth.
are powerful.
yeah.
And I was like, fuck, dude. So that's the only thing I worry. My eyes, dude, the glasses are so good.
Yeah,
Like,
they're
they
not-
I
cover
didn't
that
like
every-
playing airsoft with people who you're playing airsoft with them, and then you get the one kid who just has like
He's
an
out there.
ungodly fucking
Oh yeah, he's got a kit. This dude
Tokyo
is a-
Marui fucking
That's me.
gas blowback this that.
That was me.
Tokyo Marui.
and then
That was
there's-
it. That was a
That's a
JDM
serious,
company.
like-
yeah.
That was the
A lot
brand.
of
I had,
Japanese
like, a-
companies make these.
I had a
Serious.
Desert Eagle Tokyo Marui. It was hot shit. There was the
This is
trading
serious.
the trading for that market was crazy.
That
back
was
then.
this is
My-
actually how this was my first.
like
You know about this? Like that was how I got into selling anything. I
Was
was
selling
selling airsoft
airsoft?
guns when I was in like high school.
I was just buying and trading them, but literally like
it's like a black market for like selling
Yeah.
like
it was crazy.
firearms.
It was
like,
crazy
weird
back
firearms.
then. But like the thing is like you would be playing with some kid and like I'm not gonna play with that. Like
Yeah.
and my uncle was heavily into this at the
Yeah, he
time,
was-
and we would both just be looking for the shit. And like the one kid pulls out a sniper, and like a gas blowback sniper would shoot at like
That's
a rate
insane.
of like 450 to 500 FPS. I don't know how fast a real bullet is, but that's gotta be pretty
Thousands.
fucking close.
I'm pretty sure it's thousands.
It's not.
right?
It's not.
gotta
It's not
be.
much higher though. I think.
It's a
223 is like 2300.
Yeah,
like that
2300.
that you can hurt somebody with is what I'm saying.
I don't know what its effective
like-
range is.
it's-
though. I feel
it's-
like it's
The
like
thing is that
500 to
BB is
700
not.
yards.
It
It's gonna
doesn't
puncture you
carry
like a bullet.
It
Yeah,
doesn't
no, yeah,
carry the
definitely.
momentum that a bullet would have.
But there's like
the
I
BBs
remember.
they can puncture you.
Oh
can.
yeah, no, I mean
223 is 3250 FPS.
that's fast as fuck.
That's fast as shit.
At least I wasn't that far off.
Well, that's not 600, but I thought 600 was close.
So like what's like a sorry like on a BB gun like what's its range?
Three-
Talking like 50 60 feet?
I had
100
a
feet?
sniper rifle that was around what he's saying, but it was spring loaded.
No, I'm saying like how engagement range.
Yeah,
like
engagement
100
range.
Like 100.
I could engage targets at least 200 to 300 feet.
Holy shit!
They
And what
were-
is it? An honor system?
They were
yeah,
fast.
that's the problem. With
Oh
airsoft.
no.
So that's why you're banking on the
I want
pain.
that thing to have like a needle.
That's-
like,
that-
give him like something
Whoa.
crazy. Like you gotta like.
I just want to shoot him.
We're playing for serious amount. Like it's gonna
Get the Barrett!
The BBs are tipped with like AIDS or something.
What
Like,
I
this
wanted.
is a serious fuck. You think this is a fucking game?
think this shit is a
dude?
game?
Yeah, this is a fucking HIV tipped BBs,
Yeah.
dude.
No, I
This
was
is
hoping.
fucking serious.
What I was hoping they would invent when I was playing
Call
was
Tokyo Marui on that one. And put that one. on.
Yes, sir.
was
write that down. Write
was
that down.
BBs with paint,
Those
They
are
did have
paintball, though.
those.
but they
But the
weren't.
pro-
they weren't effective.
The
or reliable
problem.
or
The
anything.
problem was that at that point, the BB that
Is
is
blowing
not
up.
is blowing up in the
Yeah.
in the airsoft gun.
So you
Yeah,
couldn't do that.
That's not gonna work.
I had bought later on down the line when me and Chris were doing side missions now, like we were just like, all right, we're
Side
bored. What do we do? Let's go to Dick's Sporting Goods. They got this wicked BB gun in here. I bought, and that was readily accessible. It was like,
Like, let's also pause for a second and just appreciate the range of products that Dick's Sporting Goods sells.
Yeah.
dude, I couldn't believe it.
Insane.
When I saw that this
These dudes
thing was in
sell
stock,
everything.
when I saw that this thing was in stock, it was a 1-to-1 1911. It's a very classic looking
Yeah.
pistol, and it was black. First of all, like before, they used to all be see through.
Yeah,
if you
see-through,
bought it at
yeah,
the store,
exactly.
you had to buy the sketchy shit on eBay, and
Yeah, so you don't get fucking smoked.
so you don't get in trouble.
Actually shot.
So
That almost happened to me too.
I imagine, dude. I imagine it happens a lot more than you would think.
With
thing-
airsoft.
This thing,
100%,
we got
dude.
this thing. We fucked around with it. The only difference is it said something like Black Ops on the slide. But like,
But you wouldn't tell that.
but
you were far away.
But
from
if
it.
you took that orange plug off, the whole gun,
That's step one.
It disassembles.
that is like step one in the installation manual. Do not take that.
It
off.
literally-
That was the first
that
thing
is
we
a
would
big-
do.
yeah.
Big
Rip that
font.
off.
And the weight and like the sounds
It
that
was
it
real,
makes,
yeah.
it was beautiful. Like
crazy.
But that was a real BB gun. You
fully
said.
metal.
It was a
No,
real BB gun?
No, it was a airsoft gun.
Oh, I
But
had
it
a
was-
Tokyo Marui one, but
But it was
I
a
put
C.
metal
But the
body
thing
on it.
is back then, I don't know why the fuck we're delving into
Actually, I
this.
have that one.
Yeah,
Still.
this isn't
But,
really
like-
like this is like, but I'm with it. I'm
back
just saying,
back
it's
then.
like
I like airsoft.
Back then, the gas blowbacks were used. They used like
CO2.
CO. No,
Yeah.
not
Green
CO2.
gas.
Green gas.
Green gas. Come
Yeah.
on now.
It's EPA.
I got a can of that in my
Green
house.
gas. You use green gas and it goes into the mag and whatever. But this one was CO2.
Yeah, that's the cheaper
And
one.
it was so much easier and so much
Yeah.
so much
For
cheaper
America.
to run.
Yeah.
And like we got this thing at Dick's Sporting Goods, dude. This thing was good.
Shout out, Dick.
So what'd you do with it?
I sold it to Chris.
What do you do with it, Chris?
No. So I had a rep Nismo bumper for my Z, and he wanted the cannons off of it. So we traded.
trading fucking
Fair trade.
bumpers or
I still have that BB gun till today.
Oh, okay.
They were cannards.
Bring it to work.
For my
that's what I'm saying.
I'll bring
man.
mine. I broke
But
mine.
that brings a good segue to my next point, though. Like the point,
Let's
I
hear
guess I would say,
How
is
are you
that
segueing out of this?
segueing the airsoft point into
Good
like
luck.
hobbies. You gotta have hobbies,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Like you
Oh,
gotta
okay.
have something
All right,
to
all
do,
right.
like whether it's cars or airsoft or paintball or whatever. Just probably don't make your hobby like
You're living?
definitely. Yeah, that's
late.
also a good one. Yeah, but that doesn't work for any of us really.
Okay,
in
I
here.
want to ask you: do you still love cars like like you do?
become more
like
jaded.
you
I've
did.
definitely become more jaded. Way more jaded.
Like him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's,
You guys
it's
can
kind of
get along in
sad,
that
dude.
aspect.
It really is. Like even my employees make fun of me about it.
The only
They're
good
like,
part about my situation is drifting is fun no matter what. So once I get in the car, I'm like, oh, you can't not like this.
I
don't know-
absolutely black out when I get in the car. Like I
That's
when
All right.
like the moment that we're driving, everything I'm just driving.
Yeah.
For that 10 seconds or less, you're free.
I'm free.
There's been like a lot of Fast and the Furious references, right? That
Dude,
was a
I
couple
wanna-
last week at the
yeah,
another
yeah,
one.
yeah,
the-
yeah.
the
I have
California one.
so
That's our
many-
movie, man.
Oh,
Like,
dude, like I think about like it was actually funny. Like we were talking about like because some of my team members were like, what are you guys going to talk about? And I'm like, did I talk about anything? Like,
Yeah.
we just talked about
we're talking about airsoft.
airsoft guns for 30 minutes and
Yeah.
HIV BBs. But like they're like,
Wait,
do you, they're like, I'm like thinking, I'm like, well, I could like talk about Tokyo Drift and how like
Yeah.
that movie. Like,
Oh, because you said that or he said
no,
that?
like that's what I said to one
What's
of my
funny
team
is
members.
there's people in our industry that didn't like that series, that didn't like that movie, that didn't like the release of that movie. Which
I mean,
is crazy.
I thought
never
it
knew
was
that.
like
Never
I
knew
kind
that.
of thought it was weirdly like kind of like a bit stigmatized, like in
Yeah.
the way that they did it. Like it played on a lot of like I don't
We're
know,
gangsters.
yeah, like it was kind of like that, and then it was like the dude is like he lives like in the Midwest,
Yeah.
shit, and I'm just
yeah.
like, why does he
Oh,
have to,
you're talking about Tokyo Drift.
yes, the
Yeah,
actual
yeah,
movie.
yeah,
Like, why
yeah.
does he have to live in the Midwest?
Yeah.
Why couldn't
Because
he
all the
live-
sketchy shit goes on in Ohio.
That's what I'm saying. And then
I'll
there's
tell
just
you
like
why.
some
I'll tell you right
jock
now.
who has like an SRT 10 Viper and is like a blonde. I'm like, dude, come on, man. Can we not like pick like the most stereotypical?
I'll tell you
roles
why
for
right
each
now.
of those
That guy,
people?
because he talks exactly like his act, like the actor talks exactly like the character talked, and that was the lowest bid. So they were like, "Well, I guess you're from the South."
Yep, that's that. That's how they took it.
But and the person I'm talking about that we ran into was Jason Kim of Rival Auto Works. He did not.
He didn't like it.
But he also
fact.
grew up in California,
area.
and he was
I
in
heard.
California during
Keely
it.
told me about this. That
So
he
it's
didn't
like-
like the way it was portrayed.
Well,
in
first
the-
of all, it
made
made
him
everything
look-
hot.
Yeah,
You
it
know,
blew
now the
up
cops are
spot,
looking
blew up the
for them.
spot.
I mean,
that's for sure.
Welcome to California Air Research Board.
Yeah.
That happened anyway. So I mean, I just read a post that a guy got his car inspected for an AOS.
Really?
Yeah, they're getting serious out there. Like any part, run it through inspection.
Yeah, you probably feel the same way about California as I do. So, I mean,
Actually, I have an inverse opinion. A lot of my business is in California.
problem.
So like,
But how do you
like, dude? Like, listen, man. If they want me to like put a clown suit on and dance around, and
you don't have to give me a
whatever,
realistic answer, but just for the sake of saying it, how do you fucking ship anything there? You know what I mean?
We don't. We changed. So like the big thing is we got on the right side of it. So like our biggest thing is like there's companies like Cobb who invested in CARB approved intakes.
Yeah, so that's what you're
There we go.
focused on.
Focus on those.
Yeah.
I mean,
But like the dumbest shit sometimes.
it's what really
It's like,
bothers.
whoa, you can't send a radiator over here. Are you out of your
Yeah,
mind?
and what
Hey,
really bothers me
Katie.
is uneven enforcement of it. So this is where, and this is actually really relevant. So this is a good to back up the airsoft one. My big thing is like I think the EPA, like the RPM Act, is actually kind of scary, right?
Yeah.
In the sense that the EPA is saying that they want to, if the car is federally emissions controlled, right? It has systems in it, like pretty much anything in the last 25 years, right?
Yeah.
It doesn't matter where you use that car, but because the federal government controls the emission systems on that vehicle, you deleting them and using it anywhere in the world or anywhere in the United States, let's say a track, yada, yada, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it's crazy.
That's the scary thing because that's coming after anything that is any time that you take a production vehicle and turn it into a race car.
Have they realized yet what that
It would
means?
so drifting, D1.
everything?
It would be
everything.
D1.
Motherfuckers
Formula
would-
D. Formula D is gone.
Everything.
There's no that's gone.
Yeah.
That's you. Party fall. But
Thank you for calling him out on his bullshit.
yeah, I have to. I can't
Fuck
let
you,
that
bro.
go.
Just kidding.
Yeah, so that means that's gone. And then the crazy thing about it is this is such a simple solution, right? How do you fix this, right? Well, you just basically make a clause that allows someone to essentially alleviate the federal use of their vehicle, right? Using it on the street.
On the street.
You could I don't know how, I'm not like, that's not my job, right?
Yeah.
But basically relinquish your ability to drive the vehicle on the street.
But like this is like one of those situations where I feel like it's just a bunch of old people.
That don't get it.
It's like remember that time when Mark Zuckerberg was at the Supreme Court or something for the
Oh yeah, and he's trying to explain how like
yeah,
the
and they're
fucking, like,
talking to him
yeah.
about Google, and he's like,
How does it know?
I own Facebook, not Google, and they're like,
Yeah, you're just like, are
but
you serious?
answer the question, and he's like, you're not asking me realistic. This has
isn't
nothing
a
to do with
this isn't
me.
a question.
I feel like that's what we're dealing with. These people
Correct.
are like,
Yeah.
they're like, oh well, you can't do that. It's like, do you know how much money is in this industry?
It's and not even that. Like you know how like
But, like,
this is the sorry.
Racing is a fundamental thing in this country.
And let's not pass exactly. It's been done since like moonshiners back
Yeah.
in the day, like early NASCAR.
And you're just gonna wipe that industry out.
You're gonna and everyone that's supported by it and runs on it. And there's the crazier thing about this, right? We're gonna wipe this whole industry out. It is. I don't know the definition of how much the environmental impact of race cars is on our global emission system.
Let me tell you,
but I would
I
define
know
it as
nothing.
somewhere as infant fucking tismal would be
Dude,
the word I
I
would
get
use.
so triggered on
It's
this shit.
not fucking real. There's no analytical effect that if you stop racing, the trees are going to grow back.
Dude, let's start with the U.S.
It's
military.
I feel like it's more of like a
Let's start with the crew. Let's start with the ships
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
bring in the cars. Let's start with the cruise ships that burn more crude oil than than any racing circuit could ever go to take people on cruises.
yeah,
Cruise people.
yeah, that's fine, right?
I literally
words.
asked the group chat
Taking
if they wanted
cruises
to
is
go.
fine.
I'm on the other side of that. I don't.
I'm
agree
just saying,
with
like,
cruises.
taking cruises is fine, but God forbid you race a car. Like, what? You're fucking up the earth no matter what you do, man. Like, unless you're gonna like get rid of, you're gonna kill the fossil fuel industry overnight, because that's what it seems like they think they're gonna do.
And like the crazy
They can't
thing,
do that.
And
You know
now
how much
like
money the government gets from that?
You know how much relies on that?
And this is like the thing that's always
it
shocked
can't
me. And
work.
I know there's two sides to this, so let me preface this. I'm not saying electric vehicles are bad. I'm not saying that.
I'm not
at
really
all.
saying that either, but
I think it's a cool concept. I think like when I went to Japan for TAS, it's way more common over there.
Yeah.
Like electric vehicles are very adopted over there, and they have the infrastructure for it. But we don't.
Yeah.
And to say that we do, you're lying.
You're just lying.
outwardly lying. If you want to have a plan to take our emissions down as a nation, cool. That doesn't happen overnight.
yeah, and
that doesn't
don't-
happen
and
in
how
one
about
administration.
don't start with the citizens?
Correct.
How about start with the government?
Correct. I want every politician, all right, I'll agree to it, right? I'll sign my name next to it. Every politician and every lobbyist, turn in your jets.
Yeah, right. Like step one.
Step one,
I was like, oh, make
Actually,
them drive normal cars.
give them to
No.
me. Give them to me. I want them.
Yeah,
Park
yeah.
the jets.
Give them to us.
Park the jets.
No, but it's fucking crazy,
Give me the
man.
Cessna.
Yep.
And we all just sit back and watch it, and we don't do.
And we
anything.
accept it. And that's why, like, for me, like, where I'm trying to get to in our industry is I want to try to preserve what we have left.
Well, there is, what is it, the RPM Act, right?
RPM Act,
That's
what's
what's
correct. That's hopefully the legislation that SEMA is passing to hopefully kind of slow this down. But
Yeah.
the reality of it is it's not all hope is lost, but like we have to kind of any fighting it, like, for example, like I'm not big on catless stuff for the street. I think that is really truthfully one of the things that has gotten us. We've kind of some companies not being very hard on stopping that.
I mean, I feel like that's the one thing that we can give
That's
up.
the one thing we can and we should.
Yeah.
And most companies like us have, and yourself.
Yeah, if
right?
we're gonna start making negotiations, like that's the one thing.
100%. I'll come to that table
Because
like,
both my
high
cars
flow
is
cats
catless.
these days, pretty good.
Jesse's, like
Yeah.
the Jesse Cat stuff is amazing.
I've just heard the technology is like amazing now.
Amazing system, right? But
Yeah.
the thing is they don't want to come to the table on that and
Yeah.
understand, like, so a lot of the big discussion around, and this is, I'm not going to spend any more time on this. I'm just going to say this after.
I'm into it, but
a lot of the big debate on this from the automakers is when the EPA came to the big five, the big automakers, and basically said, hey, we want you guys to support your OEM catalytic converters for this period of time, right? Because it's federally obligated that they do. The OEMs went, well, okay, but you have to make law that basically says no one else can make catalytic converters that the OEM one is the only one.
Yeah.
That's it. There's nothing else, right? So I'm not necessarily going to say this has anything to do with emissions, but it has a lot to do with money and corporate greed and all that stuff. And that takes away from the actual fucking issue.
there's no point at that.
So what are we doing? Like, if we want a better climate for your kids or
Yeah.
whoever, like, let's fucking do that. But let's not dance around the subject and try to, like,
and kill industries for no reason?
correct. Let's make a tactful move and do something about it.
That's a scary thought, mainly just because I feel like it would affect the world in more ways than one.
100%.
Not just economically, but there's people who like rely on this as like a way to live. Like literally
Everyone in
anything.
this room virtually,
Anything.
to some extent.
Like it's something that helps people in essence. And like I don't know, you're right. I don't think it can happen overnight, but it can happen.
Well, fingers crossed, right?
But guess what? There's going to be that group of people that's going to find a way to keep making it.
Yeah.
Keep letting it go on.
I hope, dude. Imagine a world
Like
with electric cars only.
bro,
I get
take a
really,
minute,
you know
just
what I
take
get
a
really
minute.
mad at? I get really mad at the sound of the backing up of the Tesla. I heard it when I was leaving the gym this morning,
does it-
and
what
I
does it do?
looked.
What does it
It's
do?
like a weird. It's like a. Yeah, it's literally that is that sign is perfect. It's like he recorded it. I literally looked at the guy driving it, and I was just like,
Why does it have to do that?
"Why does it have to do that?" Like, I don't know that
My
it's
car doesn't
backing
make
up.
a noise when it backs up.
I'm looking at it. It's like that thing is going to prevent me from getting run over.
Yeah.
I'm going to get run over by a Tesla.
tell you one noise
Going
that's
doo-doo-doo-doo-doo.
the Amazon truck backup noise.
Oh, that's
what
another
the
one?
fuck is that?
what is that? Try it.
Yeah, it's like we're like, what the fuck's going on outside? And we're like, oh, it's a fucking Amazon truck.
I want the Tesla to make the sound of like the Jetsons. Cars
Yes, that's
driving
all
away.
we're asking for. Tesla, just do it already.
Gone.
Elon is the goat though. That dude is
yeah,
still
why does
like,
he do that?
Where's the supercar he was supposed to make?
Yeah.
Where's that thing? What was that thing called?
Like what, the 1 second, 0
Yeah, it
60
was the
times?
one they- he sent the-
Somebody in Ohio
Dude, he
is
sent
making
the
it
thing
right
to
now.
the moon before he even made.
Dude, what happened, Mike?
weird.
Oh, Malcolm dropped the ball
That
right
was like
there.
the weirdest thing.
Yeah.
Heard myself.
No.
Like this dude sent a road. Oh, it's a Roadster, the Tesla
Roadster,
Roadster.
yeah,
He
yeah,
sent the
yeah.
thing to the moon. Like, didn't he put it on a spaceship?
Oh
or
yeah,
something?
yeah.
Like, where is it?
Now it's yeah, apparently the people on the moon.
All
got
I
it now.
want is the fucking Jetson noise.
You can probably do that.
You think?
Yeah, you definitely
But
can do
but
that.
even
Definitely
even in
can do
the
that.
even in the EV space, there are people in that EV space. There's this guy on YouTube that I watch, Rich Rebuilds.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
I've seen this.
He takes apart.
Yeah.
He used to take apart Teslas, and now he just does anything with electric motors. And people customize Teslas now. There's
They don't
another.
want you doing that shit.
There's another
though.
post.
No, that's
Yeah,
Tesla's.
well, fuck the system.
Unplugged performance is a.
Oh, yeah.
They are, I don't
They're
know who
chopping
they-
one up. No, is that unplugged? Somebody's
Turn
chopping one up,
14
making
has,
a
turn
roadster.
turn die.
Oh yeah, is he gonna drift it? Yoshihara?
No, he's doing. I think that's a Time Attack. Evasive built it. The hill climb car.
But
is a
still,
Tesla
like
Pikes Peak one.
no noise. I don't know. I can't get behind that.
I watched something the other weekend that really bothered me. It was the the electric dirt rally, like the cars that
God.
what is that term?
E-racing? iRacing?
That's my
definitely
other pet
e-racing.
peeve. Just call these things something cool. Stop putting the E in front of everything.
E-tron.
Like I think the coolest part of racing was the rally cross. Remember back
That
in
was
the day,
amazing.
like Ken Block.
That's why I
and,
had a
like,
Subaru.
Dude, that stuff was so cool. Like
Dude,
just
what
the
happened?
the
Do they
not
noise.
do that anymore?
Well, now it's
think they
electric.
do.
That's what I'm talking about. That.
Yeah, no, I want to hear that.
I'm just like thinking
That's
about.
why
I'm
they lost
listening-
all their viewers.
That's what I'm saying.
Rip.
It's on Sunday at like ESPN 63 at like 1. I'm like, yeah, that's really popular, guys. I gotta
God,
flip
man.
the 13th ESPN
Like
channel.
I don't want to
watch
like hate on that shit, but
I'm
dude,
hating on it. I'm
Let
sorry.
it go, man. This electric shit. It's not fun, dude. That's why we're doing this.
The one thing
for
I-
noise and
I will say though, the one thing that I thought was really cool is they incorporated a male and a woman driver. Male and
like
female.
for
Yeah, it was co-op, so they did one like and they would switch, and it was male and female. It was actually pretty cool.
okay.
Yeah, I'm kind of a big like believer of that. Like if we bring more people into the fold on this, like
Yeah.
that it can kind of like really kick up all of that like demand to keep it here, right?
Yeah.
Because it doesn't have to just be like one sex or one race or like just like make it inclusive. We'll get more people into the culture.
Yeah, I mean, that's just
and
gonna
then
bring
it'll
more
just go
people.
longer.
Yeah, for sure.
So I mean,
Yeah, electric vehicles. I'm a hard no, man. That's me.
And
How
I
about you?
asked
How about you, Carl?
I asked you about this too, and like, there was I forget which podcast we did, but I was like, do you think when that time comes that you're just gonna work on EVs? I think that this space, you and everybody else in here, I don't know about you, Nick, but we grew up with that. And I feel like that's what we like. Like, it is too late for us to be like, yeah, nah, you know what? That shit's actually not that cool. I like,
So
I don't
you're
know,
saying this is
Polestars.
like my dad talking about carbureted Chevys and shit?
Yeah. That's us now. We're like, yo, there's our 20.
I get the point you're making, but I don't know if I believe it.
No, it is because this is what we like. We make cars the way that we like because we like it that way. Why else? Why else are you making it? You know,
I agree.
like we like what we like now. None of us here are
Do you
at an
think?
age
So
anymore where
are you saying you think kids are like they like electric stuff?
yeah.
Like they like electric cars?
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, I haven't been in a Tesla, but I've seen some videos.
I've
of
driven
like
one.
of the what's the super fast one?
Sorry, I keep looking
Plaid.
out there. I keep thinking. I think I see a mouse, but I can't tell. So I keep looking outside.
A Plaid. It's a Tesla Plaid. Is the fast one.
Yeah, get the
The
Nerf,
Nerf gun. We will rehome the mouse. We won't.
Yeah.
They do
Nothing
that
bad
here.
will
Oh
happen
no
to
no
it.
no! We rehome them.
Yes,
with a
do.
baseball
We-
bat.
Yeah. Back to the Tesla because that's definitely getting demonetized.
No, yeah.
But how fast is this thing? Like
I've driven
a
a plain Jane
No,
one.
I'm talking about the one that like.
But
the
I'm gonna
super fast.
I'm gonna
one.
tell you.
Oh,
because
okay.
I've,
All right,
I've
yeah.
driven a plain
like the
one.
3.
The 3, but it was like a dual motor. My buddy had one. And
I don't understand the dual motor thing. How's there only like what is that like
It's-
a
I
marketing
don't-
ploy?
One in the front, one in the back.
I don't know, but apparently the dual motor thing it matters because at one point I did want one of these.
Yeah. All right.
Because
I don't know anything about it.
There was
so
a
I
cool
thought it
factor.
kinda
I was like, damn, bitches are gonna love this shit. Like, yeah, that's
Shut
about it.
the fuck up.
That's about it. That's the only cool
that's
factor.
it, that's
Anyway, so I asked my buddy, "Can I drive it?" And he said, "Yeah, obviously I want to know what this is like." Driving it was weird. Like getting off the pedal, the thing slows down automatically.
I'm about
like,
to slap
what the
you.
fuck? So
How
What?
fast was it though? That's really what we got to get to.
that's what I want to
right?
get to. I said, "Can I do a launch?" Because that's my concern.
Yeah,
There's
like
no
foot on the
gearing.
brake.
This supposedly has instantaneous torque.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and there's a speedo big as hell right in the middle. And
Yeah.
I remember I went to a stop. I floored it. I heard nothing but wind, and literally I'm watching
And
the
Elon
numbers.
screaming.
I'm watching the number. No, but I'm watching the numbers on the screen, and it's just climbing.
Just
Like there's no like,
and it's
feel.
and it's quiet.
and it's quiet, and I know what a car going fast sounds like. It's like it's my
Sounds
buddy's
fun.
600 horsepower Evo when I was a kid. Like
Sounds like freedom.
Albertivo. That was the fastest car I've ever been in. I get in this car and it was not like that. I was so scared. I literally pulled off. I went back to my house. I was like, that was weird as fuck.
Yeah, it's like
I'm good.
Kind of changes the narrative.
And
of
that's
the-
not that was not
I'm
a fast
so
one,
not
is
into
what
it.
I'm saying.
I
And
don't
the thing,
know what the fast one is.
what's terrible?
They're all fast, dude.
What I think is crazy
they're
is
fast
that
as fuck.
Fast, yeah.
what I think is crazy is that when you are at a traffic light and you look to your right and there is a suburban wife going to the grocery
This shit is
store
scary. After you
with this
drive
shit,
them,
and I'm
And
thinking,
what, she can just do 0
I'm
to like
thinking
a
in my
buck
head,
20
I'm
and,
like, you could
she could
literally
wipe out
be
a whole schoolyard like that
gone. Like
Easy.
gone. Like, and the thing
Easy.
is like it was so fast.
by accident.
And the thing too that's like crazy about it is like I never really thought about this before, but like how much data those cars collect.
Oh yeah,
That's
and
terrifying.
like what like
You're gonna scare
and
Frankie
I'm
now.
also,
I use a flip phone. It's fine. No, idiot. Your fucking car reads everything now.
And the
Like,
this crazy thing is like I'm one of those believers, and sorry, Elon, that you don't have my full appreciation. I don't think he's like completely he's like
course
this
he's not.
pillar of like
he can shut your shit down.
yeah, he's not gonna do anything with the data. Like I mean,
He's
the
a
dude has
fucking
been able.
millionaire.
His
Is he a
cars have been able to
billionaire?
map almost every road in America by now. Think about that.
Name one millionaire you trust.
I don't even know a millionaire.
Perfect.
So
You can't trust him then.
By the way, we call him Ellen here.
Ellen.
Oh yeah, Ellen.
Ellen.
Musk.
But see, the thing that I do like though, I'm all for hybrids.
I fuck with that.
Hybrids, like
The- the-
NSX.
oh, yeah.
NSX. I had an NSX.
I mean, you're
Love
keeping
that
the
car.
you're keeping the thing I
Awesome car.
like, so I guess I can't
What about
complain.
and I like
NSX
this
was
other
fast as fuck.
hybrid.
Isn't Porsche doing some crazy
The
shit?
918.
No, yes, that's a given. I just like
That's
I like
that's
everything
like
Porsche. Yeah, but
top line.
I
Isn't
think it's a
Porsche-
Corvette. Is the Corvette the E-Ray? Is that a hybrid too?
E-Ray?
E-Ray.
That thing looks sick. Go
That sounds horrible.
go check
already.
it. Go check it.
Yeah.
They made it. They made whatever
An
the new
E-Ray.
C8.
Anytime
Corvette,
an American company
They made
makes
the-
an electric
I
version,
Look at
I'm
it,
sorry
look
to
at
say,
it, look
I
at
don't
it.
trust American car
I don't
companies
either.
because, like, I don't know if you've gotten in like recent American cars they've built.
They're
Other
all
than
shoddy.
Cadillac, the Blackwing.
Uh-huh.
Those are the CTSV, the new ones. I think that's what they are.
Literally, Malcolm and I were at the liquor store earlier,
that
and
what they-
he's
is
like,
that what- what's the name
"Ooh,
of them?"
CTSV,
It's
Blackwing."
Like I saw one of those the other day. I was like, all right, they've actually stepped that up a little bit. But,
But
like anything else, dude, the interior literally looks like that wall.
yeah,
Like it is
bland.
god
But
awful.
they did
What is
the
this thing?
E-Ray. They made it a little wider. They made the bumper a little different. It actually looks kind of cool.
Looks like
I
a
fuck with
Corvette.
No, it doesn't. The
Yeah,
original.
you're
Corvette-
right. You're right. It looks like a Ferrari
Yeah, that's what I like.
it looks like they paid the guy from Ferrari to
to
design
make a
their
Corvette.
Corvette.
Almost like
that's
that.
what it looks like.
I
Where's the engine?
It's in the back.
Whoops.
I
It's a
fuck with
Ferrari.
it. I
So
fuck
it's
with
a. Oh, you can't say it's a fake Ferrari with an F because Ferrari starts with F. So what do you call it?
a Rari.
A Rari. It's
A Rari.
A
G-
rep Rari.
G Easy quote. A Rari.
It's a KBD Rari.
A faux Rari.
No.
A faux Rari. That's it.
No, you know what's crazy? I want a Fiero Rari.
Ooh.
I've said for a while I want a Fiero with the old
Old
Ferrari
kit car.
body kit.
But I
Yeah,
want it to
yeah,
look like a
100%.
308.
But
so nobody knows what it's supposed to sound
But I
like.
want it to look like it's a knockoff, though.
That's still
Like,
cool.
you know what I mean? Like
I know.
clearly, like,
Yeah.
like
the
like,
little
it's-
emblems. They're
yeah,
actually
like this dude is
stickers.
clearly driving a knockoff Pontiac Fiero
we saw
Ferrari.
we saw one at a car meet once back in the day, and everyone's like, "Yo, this shit is a fucking like this is crazy."
a Pontiac
And there's always like that
Fiero.
one guy walking around that's like,
Sick.
"Those are GM HVAC controls," and like he just like whispers it
Yo,
as
it's
you're
like-
looking in the window,
yeah,
and there's like 40 people around, and it's just a random guy next to you. He goes,
Everyone just ruins it, or he
"Those are
ruins it for
GM
everyone.
HVAC controls. I know those."
That's
I got a Trans
funny
Am."
because
Fuckers.
I
And then boom, he's outed right there, and everyone's like,
that's it.
"Oh, you fucking lose!" This is this is a story.
do you know the
That's not even-
the
that's
VinWiki channel with
I've heard that,
Ed
I've heard-
Bolin
yeah,
and
I've
shit
heard
like
of,
that.
I've heard
They
of it.
talk
Haven't
about
seen
these
it.
stories and shit,
Yeah.
and they'll have somebody talk, and in the video, he's talking about how he bought a kit car Lamborghini Murcielago,
That's actually what it was.
and he opens the door, and the first thing that I saw, my roommate has an MR2.
Yeah.
The
I saw
first
that
thing that I
MR2
saw,
door
I was
panel.
like,
Yeah.
"That's an MR2 HVAC
100%.
unit."
Yeah, see, it's always the HVAC. That's what you.
And then I was like, no way. Why is that? No way. It's not an MR2. They probably just took the HVAC unit. Opens the hood. It's a 3S GTE.
Hey,
I'm
it-
like, God damn it.
It is possible with Lamborghini because those cars are repurposed from there's like everything
I
in
think-
there.
I
Like,
think
there's,
you
like,
should do
that's
store.
still cooler than a Tesla.
You should do
so.
a Subaru powered mid-engine car.
I don't even know. I mean, I guess
How would that
theoretically
even
you
fucking
could.
work?
Yeah.
You could move it.
Well-
no, there are because people do the Volkswagen Bugs.
Yeah,
with
yeah.
the EJs.
My dad had a
cool.
bunch of old 911 buddies,
Yeah,
and they
there's a lot of that, too. Same
one of
concept.
them pulled up, and he thought that I would like that. He was like, hey, come here, look what he's got. I look in the hood, look under the hood, and it's a fucking EJ.
That's the boot, brother.
And then I'm like, yeah, I guess. And then
Side.
and then I look at it, and
Oh,
I'm like,
panel.
what is that? And he's like, it's a Subaru engine. I'm like, why?
Yeah,
why
why?
would you put that in
It's
there?
a G-body 911 with a fucking EJ in it. I'm like, what the fuck?
Doesn't even make
And he's
sense.
like, it's way faster.
It probably is.
It was
but
way faster.
because those things
Yeah.
are dog shit slow.
They,
Yeah.
they
Like,
are. They sound great.
Slow.
Sound great, but they
but,
are slow.
You know, while we're talking about Porsche, aren't they like on the leading edge of like
Hydrogen, I think.
that, and also
the government's gonna kill
They're
them.
trying to find ways to clean the exhaust gases to a point
100%.
where people
100%.
don't. It's not a problem anymore.
I think like that's the goal, right? That's like, and this is the weird thing. I didn't realize this. Someone explained this to me that when people say like carbon zero or net
Yeah.
zero, because like Formula One went like net zero. That was their big thing. Like no
If
emissions.
Formula One can do it, what the fuck?
But
are
this
we
is the
doing?
thing, though, and I don't want to speak on this because I don't know it, but allegedly, okay, all that it does is just they offset their emissions
Yeah.
elsewhere. So they like recycle all their plastic.
Oh, if that's the case, then
That's apparently
yeah.
what it is it's not necessarily
makes
that
more
their
sense.
vehicles are like amazingly
Okay, but
emissions
here's the
compliant.
thing.
It's what they're doing on the
That's
other
like a recycling tax write-off. What the
yes,
fuck?
that's exactly what it is.
But
I'm
here's-
pretty sure that's what it is. Don't quote me on it, but I'm pretty sure that's what it is.
But I heard that one of the Porsches emits less.
I bet it does.
Like it intakes. It's basically like
Yeah.
recycling the environment
I
and
literally-
making a better exhaust gas, which is crazy.
Porsche's on the cutting edge of everything. They've been on the cutting edge
Yeah.
of everything forever. The only thing they are not on the cutting edge of is apparently not letting half their cars fall into the ocean like 3 times. That is like the only drawback I've heard of, which I have like a weird theory on that. Like I'm pretty
Did
sure.
you-
that
Is there a
was it.
conspiracy behind it?
I've heard, I don't know. The conspiracy
Dive
is
into it.
that they were like, I again, this is completely alleged. I
Yeah.
don't know, but
Oh, yeah.
there
Oh,
was
yeah.
like they were padding the bottom line a little bit. Like I mean, like they had what 2 or 3
Ships.
ships just
Oops. It's kind of hard to just make your ship go. Oops.
like I'm kind of like saying
So,
like
I don't know.
I don't know, man.
Probably
That's
my
a
birthday.
that's probably completely bullshit.
They got a bunch
but,
of
like,
dudes on there just push.
Yeah, that's but like imagine being the guy at Porsche that like gets that call like
Yeah,
what
oh my
hap-
god.
what happened, Carl? Like
Yeah.
oh, the
Tell him, Carl.
God damn it, man! This ship just tipped over.
it's like
How many did you lose? All of them.
All of them.
again
All of 'em?
again we didn't buy the straps the
This
new
is the
ones.
third time this year.
Jesus, I thought we Amazon those new straps. It's like come on, dude. Like with no
Malcolm,
one
what would they
fixed that?
actually sound like though? Like
I know you got a voice. Here we go.
the German executive.
I don't no. This is not.
Oh, goodness, we have the problem. The ship has gone capsized. It is done for. Porsche out.
That's like, dude. That sounds like the Captain Phillips guy. He's like
Did-
German.
I'm gonna share a to relate that back to our Japanese filled.
I also don't want to get sued by Porsche. I'm sorry. I don't know if they were running an insurance
Well,
scam
all
on
this
that.
is
I'm just
this is
saying.
allegedly anyway.
I did preface it.
This is a fictional podcast.
This one's gonna tie it together with our JDMness in this room, right? And
I'm white as
did
fuck.
you know that when they were making the 964, I don't know if you know what the 964, the 993, whatever the numbers. 964 was like 90s.
The 238, yeah.
Yep, whatever. Porsche sent their engineers to Toyota to go fucking take some classes on how to be fucking engineers.
I got a crazier one for you.
What's up?
Oh, I heard this, and then like Toyota put like something. They like they did something that was like I don't know.
They did, but regardless, they brought them over there because they know
Yeah.
I have 2 Toyotas.
You know where we got our NASA scientists from?
Don't say
This is not
Nissan.
good.
Nazi Germany.
That's not.
I thought that was a crazier one.
What the hell, Frankie?
Dude, I'm big on military history. You don't want to go there.
Don't,
We'll be here all-
don't,
no,
don't.
we'll be
Hey,
here all
man.
night. No, I'm serious.
Hey,
I'm
let's
real
do
big
it.
on
He
that.
loves
Like,
this shit, man.
we-
Let me know because I'm gonna go. I don't know anything about this shit.
Dude, I'm telling you, dude. Like
just-
aliens are real.
Oh,
Let's
I
dive
said
into
I was
it.
bringing it on
Let's
the
dive
podcast.
into
I
it.
said I'm bringing it on, and everyone told me to not do it, and I'm doing it.
I already know what you're talking about.
100%
The nuke
real.
stations?
Dude, not even that. Hold on. There's this dude. I just watched it. It's like the Unacknowledged documentary. Stephen Greer, Dr. Stephen Greer.
Oh, I didn't even know about this.
Listen to this shit. This dude is apparently like I don't know, man. There's a lot of craft. And one of the cool things he was explaining, like he explained how they fund.
What's this guy's background before we dive into that?
Dude, I don't know. It's kind of weird.
Is
But
he like...
he says there's this new law that was passed recently this year that basically allows whistleblowers to come out. People who worked at these sites.
So
right?
can we get what's-his-face back from Russia yet?
No, he's definitely gone.
Oh, okay.
But like this
Can't
is
do that.
this is for people who like worked at and around these confidential facilities that were under military contracts. They can now come out and
Area
explain,
51.
Even worse, like
right.
other crazy shit. They can come out and tell their stories now. So apparently,
Because they
this
were
is
doing
gonna
it
be
already.
Exactly, more common now. But he basically says that like in the defense budget, if a F-35 costs 30 billion, let's say it doesn't cost 30 billion. It costs like 10
I wouldn't
billion.
be surprised, but...
And they're padding the bottom line with $20 billion. And that's how they fund all these projects and all this crazy stuff. And they don't want, whatever that is, they don't want that to come out because it's basically oil and gas would essentially lose all their money because they have these propulsion devices that are just crazy. I don't know.
So you think they're covering it up just to keep the industry going?
I think it's highly unlikely that we are the only life form that exists ever.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not a gambling
I think everyone
man,
agrees with that.
but like,
Yeah.
and if you can get here,
You gotta be doing
you
something
got
right.
some shit that we don't have.
Yeah.
And I kind of know, I think I have a good grasp on how humans work, and everyone wants to be the coolest dude at the party. And I think aliens show up and kind of just want to be like, yo, like we're betting on the horse that's going to win. And right now it looks like you guys, like in the 40s and 50s, we were that horse. We were getting after it. And they were just like, dude, like, here's some shit. Let's see what you guys can do.
You think maybe they're from another dimension? You think they're from another dimension?
I don't even know what a dimension, like, I don't even know what that would be.
Okay, here's what I mean. Do you think they're possibly us from the future?
It's possible. It is
That's a
entirely
crazy one.
possible that
That's
there is.
terrifying to think about. There's a few people that I know that I'm like,
That's what I've been on lately.
look here, man. How did you know that?
It's possible, right? I think the other thing that's crazy is like how has some of like they've now kind of found that like there's some like architecture that just can't be built.
Oh, yeah.
By the people that were like
That's been the case for so long, but everyone's like, nah, dude, slave labor built those pyramids. Look, man.
Like 3,000 people carried this boulder that couldn't even be moved
500
by, like,
miles or some shit.
It's not possible.
I mean,
that is, yeah. That I don't know. How the fuck else are you gonna explain
the
it?
theory now is that they had basically
A society
pretend we
before.
didn't. Well, pretend we didn't come up with the oil gas industry.
Yeah.
All anything using an engine.
Yeah.
But instead, we found some other element and went that way.
Yep.
And found a different type of technology. They're saying that
Could
could have been possible in ancient societies, but then that technology got lost.
Loss.
Yeah.
Would you give it to Joe?
No, like buried.
But the crazier
Joe.
thing is like people. This is
Joe,
something else. Like think about how advanced we were like from like the 1800s to like the 1900s. Like how massively we evolved.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Right? It's like
Literally
insane.
30 years is there's a 30-year period, which is like, what the fuck is going on?
It would be the cultures are indistinguishable between each other. They're so different. You can't put them. And now we've like stopped. It's fucking weird, right?
Now it's just
Like that-
phones and like smaller chips
Correct.
and all that
They've
stuff.
stopped changing.
You can't really like see it.
Back, like I imagine early on in the early 1900s, right? You can see in history that we were evolving rapidly, like fundamentally. Shit was changing.
I still,
and now it's like you said, now you get a phone, and now we're arguing over.
but I think we are still evolving rapidly because sooner or later this is going to be in your head,
The AI shit, dude.
and then we're not
telling
going
you,
to
that's
we're
the
not even going to
next
have to
shit.
talk to each
I
other.
don't know.
It's scary.
Dr. Stephen Greer, he did a podcast with Joe Rogan, and it's actually pretty good. I think it got removed though
Really?
when he got
God.
bought by.
So it
Spotify.
must have
when
been
he
good.
got bought when he got bought by Spotify. I think they removed it.
I got to find that one
But he has
on the dark web.
Yeah, he's a kind of I don't know.
What you know about the dark web?
I got people, man.
No, you don't.
Ethan knows.
I don't even think the dark web exists anymore, does it?
The dark
don't
web
know.
is just normal Google now. Like
It's incognito.
That's what they want you to think, Carl. Yo, I think we're going to turn into aliens soon.
I am a
Honestly-
fucking alien, dude.
Honestly, I hope like I don't know. I hope I'm alive to see it.
Dude, we're gonna start talking to each other with our brain. Isn't that what Elon Musk said?
Do you think any one of do you know anybody who you think would be an alien?
Yes.
Name somebody.
Give me a minute.
I'm trying to think in my head
definitely
too.
know someone
I
who's-
know one person off the top
Personally?
of my head.
I don't want to
Or
name the person.
personally.
I don't want to name
Personally.
because I think it'd be rude.
Personally,
I know someone.
I don't think I.
That I don't like. I also. Well, I just want to say extraterrestrial. I don't want to use the term alien.
Right. Okay.
Oh,
Alien
yeah,
could mean
yeah,
somebody
yeah.
foreign from
Correct.
somewhere else.
yeah, I know a lot of aliens.
Extraterrestrial.
Extraterrestrials. I mean,
Extraterrestrial alien.
Extraterrestrial. I know somebody who I feel like would be.
who is it?
It was my old roommate from college, who I am still friends with to this day, and I don't want to say his name now because I'm like, what if the government knows?
What
that
if he's a fucking alien and he's gonna murder you tonight?
extraterrestrial?
I think more realistically, he listens to this podcast and finds out that like.
I think maybe his hog senses or just whatever you want to call it. He's like, oh, somebody's talking about me.
just
like-
burst through the door. If he
Yeah.
burst through the door right now,
If I got a
would-
text from him right now, I would freak out. Like,
I'd say the only person I can think of is like probably like a teacher or something. You know, you always have that teacher where you're like, this guy's not
You.
from this planet.
nah, that's you. You're a fucking extraterrestrial.
Wait, what's wrong,
It's a
Malcolm?
alien.
Malcolm's freaking out over here. He's losing it.
Dude, you're literally a teacher.
What's wrong?
Frankie's a
Our
Dude, have you
producer
ever-
can't handle
dude, I
this.
swear to God, I think who I think might be an alien, Mark Zuckerberg.
Yes,
Like I swear, to God,
100%.
I've seen
100%.
Mark
Have you
Zuckerberg's
seen him
body.
drink water?
Mark Zuckerberg's body type is alien.
Oh my
It's
God, you
alien.
seen him drink water?
What? You see him
I don't even watch him because I feel
Why?
like it might
Hold on,
rub
show
off
us.
on me.
This is it.
Yeah, it was like, you got a whole thing here.
What is he gonna do?
This is when he was at the thing we were talking
Yeah, it
about
was at
earlier, right?
the deposition.
Didn't he do something? He's like,
Yeah, he just like was weird. Like he was like tasting the water.
I don't own Google.
Yeah, and like you know what I don't like about him
Some weird shit.
is
I'm
he
like,
pushes this narrative. Like his security expenses recently have been like quadrupled. Like
I'm glad you're
tenfold.
keeping tabs on this motherfucker.
Like I'm just saying,
because-
like he's
He's
starting
making
to like
weird
put
moves.
that. Yeah, like that's alien moves.
Yes.
That's 100% an alien. And
Dude, he's right.
I don't know, man. You just
And
look
you-
at that, man.
Isn't
He's
there a
just not
video
right.
online? Isn't there a video online where his eyes blink sideways?
That's definitely Photoshop, but I agree with that. Like I would not be surprised, honestly, if like, it happened.
First things first, anything that you think an extraterrestrial being would do is come up with what we think that it would be.
Dude, I've
Yeah.
seen Men
Don't
in
you
Black.
think? Don't you
Dude,
think that they would be so
I
advanced
swear to
that they
God-
would know make their eyes blink like this?
Going back to SEMA,
They have a
sorry,
fatal flaw.
I watched Men in Black 3 at SEMA this year in
3?
Vegas. Yeah,
Is that
the third
good?
one. It's pretty good. I like it.
I think I watched.
I watched the whole series and when they had it on Netflix, arguably like 64 times.
I say Men in Black.
Like, oh, it was crazy, dude.
Men in Black, the first one, is in my top 10 best movies of all time.
I do like
That's
the
before
original.
Will Smith went nuts.
Yeah, that too.
That's like one of my biggest.
wife's name
That was like one of the biggest.
fucking mouth. All right,
I
sorry.
felt horrible about that. Number one, because like he's like just slapped the dude like out of nowhere, but
Yeah.
like that just eroded that whole dude's career. Like watch someone
Yeah.
fuck their life up in one fucking second.
Yeah, but it also ruined like the whole. What even award show was that?
I don't even really
Grammy?
care. Like the
Grammy?
Oscars.
No, Grammy's
I
music.
think it was the Oscars.
Oscars.
Which to me should have been ruined years ago because like it's kind of just like fucked up.
But
that we,
what, like
watch
once he
all
did that,
like-
you couldn't just send someone over quietly, like, hey, we're gonna leave.
or you couldn't have just handled it out back.
Just we're gonna leave now. You're gonna leave.
Yeah.
And then don't give him that fucking award at the end of this. Dude, that
Where's the
was crazy.
security?
Where-
Just
where's
Will
the fu-
Smith just
Dude, this guy
blazes
just
through the
walks up,
security and just
slaps
slaps
the shit out of him.
You know how mad I would be if
Yeah.
someone just walked up while I'm like, think about like if I'm doing the interview with SEMA, someone just walks up, slaps me
you
in the face,
and then you're like, is this part of? Am I supposed to?
How do
what
I even know what happened? And it's Will Smith. I'm not even gonna be mad.
Chris
I might
Rock
just take
handled
it.
that really
Yeah,
well.
Chris
did.
Rock held
He
it
did.
Yeah,
together.
He nailed that.
Because anybody else, as you guys
I
said,
would
would've
have
crumbled.
I would have beat Will Smith's ass.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. Will Smith would have beat my ass.
Yeah,
In
but
a-
you would have
in a different
tried.
world. In a parallel dimension,
Yeah,
I would have beat Will Smith.
yeah, but like, and then the best part is Chris Rock gets the last laugh, and he puts
that's-
out that special. I gotta watch it still.
It's
but
actually apparently not good.
apparently he like roasted him though, like Will Smith.
He had to. He
Like
had
that-
to come
yeah,
back hard.
like,
though. He had
and then
to.
and I saw an article or something was like Will Smith is very upset. I'm like, fucking good. What?
Fuck Will Smith for that. That was
Yeah.
a low blow. That was a low blow. But
You know,
Will
it
Smith could
happens.
be an alien too.
He could be. He was
hindsight.
in the
I
movie
feel like
about them.
a lot of celebrities
that
would be
iRobot?
aliens.
No, he was in Men in Black and
Oh, that's right.
And
I
iRobot.
fuck with iRobot.
iRobot. is a good
iRobot
movie.
is actually
Loved
recently
iRobot.
came back out.
It is a
And
good movie.
iRobot, Will Smith, that's gonna be us.
I was gonna say iRobot is the thing that's gonna happen before any of this bullshit we're talking about right now.
Definitely true.
Yeah.
And I'm okay
Terminator
with that
2,
as long
best
as I
movie.
can wear. Like he had a solid leather fit on. in
Yeah.
that. Like that jacket
Converse.
he had. Like he was rocking that. He had a good
Rocking
look in that.
Converse, and he would ride a motorcycle. And then the girl got on the back of the bike, and she was like,
don't even
"Please
know.
tell me this is not powered by gasoline." And he's like, "What else would it be powered by?" And I'm
What are we
like,
talking about?
That's
Terminator?
That's iRobot.
iRobot.
Terminator 2 is that's my favorite movie of all time,
I
and
don't-
that is
I
our
don't
future.
remember. It's definitely coming.
Yeah.
It's definitely coming. But it's hard to know like where the future is. I just don't think I'm going to be alive for when it goes crazy because
I
it's gonna
hope
be.
we're not, but I think we are going to be.
What I'm going to do.
I don't know. I think I this is morbid. I've said this before, but I think like I'm good at like 65, 70.
Yeah.
Like I don't think I want to go past that.
Yeah,
Like I'm not saying that negatively. I just
Yeah.
feel like
your body starts deteriorating.
you know what I'm saying? Like what are you going to get past
I'll
that?
take
Like
70.
70?
I'll take 70 because at 65, my 401k will be fucking.
I knew you were gonna.
There's
bring that
no,
shit up.
dude, you're not getting that. Let me tell you.
Bang.
If they have it way,
You
you
ain't
are
getting that
not
shit.
getting that. That
Banging
is
it.
gone. There is no Social Security left. We are not
I'm
getting
fucking living
sorry
for
to tell you.
5 years and then dying.
Yo, it's 9:30. I'm trying to eat,
that. Yep.
but I don't want to stop this
Yeah,
because this is my most fun conversation.
Where
yet.
I wanted to say let's why don't we, if there's any last messages you wanted to convey to our listeners
Before the aliens.
your listeners,
before we get abducted by
or
aliens.
if you have any questions, I know
we
you
got
do that.
we got questions. Like I'm gonna
Do the
just get
fucking
into
Oh yeah,
questions.
run
There
the
you go.
questions.
Yeah. Run the
Actually,
questions.
continue the aliens. I'm gonna run to the back.
Yeah.
Continue
yeah.
the alien discussion.
That was kind of fucking wild. But I'm gonna do my little
I've been waiting.
mid pod spiel.
I've been waiting to talk about aliens.
Yeah. Okay. Well, you're gonna wait a little longer.
Come
So
on, man. I'm just saying, like I've
you
been
got
waiting
so
to-
giddy, you motherfucker.
because it's sick.
I know,
I don't
but-
want to talk about cars.
What I wanted to do is take a minute to thank our listeners for listening this far, if you have, because I know that this conversation went all over the place, and that's totally fine because there's never an agenda for this shit. But
Hey, man.
if you haven't already, check out at Subimods for Nick's company updates, everything. Stay tuned for that drift build
That would be sick.
because I really hope that he finishes that.
And you know, a lot of drifters have Subarus as second cars, so I feel like this is a perfect.
that
guest.
community just goes hand in hand.
Yeah, but today.
Yeah.
What?
The hatchback.
Oh yeah. We had a customer today with drives a Subaru, but has a drift car.
Yeah.
I mean that's the perfect daily around here because it's
When
you
I
got
had
all-wheel
the
drive,
when I had the S13, I had a
rod
Subaru.
knock.
Remember? That was a good combo. I had the
Nice
SR
combo.
hatch with the wagon.
Nice. The wagons are good, man. I like the WRX wagon.
Malcolm, I have a question.
Yes.
What were you dying about?
Dude, that whole conversation was just fucking hilarious.
Finally gave you something to laugh about.
Yeah,
huh?
I was fucking
Malcolm's
dying.
lit.
He almost fell asleep.
Malcolm's lit. Go look at Malcolm's stack of beers that he's gone through.
Yeah, you're always getting drunk on this.
Yo.
I'm completely fine. What do you want me to do? I could do it.
Okay, I got something for you to
Yeah.
do. Not mute the guest's mic.
That was an accident. I thought I had my finger on mine.
Okay,
It
well,
was for 0.2 seconds.
don't do that. All
Okay.
right.
You want to?
Literally, he makes one error in 40 pods.
Yeah.
And I caught that shit. Good job, Malcolm. You're doing great.
He is actually
sorry,
doing great.
Take that back.
I didn't know that Malcolm was the one who was in charge of changing the cameras. So
Malcolm's the only one
doing
getting
amazing.
paid right now. So yeah, he is. That's him.
Nobody.
Wait,
told you.
wait. Are you saying you didn't know that he was changing the cameras this
Yeah,
whole time?
I thought it was like on motion or something.
Nick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fucking wild. I mean,
Yeah,
I wish it
wow.
was. Do you think that people do have that?
I don't know. Maybe.
Because I've
Those
watched
guys
some
are-
podcasts sometimes, or do you think they go back and they edit it?
Those guys are
That could be-
extraterrestrials.
Fuck that.
Imagine that doing that for 3 hours straight. Click.
And then you fall asleep from it. Click. I gotta go back.
Yeah.
But yeah, make sure to.
I'm supposed
do
to be
that.
looking up questions
Also,
right now.
also, we saw that the reviews went up. I did. I don't know if you guys did, but I did.
I saw that
And
you guys are all 5 stars.
yeah, that we have like
God.
Before
115.
the aliens review this one.
Yeah, and then they fucking knock it down a couple.
Dude, I hope
But
that doesn't
thank you
happen.
guys so much. I just did want to take that minute to thank you all.
Yeah,
It means a lot.
It's been going.
We've been fucking recording these 40 fucking episodes. The next week is gonna be 40. Chris Knapp is the 40th episode. That's
And
not
if you
crazy.
are one of the people that are buying stuff off our website, thank you. Appreciate it.
what
was
hell
that noise?
Oh, we're dying.
Did you hear that?
That was a spaceship. I saw it. It landed
That
outside.
legitimately sounded like a UFO.
Aliens are coming.
That was really scary.
I'm not even gonna comment.
Oh, it was?
I'm not commenting.
That was fucked up. Did you guys hear that?
Yeah, I heard it.
Stop!
That was on here too, right?
I heard it, dude.
How did it come through the speakers? Does it pick it up on the
It's
mic?
picked. It is so loud. It
It,
picked up the mic.
it doesn't normally pick it up though.
Oh, it's happening! It's happening!
Thank
I'm
you.
getting abducted.
Oh, it is. It is someone on a bike. There he is.
Oh, it's a
Lock the door?
motorcycle.
Lock the door?
Somebody's outside.
Lock the door.
Chris, go get him.
Oh, it's locked. He already locked it. Perfect.
Who the fuck is that?
I don't know, but he's not getting in. All right,
All right.
question time.
Yeah, on with the show.
Let's
Are we
see.
not concerned about this?
I'm not.
I'm
The door's
definitely
locked.
watching it. If an alien rides some sort of a mid 2000s motorcycle, that is going to be the biggest letdown ever.
Stop, bro. No, this is the kind of shit. Okay.
All
that
right.
I don't.
First question.
All right, here we go.
Look what you've done.
Okay.
How many head gaskets have been blown?
This is oh come on. See,
You're not really-
what's-
you're not
dude,
really
you
a
know what's
shop,
hilarious?
so-
I'm coming back through customs, right? Let me pause on that. I
Yeah,
can't
yeah,
address
yeah.
that question. I'm coming back through customs, and you know in America when you come back through, they like ask you shit, like kind of like what are you doing, like making
Yeah.
sure like I'm not being abducted by myself or
Okay.
something. And the guy goes, oh, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm coming back from a trade show. I sell Subaru parts. He goes, ha ha ha. How many head gaskets did you blow? I'm
Yeah,
like,
that's kinda
the
funny.
customs guy said that to me. I looked at him and I was like,
Yeah.
all right.
Chris, can you take care of that, or you don't want to, or do you think it's possibly not for us? Here, let me rephrase that. If that guy starts knocking on the door, can you go over there and talk to him?
It looks like he's on.
Okay.
It looks like he's
Cool.
on his phone.
He's on his phone.
It's probably next door. Wild Steve, tell Nick he's getting smoked for having a second Red Bull today, let alone this week. Uh-oh.
That's actually true. I'm supposed to be giving up the Red Bull.
I just
but,
noticed that you had a Prime as well.
This is not an energy drink. This is the hydration prime.
Have you been trying not to drink Red Bull?
Yeah, I have been.
Chris is on that train right now.
It's I was doing really well with it for a while, and
Sometimes you just need it, dude. Like you want to be
dude,
productive.
this shit is horrible.
It's
and
horrible.
It's
No.
actually horrible for you. So
Yeah.
like a horrible side note is like I'm on some medication for something else I have that raises my liver function, and the doctor was telling me how bad this stuff is
Yeah.
for like your body.
It's real bad.
It's horrible.
That's why I told Chris, yo, get rid of that. And he got rid of it, and then that was it.
As an update from our New Year's podcast, I am still going, and it's about to be 4 months.
4 months, no energy drinks. Pretty
That's
good.
no, that's
I have
serious.
drank them every day.
I'm not even joking because like people like it's widely accepted that we take energy drinks and it's the shit. This will kill us.
Yeah.
Like for sure. This will be the down.
Is it worse than soda, do you think?
I think from what I heard. So what my doctor was telling me is it's something in here. I think I'm
Isn't that
also
that weird
shaking.
something?
Yeah, taurine and guarana or whatever are
Yeah.
really horrible for your liver. Like your body doesn't break them down.
Okay.
And we haven't like it's kind of like vaping. I hate to say that. Like we just
Yeah.
haven't seen like the effects of it.
Okay.
So
I
yeah.
get it. That makes
and
sense.
unfortunately, that is my third one of the week. If I'm being fully transparent, the first thing that doing and admitting a problem is admitting it entirely. So that
Yep.
is actually my.
I
third
have
one of the week.
Celsius, which is not any better.
I feel like that's all right.
I look at the ingredients and it doesn't have half of the shit that's in there, and I'm all right with that.
The other thing that kind of bothers me is companies who pander. Like if I like Celsius is kind of like, dude, I'm not drinking that. Like you know what I mean? If I want to stop drinking it, I'll just drink water.
Well, I drink Celsius because it has 200 milligrams versus the Red Bull, which is like 90.
It's crazy. This doesn't have a lot of caffeine in it.
It doesn't.
It really doesn't.
And it
but
has such a
it's-
trademark taste.
It does.
I love it
My
so
one
much.
goal is to get like sponsored by Red Bull for like one of our like
That would be
builds or
cool.
something. Is to
Yo!
be able to just
Never stop.
They're
Never
really
stop, man.
not good with displaying their logo on things. So I hope one day I get to a point where I can like just proudly display Red Bull on
Yeah.
my car.
That would be cool.
Dude,
If they're
I
listening.
hope you get that, man. Because I know you'd run with
Such
that.
a stupid goal. Such a stupid.
Do it up. Do it up.
Yep.
Nick Finesse says, what can we see coming from the platform in the next couple of months? Do you understand what that means? Because I don't really.
I get what he means.
The new platform.
If he's speaking regarding the 22, I think you're going to start to see Flex Fuel. Flex Fuel is
okay.
arguably the most emerging platform, and Cobb is focusing a lot on Flex Fuel. I believe Cobb is going to be the first one to have a carb-approved Flex Fuel kit. They're actually testing it this past weekend with Bucky Lassick.
Yeah. Yeah, he seems to be doing a lot of stuff with rally stuff.
Kind of pisses me off when they do stuff like that. I'm nothing against Bucky. I don't know the dude.
Yeah,
but
Yeah,
like,
I was gonna say he seems like a nice guy.
I don't know him. He could be the best guy ever.
Yeah.
But why do we need Bucky?
Yeah.
Can we not get anyone else from Cobb to drive it and then invest the money? Because clearly they paid him. He didn't just fly out there for free.
Yeah.
How about we pay and invest in maybe, I don't know, helping the customers who had flex fuel kits, who had to install them? Maybe
There's
there
like-
could be something like that.
That'd be a good idea.
Their work parking lot, you probably throw a dime and then you fucking find somebody with
By far,
some
though.
sort of modification running
Flex
E85.
fuel is going to be nuts. That's going to be
That's good
100
news.
horsepower over stock easily.
Yeah.
So flex fuel by far for sure. is
Yeah,
a
flex
big-
fuel's big in the whole industry right now.
Except
I'd
we
say.
can't get it in Connecticut, so it's completely irrelevant to us. So.
Wow.
There's
That
one
sucks.
station in Connecticut. Is it? You guys can get it around here?
Yeah.
Or you just drive
not
it through?
not
E85.
common, but
It's
you
not
can
at
find
every
it.
gas station.
You can find
but
it.
That's what's going to be the downfall of E85. It's going to be such a great, or flex fuel for the Subaru. It's going to be such a great power making platform, and it's
Yeah.
going to be inaccessible to like 50% of
That
the U.S.
sucks. Yeah,
But-
it is. It is good for making power.
California.
Yeah.
That's what we're doing the S14 outside.
Oh yeah, the S14 outside's getting
Flex
a flex fuel kit now too. Yeah.
It makes great power. Cool.
Ricardo from Turn 14 says, "No question. Just wanted to say it's a pleasure. It's always a pleasure working with his CS team."
Oh, customer service.
Yes, I guess.
Yeah, shout out Josh on my side. He gets after it. He's a straight killer.
Head gaskets.
So all the questions are just head gaskets.
I
head
was
gaskets,
gonna. I
head
had a
gaskets.
question, but you kind of answered it within literally 5 minutes. Was like, what do you see like an increasing trend in? And it is kind of like exterior stuff.
Exterior stuff.
Well, but here's the thing, though. I think it's because the cars are coming out now at such a bone stock out the box Subaru, fast as fuck. It's fun as shit out the box. Totally fine.
It's always got to be faster though.
And so
There's always
yeah,
faster.
that's where it comes. You're like, yeah.
But what I'll say to that though, and I think what exterior wise is it goes two ways. Like I'm kind of prolific on this sense, but I'll try to break it down quick. Exterior mods are the quickest way to make something your own.
Yeah.
Flat out.
Oh yeah.
Bar
Yeah,
none.
100%.
We like exterior mods here. I always thought
I do.
Don't touch the engine. It's fine.
I have never painted an engine bay before. I can't stop talking about. I fucking love looking at it.
Yeah.
I've never done that. Ask Chris. I've never done it.
And drifting, it's a big thing.
It's a
so.
big thing, even though I'm
The
literally.
outside of the car.
For the first thing, we put underglow on the WRX. He should have a photo
That's
of it.
cool.
We did that for
On
like,
the new-
first-
on the
on
new
the
one?
22. Yeah,
That's cool.
Because I want to recreate the shot from Too Fast Too Furious when he like is driving the skyline in the
Yeah.
opening shot.
That's-
so
I
I
love
literally
that.
bought like blue underglow. Like
That
the-
would look good
like
on
the
that
nice
on
kit.
that car.
Love
too.
it.
Yeah, it came out awesome.
Absolutely
So-
love it.
So you'll see that. But,
Wild Steve says coffee date Friday morning.
oh yeah, I got to drink coffee. There's a place up by us that
You should. I mean, this is what I've been doing too. Is I've been cutting the drinks out, and if I really need caffeine, I'm having only coffee.
black coffee though.
Black coffee.
Yeah, you can't have anything in it.
I have to force myself to do that, and now I'm like, all right, I guess I just gotta have my coffee.
With anything, once you stop doing it for a while, like it just stops.
Yeah.
The demand stops. Once you stop creating the demand. it
Now here's the
pretty much
problem:
stops.
you mix the two. You have a Celsius in the morning. A couple hours later, you have a coffee, and then you have another one after that. That's the problem.
See where he's at the best stage right now because it's like someone told me it's now 60 days to form a habit. So like
Yep.
or to stop something or to form a habit. So you're like at the stage where you can you can keep doing it forever now. Like no bullshit. Like you're there. It's over.
You seem to be pretty fine with it. It doesn't seem like it's affecting. Well, you're not. You don't voice it.
Well, I mean, I replace energy drinks with coffee. So
Okay.
One vice with another one.
Get off, Gabby.
Alrighty then.
But
Yeah.
still better though.
Still better. I
Yeah.
will still. I'll give you a half clap.
Small
Back
wins
that
here.
slightly.
Well, why do these Subarus burn so much oil?
Bad assembly, I would say.
All
Piston
right.
ring gap is always rough. It's
Yeah.
actually been common. Some of the name, I'm not going to name the company, but the box that's out there
Yeah.
was notorious for that for a while.
Hopefully it's better now.
Well, yeah, it is. But yeah, they were just basically they weren't like where they were ball honing and they were running OEM size pistons.
Okay.
And then they were basically kind of having some issues
With
with
like piston the wall clearance.
yeah,
or
piston
something
the wall
like
clearance.
that? Okay.
But that's the nature of Subaru.
Yeah.
It's not any better on OEM. Let's put it that way, because this fucking things burn oil from
Yeah.
stock. So
Does the FA platform
Sounds
seem
awful.
promising over the 28-year-old EJ platform? Thank God he said the amount of years because it's fucking ridiculous.
28.
It's like I always tell people that engine's been out for 30 years.
Yeah, it's definitely been out for 30 years. But EJT
And it's gotten a total of
turbo's
20 horsepower
04.
upgrade.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it. That's my response to that.
Yes and no. I mean, let's
marginal increases in that. But side note, the FA24 by Shure is the most promising platform.
That's good
to
news.
come through their line.
FA24 is out of the
new WRX in the Ascent. Yeah.
Any interest in creating mods for the 6-cylinder Subaru engines?
The
Say that
6-cylinder.
politically.
What the hell is that?
There are unfortunately not enough of them.
Not enough people using them.
Correct. There's not
Yeah.
enough of the vehicles on the road, and there isn't enough of a vehicle user base.
Do they
support
still make
investment.
6-cylinder ones?
So not necessarily. I mean, like now they've pretty much moved over to the FA24. I think what he might be referring to is like the H6 and some of the the legacy models, the 3.6Rs
So
and
those
stuff like that.
engines are not being used. It's mostly 4-cylinders now in all
Yeah,
Subarus?
I mean, because you have to remember that Subaru's fighting the EPA, and everyone wants to drop down or bring up their EPA rating. So, like, truth be told, 2.4 liter
With a turbo.
direct injection,
Yeah, that's
turbocharged.
good.
Thing runs 0-20 oil. It's like they get good.
I
gas
think
mileage.
those 6-cylinders were actually not bad engines. I think.
They weren't. So like the Legacy, if he's referring to the Legacy, I don't know if he is, but I'd assume it's like the 2010 to 2014 platform. Those cars were really like bulletproof.
Yeah,
like, they
no,
did
I-
really
They
well.
came with turbocharger?
Some of them did, but those were normally aspirated, I believe.
Yeah.
The 3.6R was
Okay.
NA.
My younger
That would be
brother
sick if there
loves
was a turbo
Subaru,
one.
man, and that's
Well,
the only reason why.
there
I
was
think.
someone, Perrin actually, I think,
Yeah.
did a back in the day. They did an H6 turbo,
But
and
it's
then
a factory one?
I don't know. Like I said, I don't want to. Again, I'm brutally honest that like we hadn't really stepped into that kind of unique space, like the Legacy, the Outback, that platform, because the WRX and the STI owned enough of the space. But that's
Yeah.
when I say we're pivoting now. Like we're getting into those cars now and starting to learn more about them and what people want, like the Outlander stuff. Like we're big into that now.
Possible, but
And definitely, I don't think they make one today. I would be in a parallel universe, maybe.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
Not this one. I don't know.
Subi664 asks, "What's your favorite cereal?" I like that question.
Dude, like uncanny want for like Fruit Loops,
Okay.
like, but not the cereal. The ones the bags.
The bar?
No,
bar?
no. There's some gas stations have it. They're like just in a bag. The Fruit Loops are massive. They're like. I don't know, like the size of this fucking cap.
Oh, wow.
And it's like wicked sugary on it. It's meant to not be eaten with milk. It's just like a eat
Yeah.
it. There's a Phillips 66 by our house that has them. It's like
It's like a
I've completely
No, I'm
called
gonna look
myself
out.
out because Kaylee doesn't know that.
I'm gonna
And
look out for
every
this.
night. I like
She's
crush
watching
a bag
this.
of them.
I think
Oh yeah,
she's
100%.
still in the chat.
I'm eating this later.
You're
This
caught.
is all over for me.
Fuck.
Yep.
No, but I'm gonna look out for that. I don't even really look.
I'll
for
send you a
sweets
bag.
right
I'll
away.
I'll buy them out from the gas
I
station
don't
and
think
send them
do we?
over.
I wouldn't even be surprised if it's something that's not here.
It's probably it's Side note: have you got to go to Japan yet?
No.
We did for TAS, and it's so different over there.
I want to
Like,
go for that.
I have a
Fine.
feeling it's
Dude,
gonna
do
be
it.
exactly
It's-
what I think it is.
Weird as fuck.
Is that weird? I'm Filipino and I've gone to the Philippines. I know what it's like to be in an Asian country. I feel like when I go over there, it's just gonna be fancier that.
I don't know how many more questions you have because this may be a divulgence, but like I was scared. I was actually scared to go to Japan because I'm not really like a big. I'm kind of like a homebody in the sense that like I don't like
Oh, yeah.
traveling like
Yeah.
overseas primarily because I'm always
yeah,
worried
yeah.
about the way like people are gonna like interact with like you know what I
Okay.
mean?
Yeah.
And we got the most welcoming country ever. Like I literally like they 100% the whole week. People were like, it was just.
It seems like a really awesome. They seem friendly.
Let
over
me put it this
there,
way:
like-
I cannot understand how people from Japan would want to come and vacation here. That's how friendly they are, dude. I
yeah.
cannot wrap my mind around it.
The thing is what I feel like you wouldn't get in Japan is like when you land in an airport as a tourist in the Philippines.
Mm-hmm.
What you get sometimes is somebody trying to make a quick buck off you.
You don't get that.
That's what I feel like you wouldn't get, and that's why I feel like I would be like, "What the?"
Let me also
fuck?
explain the efficiency of Japanese customs. You do all your paperwork to get into the country before you even get on the plane. It's all digital.
Wow.
When I mean you touch down in Japan and you walk through customs, you walk. You don't stop, dude. You can get off the plane. So we had an industry partner who was supposed to pick us up at the airport, and I'm thinking like, oh, it's going to take like 2 hours to get through customs, right?
Yeah.
Plane down, get off, grab the luggage, walk straight through. I'm like,
It's efficient.
you guys gonna look at the bags or anything? I'm like, no. All right, let's go. Like, so,
That's
yeah,
cool.
It's a pretty cool.
One day
feature.
we'll get over there.
Morals.
Yeah, morals. Yeah.
They're very focused on.
I'll make
that,
sure to
but-
pack some of those.
Honor.
But
know?
TAS is wicked cool. Like it will reinvent your like view of stuff to like go to that show. Because even was like I was walking through it. We were talking about it off camera. And who's the drifter?
Naoki.
So I'm sorry, I'm not big on like the
That's
whole
fine.
like kind of drifting culture. So what's cool about it is like I've seen it at SEMA too, so I'm not saying it's specific to TAS, but he was there. He had his N style booth.
Yeah.
And Andy likes him. That's who he models his driving off of. So Kaylee wanted to get him a shirt. And we walk up to the booth and like the lady sells her the shirt and he's standing there. Just like in his booth, like in jeans and a t-shirt. I don't know this. I don't know who this dude is, right? So he another just Japanese like citizen holds the shirt with Kaylee so he can sign it. In America,
Nah.
not happening.
Yeah.
They're going to rob the shirt. They're going to hit him over the head with something, and then they're going to run away.
Yeah,
In
yeah,
America, over there, they just were super receptive to it, and he was super respectful, too. Like, he was very appreciative. I didn't think he was anyone. They go and do a drift demo at the second day. The kids mauled this guy.
Yeah.
When I mean, it was like, you know, the scene in the zombie movie with Brad Pitt?
Yeah,
Was
yeah.
that World War Z
World
where
War
they climb
Z.
over the wall?
Good one.
They had like a little drift card, like a playing card that he was giving out. I watched kids literally almost step on other people's heads.
Dude, drifting is like NASCAR over there, right?
It was insane. I've never seen, and in that moment, I felt so horrible for the other drivers who was there because they all had their playing cards and they were like trying to be super respectful
Yeah,
and give
yeah,
them out,
yeah.
and people were just like, I was like, oh my god, that's like my worst fear.
I definitely want to go there at one point for sure. Those are the photos we all look at from like 2002, and we're like, these cars are sick.
Also, a weird culture around the models.
Oh yeah.
Weird, weird. Like,
Tell us, Chris. How weird does it get?
It gets weird.
weird. On a scale of 1 to 10,
I mean, I'm getting a vibe that it's so weird no one wants to talk about it.
it was so weird I actually had to stop and inspect it and look at it. Like I was like watching this whole situation and I'm just like, okay, I see what's happening. I get it, right? But like what's the thing here? Like,
Yeah.
why are we all why has the entire hallway stopped to look at a model in a full body skirt? Like, wasn't wearing anything like scandalous or anything like that. Like,
Okay.
wearing the whole the whole thing stopped. And mind you, she's standing in front of like what arguably is an extremely well put together like F40 at the Liberty Walk booth that they had. And like I'm like,
Maybe
that
she's
is
famous.
I don't know, but apparently it's very common. So
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know the logistics of why they do it that way, but they do it that way.
Now we gotta go. Sounds weird.
I mean, it gets weird in a split second.
Chris. Like what?
He's not lying.
it gets. I mean, they have a red light district,
Okay.
and
horny.
yeah, older Japanese men are just
They're just horny.
they're just horny.
All
From
right.
what he's
And-
right. From what I
and-
heard, I guess it's something to do with like the that generation was like a divorce rate was high and like they were like I don't know. There's
Well, they were all
There's a lot of
kamikazes.
fantasies that come into play,
Yes.
and unfortunately,
Jesus,
it
that
sucks
was-
to hear from seeing it online and people who I have friends that have gone to Japan. Verbally molesting is very common in Japan. Too.
What
Yeah.
the fuck?
very true.
Well, I'm not going there. Next question. No, I'm kidding.
Frankie, I'm gonna fuck you.
A different culture, you know?
That's
You
what they
gotta-
would say.
Yeah, different. I mean, it's common here too. I mean, I hate to say it. It's like it's
Yeah, New York City, girl walking down the street.
fucking horrible.
No,
I don't
dude,
agree with that.
You're gonna be
It's,
getting screamed at.
It's like the weirdest thing.
That
That's one thing I don't think we have to deal with.
that
Oh, there's a
exists.
lot of things we don't have to deal with.
And that's one
that
of them. Like
exists,
that's just
though.
so infuriating to me that someone like literally would take their time out of their day to like do that to someone.
Yeah,
and, like,
that-
fuck with
that-
someone
that-
like
the
that.
problem
Women are
is-
living a whole different.
Yeah.
The
Like,
problem
I hate
is
that.
that exists in so many other countries aside from like here.
Yeah,
Like,
it exists
and
everywhere.
It exists everywhere.
society
That's
level.
the craziest fucking part.
That's what I mean. We haven't evolved.
Yeah.
Why can't we stop shit like that?
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Good thing we're gonna have electric cars though.
Stop.
Like thank God for fucking big.
Subi664 is asking my favorite questions. The next one is who's winning 1v1 fight, cat versus dog?
I don't know. That's a
Obviously,
Cat.
there's a lot of variables here.
Yeah, dude. I mean,
Let's
like,
say
a
they're even
bobcat.
sized. Let's say they're even sized.
Cat. Because a cat can like climb shit. A dog cannot.
I don't know.
A cat will climb a motherfucker. I lived.
Claws.
The cat's. Let me just tell you right now, the cat's winning.
Yeah.
The landlord.
if they're even sized.
I lived with a buddy for a little while, and he had a cat. I'm allergic as fuck to cats. His cat's name was Mike, and like,
Mike, an asshole name
Yeah.
for a cat.
and he had these doorknobs that were like a. It was like a not a knob. It was like
Yeah, like a lever.
A lever.
Yeah.
He would
And,
just jump up.
Bro, I would be sleeping in the morning, and we worked different hours. He left before me, so I would be there with the cat alone.
Mike
And,
was just fucking
Mike
around.
would literally jump up, grab the doorknob, open the door. I'm in the bed. I'm not gonna get up because he's coming in. I'm like, whatever, like it's fine.
Here's
and
Mike.
then he walks in. What he'll do is he'll walk in there, knock some shit off, and I'm like, Mike, what the fuck? And then he'll just leave. And I'm like, well,
just wanna
I guess
fuck
I
your
got up
morning up.
now.
His last
And
name
this-
must have been Tyson. I don't know.
That's why I don't
Mike
trust
Tyson.
cats.
Mikey, that smart motherfucker. And
Subi664, another one. What's your favorite Subaru body style and engine? What's the best generation engine?
GC. I like the GC.
I like I'd probably say the 04 STI.
Woo!
That's probably key.
Oh,
Yeah.
Frankie.
That's like
Yeah.
first. That was like first year, yeah. So
Yep.
I have the Gem, like a 30,000 mile 04 STI. That's like
Oh,
that's what we
shit.
were reviving this
Would you
year.
don't like 05 more?
No, see, like I'm not a fan of the 05 because like that was kind of the year where like 04 to me is like Halo year. Like
see,
that's
05
like
is for me.
that's like Gen
Is
1.
04 Balabai?
No, it's oh yeah,
Yeah,
blah,
that's
blah,
blah,
yeah.
blah.
Love that shit.
It's more about like the fact that like that was like the first year that they really took like a stance around motorsport. Like I
Yeah,
said
no
earlier,
radio.
Like, yeah, like really no, seriously,
Yeah.
like that. Like no radio, seats with
Intercooler
holes in the
sprayer.
neck for harnesses, like just
Yeah.
like shit like that, where you could see there was someone clearly behind the wheel that was like, we want a performance.
I
car.
see. I like the 05 because to me it's just a better version. What don't you like about the 05?
There's actually really nothing fundamental. I don't like what they tried to do with the interior. I like the raw nature of the 04. The 05
yeah, I
had like
could-
the weird climate controls.
Yes.
Like that's something that bothers
Yeah.
me.
I didn't like it that much
The
either.
taillights.
I
or
like the
that's-
taillights.
I don't know. The taillights.
They're
changed? No,
not.
they didn't
They're not
change.
different.
No, they're not.
No.
That's right. That's the 06. I forgot that the 06.
I don't like Hawkeyes.
What's weird? I would pay a good amount of money for a straight up Aspen White 06 STI.
Well, yeah, and because that's going to be the one that goes up in value too.
Yeah.
So,
If anyone's listening that has an Aspen White STI, either 04 to 07, I'll take any year in that range. I will buy it
yeah.
for an undisclosed amount of money. $30,000 max. That's the most I'm paying. I'm not paying more than that.
Yeah.
Christ, is that what they're worth?
And you like
More.
Yeah, oh, yeah, they're definitely worth that.
Or I mean,
Yeah.
you find something in the low mileage.
Do you remember
for
then when that
40,000.
one came up on Naziak or something or IWSTI with like no miles on it? It was 05.
There was one that just went on Bring a Trailer, and it was
Yeah,
a
this was
blue-
before Bring a Trailer, so it's probably happening all the time now.
Bring a Trailer
But the thing with-
single-handedly raised all the prices of everything.
The thing that bothers me about Bring a Trailer though is they'll always tell like no accidents on the Carfax.
Mm.
I'm like, dude, okay, that's completely fucking irrelevant.
yeah.
The car's
Check
hood
the
scoop
Carfax.
is a two different. The front end of the car is two different colors. I
Yeah.
don't care what the Carfax says.
Yeah.
It's clearly been repainted.
Obviously, you smacked this shit.
Yeah. Obviously, there's an issue, but yeah.
Yeah. No, but that's crazy when those cars come. It's like, yeah, 100 miles, 05 STI. Huh? What did you do? Like buy it and then like forgot?
I saw something on like a part of like one of the wholesale car clubs. There was like a GT500 Mustang that just came up yesterday for like it was like 50 grand. The thing had like 10 miles on it. Dude just bought it and stored it.
Yeah.
I'm like,
We
but
know-
it,
I saw an S2000 once like that.
if you think about it, it's the highest returning investment. No bullshit. Think about like a normal like IRA. What is that?
Yeah,
like,
dude,
what is
yeah,
that
you're
return?
right.
It is a
Think
wild.
about the stock market even. What, 10 to 12%?
You better
average
pick the right car though.
That's the thing is that there's a wild return on cars right now, and
That's what's interesting about the Colton, the
the car collection.
I don't know what his company
forget
name is
too.
now.
You know the guy who brings all the old Japanese cars to the
Red Line
events?
Restoration.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm spacing. Yeah.
Sorry.
I know he had the JD. I know he was doing the JDM Supreme thing, but like it's actually really interesting that like what he's looking to do and how he's looking to model that because like I'm shocked sometimes when I hear how much like because JD knows Colton well, so like kind of like I have sometimes every now and then I'll hear like oh I paid this much or I'm getting this. I'm like Jesus. Like,
Yeah.
They're selling that like there's got to be some Japanese dude who's just like
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, like we are bankrolling now,
Dude.
because like over there I
Yeah.
feel like it's not, I just don't know enough about the
It
like
has-
the culture over there as
It
to,
has
like,
made its way back.
that's awesome. He
They
has
know.
the top secret collection too. It's
They
actually
know
pretty
it's
cool.
worth
Like
some
I
money.
went down, I actually went and saw it, and I was like, this is actually pretty cool.
Yeah. I'm a
But
big
that
fan of
is, you are right. If you do compare it to something like a Roth or like an IRA or a 401k, like the
Not even
return
comparative, dude.
is insane. Versus,
So what car are you buying, Carl?
I've been trying to think, dude. I don't know.
Maserati MC20. The
No.
new one. Telling you, that's the new that.
No, I'm
aren't,
trying to-
aren't 911s a safe bet?
so expensive.
911s are always a safe bet
expensive.
because there's no, and yet again, a drunken conversation with my roommate, not the other one. It's the
With
other
Mike.
one. No,
Not the cat.
not the alien.
Fuck the cat.
But he was like,
Was it
"There's
alien?
no other, there's no
many
other
roommates you got?
experience that you will get that is a Porsche, rear engine, rear wheel drive, not mid engine.
Here he goes.
It is. It's true. Give me another car.
Volkswagen Beetle.
The first one.
McLaren 720S performance. Fast as fuck.
Fuck, you got me there.
That is a fast car.
But it's still a mid-engine
rear wheel
car.
drive though. Too.
Mid-engine.
That's what's crazy about
mid-engine
that car.
car. It is not
Yeah, it's not rear.
like a
Like a
911.
Volkswagen Beetle.
Yeah, the first one that was made off of
You're just telling me
I-
the second gen wasn't rear?
what?
What?
The second gen Beetle wasn't a rear engine? Is that what you're saying?
The second gen Beetle, like the new Beetle.
The new
The
Beetle's
second-
look
there's
like
only
shit.
3 gens. I'm
New
pretty
Beetle front wheel drive is
The new Beetle's the one with the Tonka rims.
yeah,
Looks like a Tonka truck. They got the big like circle rims.
I
That thing
do-
looks
do-
So are those
horrible.
engines in the front?
yeah.
No,
Damn,
I don't
and,
think they
bummer.
are.
and they're front wheel
I don't
drive.
think they are.
Yeah,
They might
the
be.
the newer
man.
Beetles, they're front wheel drive front.
What a shit
are.
box car. How'd they make that thing
That's so
even
sad.
worse, dude?
I
How the
had a-
mighty have fallen.
I had dreams when I was a kid because my dad had one for a little while. He had a manual one.
You know
Dreams
that's the
about
lo-
a Volkswagen.
No.
Beetle?
But I would
Sick.
look at it and I'm like, what if you just like slammed it and did a chop top?
and you get a 911.
Then I'm like, that's a Porsche. Like, what the fuck?
That's the longest production car though, the first
Beetle?
gen Beetle.
Yeah,
Because
and,
in South America for some reason.
bit of a war-torn story. On the
Yeah.
Volkswagen Beetle there,
Yeah.
I mean,
And then in South America they keep producing them for some reason.
I don't.
It's cool when you go to like Mexico or something. There's so many Volkswagens.
I remember we went to someone went to Jamaica, I think it was, and there was like a bunch of like Skylines, like GTSs.
That's cool.
And, like,
Yeah,
stuff like that.
that's a
And I
normal
just, like,
car.
over there. Like it's
a
like
normal
I don't know
car.
if it was maybe a GTST.
Yeah,
There
yeah, a
was
lot of those
yeah.
4 doors.
Yeah, 4-door ones.
Yep.
They're like taxis.
so many, so
like,
many.
Sick.
What the fuck? Like
It's
Skyline
dude,
taxi.
My room,
Sick.
the one roommate of mine is Jamaican, and
Yeah, he
he's
says they're
he's
normal,
he's
yeah.
the one who was like, yeah, on the island, man, they just drive these.
Well, I guess Jamaica's weird where they don't have like an export regulation, so you'll have like EU and like left-hand, right-hand drive cars.
Oh,
like,
wow.
kinda, like,
Oh.
blended. Yeah, it's
What
something weird.
what
It's
side do
something
they
weird.
drive on?
The opposite.
I
Jamaica, I
actually
don't
have
know.
no idea.
I don't
But
know.
like I
Maybe
know
just
that
wherever they
don't-
feel like it that day.
Bahamas is the other side.
I was genuine. There was some times when we were driving in Jamaica where I was genuinely scared we were gonna die. For sure.
Dude, in the
Like,
Bahamas, we were
happens.
driving in there, and in Nassau, they gave us like a Jeep. It was like an excursion, and
we're
I
definitely
never
down.
did. I didn't know about the Jeep wobble, the death wobble.
Oh yeah.
I don't even know what that is.
dude, this
Death
thing,
wobble
yo, okay,
like 60.
dude,
Fucking-
we were going like 40 miles an hour. All of a sudden, I would see the Jeep in front of me. Their wheels are fucking going like this, and I'm like from the back. This is what I see, and I'm like, what is that? And then
You
it
hit
happens to
40,
us.
yeah.
Happens to us, and I'm like, oh my god, Dad! And then he like hits the brakes, and it stops, and then it goes
crazy.
back.
I
And I'm
thought-
like, what the fuck?
I first found out about death wobble with motorcycles.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like,
this
uh,
is
yeah,
something
like-
else. Yeah,
and,
that's,
like,
that's something else.
I don't know. That's what I'll say. Motorcycles ruin cars for me.
Oh yeah.
Oh, are you a motorcycle guy?
I try not to be because it's going to definitely.
All
like,
my friends are saying the
unfortunately,
same thing
like,
happened to Frankie right now.
Super like knock on wood that nothing happens, but like, dude, leader bikes.
I'm on the other.
There is nothing.
He's a.
I'm a
cruiser.
Harley guy. I'm on the
Yeah,
other end of it.
I'm sorry to hear that. But like, there is nothing. Yeah, there is nothing that holds a candle to the absolute gut wrenching fear that you get from a leader bike. Like just a pull.
There was a it's a very scary feeling.
Just like, and especially one of the new ones where you don't actually have to clutch. You can just kick it.
You
and it
obviously
uses
haven't
the-
driven a Tesla.
There's
Maybe that actually, but
There's-
like it's
it is
maybe-
a scary
maybe.
feeling, but don't you think it's too much for the
I don't
street.
know. I mean, like
That's how I feel. I
I
feel
Do you
had-
it's
remember
pointless.
Hadler's R1? It was
I
like
had
the
a-
07 R1.
those
Before
are killer bikes because they don't have all the
sweet.
tech.
It was so raw, dude.
Yes.
And that
I
thing
would
would
not
pick up
ride
in
one of those
second
at
and
all.
literally.
I
and I'm like, whoa.
ride the assisted bike. The literal. This thing's got wheelie control. It's
Yeah.
got, this thing tells me when I haven't eaten. Basically,
You're a
and
Tesla guy,
Tesla
dude.
guy. It is the Tesla of bikes to the point where you don't even have to clutch to
Yeah.
kick it
I-
up.
I
It
heard-
just
I rode
literally
one
it
of
does
those
ignition
before.
cut. So it just
Yeah.
literally is so fast that you're like, yeah, you know what? I can ride this thing once, do like a 0 to a $1.60 pull, and then just go.
My friend,
I'm good.
My friend
Then
had
just
one of
move
those
on.
bikes, and he's like, "Yeah, ride it." He's like, "I'm getting rid of this thing.
It's a killer. They're
It's like,
killers.
It's like neutered. It's like I can't get hurt on this. I'm getting rid of it."
You know what I was thinking too? What's crazy is I meant to say this when we were talking earlier about. Now this is another divulgence, but like how kids watch videos nowadays and stuff, and like we've been getting into F1.
Yeah.
I hate to say it because of Drive to Survive. The
Me too, I'm the
Netflix show.
same.
But now me and Kaylee actually watch the races, so it's
Yeah,
not
yeah,
like we're
yeah.
just watching the Netflix
Yeah,
show.
that's me. I'm just watching the show.
Yeah. you
Don't
gotta,
tell me what happens because I'll be watching it next year.
It's just behind a whole year.
Yeah, literally.
But like I was watching some videos, these guys know the tracks. Like with their eyes closed, they can recite the whole
Yeah.
like all right, turn one, apex in, clutch
Yeah.
down. Like I'm like, how?
I mean,
the
they're moving
hell
so
are
fast.
They
Have
able
they
to
have
do that.
to. The cars move so fast. It's like you need to be 4 steps ahead.
I
feel
know.
like.
I don't know. That's one of my. That's actually another dream I have is hopefully to be able to like see one. I can't.
Me- I'm the
fit, I
same
know I
way,
can't
yeah.
fit in one, but I'd at least like to
I just wanna
see
go.
one.
They're built for people like Malcolm.
Yeah.
Like
That- yeah.
skinny
What does
that mean?
ass, like a toothpick.
Oh.
Oh,
Like he just fits right in there.
aliens. No.
No, but yeah, the thing is, when I was there was another open wheel to wheel type racing. It was IndyCar, and it was
Indy. Yeah.
I got
Indy's
to
apparently cool.
I got to
It's,
see that
very
when it was
regulated.
when it was like loud and fucking like you
Imagine
hear it
seeing-
in your chest. My dad would bring us. He brought us to Indianapolis, I think.
Yeah, it's probably the big one.
Him and his
Yeah.
buddy would fucking now looking back on it, I'm like, damn, they were me. I would be over there like, fuck, I got a kid, let me bring him with me. Fuck.
Yep. Let me buy him this shirt and
Yeah.
let me go get this Coors Light.
It was fucking sick though, and I'll forever remember it.
$38.
We never got to see it again because they changed it. a bunch.
Yeah.
But
All right. Are there any aftermarket bits for 2020 Imprezas yet? I mean,
Yeah, there are.
right? There's a bunch.
So story, I'll give you a quick story about the pedal commanders, right? The drive-by-wire. This is actually a Turn 14 story. I heard it from them, but
Okay.
apparently, like the pedal commanders that change the drive-by-wire kind of click.
yeah, like they make it faster. Or
Yeah,
something.
apparently like they were doing a demo for that and like someone turned it all the way to like red and like the dude like drove it into like a guardrail or a telephone pole or something like a
Jesus.
pedal
And
commander.
when we talk about 2020 Imprezas, are we talking just Impreza?
Impreza, yeah.
Okay.
That's an actual very big emerging market. So like
Because
the-
now Impreza means Impreza. It doesn't mean Impreza WRX. 'Cause
correct.
It's different,
Yep,
right?
now they've branded the WRX into it.
I've seen one around here where the dude took a WRX front and put it on his Impreza like hatchback.
Prime did they did a WRX power plant in a Impreza.
Looked cool. I liked it.
But yeah, there's actually a lot for the WRX. I mean, if the customers like Outlander stuff, like the roof tents and all that,
Yeah.
that's actually really big. But as far as like suspension, I think BC released coilovers for it too.
Okay.
But what sucks about that car primarily is it has a lot of that eyesight shit.
Oh.
Excuse my language. That's
yeah.
not. It's safety stuff. I get it.
What is
yes,
that?
it's practical.
It's like
It's the stuff that stops you.
Yeah.
In reality,
it doesn't work that well.
it doesn't work that well, and the false positives it gives will scare
Will fuck you up.
the shit out of you.
Yeah.
Keely's car has it, and that thing false positives like every once in a while, and dude, it'll just like stop the whole car, like dead stop, like scary.
iRobot.
And if you lower it, it
Here we
throws
are.
off that whole like system, so like it's
Yeah.
all tight. It's all
Terminator 2 T1000.
Damn, I'm over here like unplug it and then
Unplug it, you wish, but it's.
plug it. It's
just-
you
it
can
is.
unplug it. The thing is the car. It's like
All right, we're getting to the end
Too
right
Fast,
here.
Too
Let me
Furious.
see. Thoughts on drift Subarus? We pretty much got that covered. I mean,
yeah,
It's
I think
happening.
you guys have basically owned the fact that you're now going to be building one, so you'll be the first point to accept that.
Chris is excited.
Chris.
And I got a couple questions from our friends. How does it feel to be related to Tom, Destroyer of Cars? And how does it feel how often does he get asked if he's related to Chris or Tom Nazzaro from Front Street Drift Club? Is it ever?
I have only heard of them through the discussion prior to this.
Okay.
But that's nothing against them. I just don't like.
They don't
I just
even
don't run in
know.
that.
Lower that ego, Tom.
I'll pose the question back to him. Has he ever been asked
Yeah,
if
yeah.
he knows me? Because
Yeah.
if not, then
We got to
both
ask
on
them
par.
that when we see them.
Yeah.
And then my favorite question of the night. This is from our friend Johnny. He's. I'm not going to tell you anything about him. I'm going to ask you a question first.
Okay.
Give his honest opinion. What's better, an STI or an Evo?
I fucking knew it. I literally was like, what could he possibly fucking ask
All right.
right
Well,
now?
you gotta really preface it.
All right, I'm going to. Here it is.
Gotta go year. I gotta have a year.
Driving wise.
What year? You gotta make it up.
Okay, I'm going to make it up.
I can't answer it globally.
Johnny likes
You here?
Johnny likes the 9MR. He loves
Oh,
the
you just
9.
ruined it, Carl.
9MR. That's like the worst one. I feel like, right?
People don't like it. Yeah, but
That's
he doesn't like that. He
six-speed.
likes
That's
the
the
8.
6-speed.
He
one,
likes the
right?
8.
Yeah.
9MR was the 6-speed.
Yeah,
was
let's go with
garbage
10.
training.
So whatever year 10 is.
All right, so yeah, I'd say Evo 10
So it's
versus like a 2011 STI.
The GR, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
we'll go GR STI by fucking far. If we compare 2011 Evo,
Okay.
10, I
Yeah.
think that's probably the year. 2011 STI Evo has it all day.
He got the answer you wanted.
That's
all Johnny wanted to fucking hear.
The 2011 to the 2014, Jesus, the 2011, yeah, that's the intro, the Evo. 2011 to 2014 STI, arguably worst years for Subaru's development. Like
I love that car.
They had a super amount of body roll, but this is the problem with the industry though. Every time Subaru makes an adjustment, the whole industry shits on them for it. Like they had sedans, right? 04 to 07. Then they had hatches. People freaked the fuck
We
out.
freaked out, but then a
Where's
year
the
later,
sedan?
everyone was happy.
Right? Where's the
I
sedan?
love that.
I was there for that.
This sucks. You guys are idiots. Garbage.
That's what we
fuck.
said, and then Forza 4 came out, and then everything changed.
And then
we were like,
so-
wait, these things are sick.
So fast forward, they make the hatchback. They do it for 2 years, and then they go, "We'll re-release the sedan for you guys,"
Which
'Cause
also
you're not-
was sick.
which is hodgepodge though, because
Bruh,
they
it looked
really
good, though.
It does look really good, but have you ever driven one of those years?
Yes.
When I say that thing does not turn, that thing is a hot
got
air balloon
understeer,
with
right?
horrible
Yeah.
amount of understeer. It's very underpowered, and the interior was like just not good. Those were dark times, 11 to 14. And
Those
what
are the dark
sucks
days.
was Evo was really I love those 10s.
Yeah.
Those cars made great power, dude. They were making with a turbo and an intercooler. Them shits were making 430 horsepower.
Well,
Johnny said, good man.
That's just me being honest. That's how you
4B11, 4B11.
Unbiased.
Unbiased. I'm on
My brother's the same way, man.
But guess what, Johnny? Then Subaru absolutely haymaker them into basically making Mitsubishi Gallants for the next and
Yep.
trucks for the next 7
Yep,
years.
there
So
it
in
is.
the
There's
end,
the smack.
I gave you the win for that year, but after that, Subaru absolutely
Yep.
crashed
Yeah.
every bit.
I
of
should have
your
said,
history.
what year? 2020. Well,
Well,
If anybody is looking to purchase
Where's
a
Mitsubishi?
Subaru, hit up my little brother.
he's not selling it, though.
Yes, he is. He's a salesman at Sioka in
Oh,
Philadelphia.
I thought you meant his car.
they still have dealerships.
Yeah.
Like I don't need. A
lot of people-
seen a Mitsubishi for sale.
Oh no, I'm talking about Subaru,
Oh.
not Mitsubishi. Subaru,
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, definitely. If you're he sells
unbiased,
Subarus,
unbiased
100%.
guy. He sees some characters go in there, man.
Oh, I can imagine.
In the Philadelphia Subaru dealership.
That's
Well,
the-
this was one of my favorite episodes. I say that every time, though. But I guess we're just topping
How
them
the
every
fuck
time.
did we talk about aliens earlier? Because Malcolm is shocked.
I wish we got into that when we were like 30 minutes in, because then this would have been.
Yeah, it would have been
probably-
the alien pod.
By now, we would have been talking about.
But I
like-
wanted to hear what Subimods really was because I was like,
It's cool to hear the backstory.
Yeah, it's-
to hear
long story.
that your dad kind of got it instilled in you almost.
Yeah, I
like,
definitely saw it. Come
and
up.
you like, what would I do if my son was like, yeah, man, I'm gonna fucking make a bigger one.
What, like a bigger company?
Yeah.
That's the hard part. I
That's
think
cool.
even my dad struggles with still to this day.
Oh, he's upset about it.
I don't think. No, I don't.
I think
say
he's probably
upset.
stoked on it.
I wouldn't say upset, but it's hard. Like I think when you have, like he still has that drive.
Oh,
You know,
yeah,
like
yeah.
he
And now he
still
doesn't have
wants
an
to be
outlet.
I
exactly.
mean, dude,
So,
your
like,
dad has
when
an
you hire him.
F450, dude. My dad has a Prius.
There's that
EPA
energy difference.
There's definitely an energy difference. But no, I mean that's what I'll say. I think like it's cool when
Is he working for you? Is he helping you out?
Yeah, he was for a little bit.
That's
Yeah, he
awesome.
actually came back and he helped out in the warehouse, and it was actually pretty cool. But we ended up kind of just partying because, like, I mean, it got to the point. Like,
Well, of course. I mean,
someone was ending up dead. There was no way it wasn't.
That's always
going
going
to
to happen. So
It's inevitable that way in family business.
Yeah, my
but that's
dad-
not just family.
I almost
either.
kill my dad every time he shows up here. He recently retired a couple years, so now
So
he
he
thinks
just-
his job is to just show up here every week. And I'm like, no, dude, that's not how that works.
Yep, but you know, like they say, I mean, it's one of those things where you'll miss it when it's gone.
Of course.
and, you know, you
So
gotta
that's
take
why
advantage of it when you have it.
I go outside, take a breather. I'm like, all right.
Oh yeah, I had a lot of meditation sessions.
Yeah.
when, he worked for me, but
Yeah.
but it's just at the end of the day, I think it's tough when you are a parent and like you want to also succeed, but you also want your kid to succeed,
Yeah.
and your whole like life is kind of intertwined.
Yeah. But
'Cause,
you
like-
also got to just accept it at that point and be like, damn, I did a good job.
That's what I say too. Like that's what I hope when I have a fucking kid, right?
Yeah.
I hope that kid just blows me out of the water.
Yeah.
In everything, and
How
I
my
can just
kid
be
does
like,
everything
"Yep,
better than
there
me."
you go." Like that.
Yeah.
I did that.
Carl.
Like, I just hope my kid is a straight killer, not like Dahmer, but like just like out there, like, eating it, like getting after it.
Can we talk about the Subimods sticker we were given?
Yeah, that's yeah.
This is one of my favorite stickers.
So when we get the
do you
hoodies
know
and
what
the
that
shirts
is?
back in, I'll send
I don't
them
know
all
what it
down to you.
Yeah, I have no idea what this is, but
How
it's
do
a
you
nice
know?
sticker.
How do you know what that is?
Yep.
Tell me what it is.
YouTube.
Oh, it's YouTube. Yeah, duh.
The hub.
Uh huh.
We had
Yeah.
a couple of names for that too. It was like the naming revision of that was like, all right, should we call it the hub? And then Brendan called it incognito mode.
Oh!
So like we were trying like a couple different names.
That's
and
kind of cool.
It was actually give credit to Sammy.
No way.
So Sammy actually the lanyard you're holding, that's our overseas logo. So it's Subimods and kanji, and then
Yeah, yeah.
Sammy actually came up with that, and then Sammy did a lot of the stickers that you see. So Sammy's helped out a lot.
Sammy,
with
you
our
got to
branding.
help us out, man. We've been slacking on merch. Come on down.
No, seriously, and I can help you guys after. I'll give you the names to all the vendors that make that stuff.
Oh, I would love that.
Oh yeah, dude, I'll write all that down. It's
Thank
like,
you, man.
Yeah, but yeah, give.
I'm like looking at this like it's not mine.
No, it's pretty cool.
see
Like
what this
we've taken a weird stance with that. Like we really wanted to. Sorry, I'm not near the mic, but we really want. I think one of my big outlets is I want people to want to do business with us because we provide the best service. So something I'll say on the way out that's very important. If a vendor offers you the best price and the best service, they're fucking lying. Flat out. And I'll explain that. Let me unpack that.
Let's hear it.
The best price does not equal the best service. It's
Nope.
impossible. So you can't necessarily. I'm not saying you can't do both, but let's like unpack what that means. That means, in that analogy we made at the onset of the podcast, that you have to provide someone the best service, right?
Yeah, I get
How do
what
you
you're saying.
do that if you're not making money?
Yeah, I agree, and that's kind of. I mean, that's our shop as well.
That's
'Cause,
it.
I mean,
And that's what we really wanted to do. And this is actually a lot of this apparel stuff is actually like we give a lot of it out for free. Like we want people to kind of like
yeah.
support the brand and use all of that stuff. So there's a lot of that.
Yeah,
we're trying
it's
to
free
focus on.
It's free marketing at the end of the day. I
Yeah.
mean, where'd you get that? Oh, Subimods.
Yeah.
So I understand it.
We try, but we can make it work. I appreciate y'all for.
Oh, no problem, man. I mean, we got that email from your girlfriend, and I was like, Subimods. That sounds like something I'm very.
That's
good.
Subi Speed.
Yeah, but I looked it up. I was like,
I'll never make that mistake
I
again.
was
Sorry.
Dude, I think
By the
I
way.
probably bought something from you back in the day. I really do.
18-year-old me.
Yeah.
East Hartford,
probably
maybe.
did.
It could have been. It could have been, man.
That's what I was telling Ethan. I was like, I probably bought something from this guy for sure.
I'll look it up.
Yeah.
I keep.
That
We
would
have
be
all my
nuts.
records from like when we get off. I'll
Yeah.
look it up. So I keep all that stuff.
So everyone knows it's Carl's birthday today, right? We got that. done?
Yep.
All
Yep.
right.
I am. It is my birthday.
Okay.
Thank you.
Well, Carl,
Send Bob's and Vagine.
I got you a gift.
No, you did not.
Uh-oh.
I got you a gift.
No, you did not. Please don't.
I went to go get this gift a few days ago, and I had a number.
No, you did not.
And I had a number in my head. And I was like, it's not going to be that crazy. I walk in, the number was double what I thought I was going to spend. Still
What
bought it.
did you do?
Still bought it.
Dude.
Still bought it.
Why? What did you do?
Because you're an important part of this operation, Carl. Carl
You
told
did
me.
not.
Carl told me he was interested in learning how to fly.
No!
Uh-oh.
I got him a discovery flight. gift
No, you
certificate.
did not!
Yeah.
Are you
That is
coming?
sick.
Carl, yeah, I'll come with you. Yeah. And whenever you want, you can set it up.
You did not.
Yeah. You're gonna fly.
This is real.
What do you fly? What is
A
Cessna!
Oh,
a helicopter.
that is sick,
Dude, you did you really?
That's it. That's for you.
Dude,
that is sick. That is amazing.
that was so fucking thoughtful.
Yeah, I was in the area, and then I remembered. I was like, wait, that's on the podcast day. I was like,
Said I was in the area.
I was in the
where they
area
sell
of the airport.
Oh,
And I was like, oh, I could just go there right now. And I had this thought in my mind.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
it's
just
this
book
much money. And then I go and they're like, yeah, it's this much. And I was like,
well, I'm already here.
well, Carl's worth it.
we'll
Dude,
get that back.
do you really fucking did that?
Yeah, that's it.
All I said to Frankie was like, I want to
That's
fly a
real.
plane.
Dude, that's
And then I
awesome,
looked
though.
into it.
And I
then
said,
was
don't
like-
worry, man, I'll take care of it.
I also
and he's like,
don't
no.
know if that's something I would do right along.
They gotta-
with on day one.
I
Just
wish
saying,
I'm gonna
I'm
ask
not-
him if I
I'm
can.
Nothing against you and your flying ability. I'm just saying, like,
Yeah.
Look,
I'm trying to play devil's advocate on that one because that
I
could
would-
be a situation.
I hope they let me in the plane, but they might not. So we'll see.
I if you could, that'd be awesome. If not,
If not, I'm just going to wave you off. There he goes.
there he goes.
FaceTime.
Yeah.
FaceTime. Man.
Wow! Oh my God! Thank you so much.
He's so happy.
No, that's it's actually like not even funny about that because I thought like I was thinking to myself the other day I was like, dude, wouldn't it be sick to get a ride in like an
sick.
F-18 or something
That
like
would be
sort of
nuts.
fast
I just
thing?
think it would be crazy.
And I
the fact
googled it;
that
it was like 20 grand. So I don't know how much that was, but that's probably way better than 20 grand.
Yeah.
dude. Thank you so much, Frankie. Fuck.
No problem. All right.
Wait,
So let me know when we're going.
What does this gift certificate entail?
It entails he goes to Caldwell Airport and they set him up with an instructor and he takes him up and he'll get the controls in the air.
Oh,
They might even, depending on when they see you, they'll visually check you out and then they'll be like, okay, he could take off too.
I'm gonna be like, yo,
he's
I
Asian.
drift.
He's good.
Yeah, they're gonna see the glasses and be like, he's not taking off.
Yeah, 100%. Don't touch anything.
I'm gonna demonstrate impeccable motor skills, and then they're gonna be
I
like,
just can't
yo.
wait for you to get out and be like, holy shit, that is nothing like driving a car. Because it's like the complete opposite.
I'm also curious. I want to hear about it because I'm gonna be back because
Yeah,
we're gonna
yeah,
bring
yeah.
the car down and hopefully you've done the thing since then. But I want to hear about the fear that you experienced because I've heard like I've never been in a Cessna, but I've heard people say they're like genuinely scary because like you feel everything.
It's the fact that to me,
Have you
if
been in
we
a
were-
Cessna?
No. The
Has
thing
anyone
is,
here been?
I
in
have.
any-
I've
Okay,
actually-
so
I'm a
is-
student
is
pilot.
it that?
he did
Yeah,
this
yeah.
thing already.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's why I trusted him. I went to him I was like,
All
hey,
right.
I kind of want to fly a plane. And the thing for me is that when we get into the air, it's going to freak me out for a second. It already freaks me out to think about it that
It freaks me out right now and I do it.
that
Yeah.
it is like, really, there's nothing really around you.
Nothing.
Like, it.
When I go up, I go into like some weird like state where I'm not really thinking about what's happening.
You black
and
out.
I'm kind of just trying. Well, because
Just
I'm
like-
trying to get my license, so I'm kind of
Yeah,
focused.
focused on making sure.
But like, you can't really think about what's going on because it's so fucking unrealistic in your brain.
Yeah, like-
how the fuck am I doing this right now? Like, but that's me when I'm in a passenger plane.
I feel like what would concern me more is like I feel like the operation of it isn't like crazy to concept, but like all like the terminologies and
Oh my
stuff.
God,
Like you
that's
gotta
my
like
problem.
know all of the airports
He knows
and all
he
that
knows
shit, and like
The alphabet, but
the
it's
alphabet.
more than that. It's
what is
learning
it? Alpha.
the alphabet. Like
Say a letter, random letter.
Oh,
right now.
like A for Apple or
Yeah,
whatever.
Alpha.
or
Alpha,
something.
yeah.
They say a
like-
random letter. Say another letter.
dude, don't test
Oh,
me.
I got it. Y.
Yankee
Okay.
Oh,
good call
yes.
on that.
I feel like
Yep,
I
yep.
called it out
W
on
for what? Walter.
whiskey.
Ooh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
So do you go names? Names aren't. It's
F-
like
No.
military phonetic alphabet.
pretty much
usually
is.
is
It
what
is,
it is.
yeah.
Is F Fox?
Foxtrot.
Yeah.
Yeah, that shit's sick.
Can we
See.
stop this game?
Yeah. That's
Thank you so much, Frankie.
No problem. So let me know.
I guess
That's it. Let's go
to-
get food.
to
Please.
close the pod.
Shine it
Thank you,
out.
Nick, for coming on the pod.
Appreciate y'all for having me.
This was a
problem,
great-
man.
we'll
This
be
is
back.
great. I love bringing guests on that don't have to do with drifting. That's fun.
That's
Like-
why I'm like very honest. I'm like, bro, I'm gonna drift. I'll get there.
No, yeah, that's
I
great.
think that
it
was
may
a
be
great
short
connection.
lived because it may be like a.
I think you're
a,
gonna
you know,
like it.
Smash into the wall. And
No,
then
no,
we're
no.
Just back
No.
at the shop again. But,
Not
you
gonna
know,
happen.
Not gonna happen. Well,
Not.
unlikely.
I think that, and as I said earlier, I was like, this is our first time kind of meeting in general.
Yeah.
And like, it's not like I would have known about your company before, but
Yeah.
always cool when you can just turn it on.
Yeah, I appreciate that you came here, you were able to have this conversation with us, and
Yeah, you're thinking us. Thank you for driving
yeah,
down here.
you drove down here.
Ah,
dude.
dude, that ain't. Hey, that's like.
Connecticut is one of my least favorite states to drive through. Believe it or not.
I
You live there, so you probably
I
are
don't
used
mind.
to
Yeah,
it.
it's not horrible.
It's
The
a stop
drive is
then go shit. Like, why does that
It's the
happen?
2-lane shit.
The merit is horrible.
It's like it
I'll
slows
leave
down,
on that.
but then we speed
Merit
up,
is
and I'm
garbage.
like, what did we slow down
It's just
for?
the 2-lane shit, and for some reason there's traffic all the time.
Elon.
And on that note,
Thank you guys so much for listening. If you haven't already, leave us a review. Give this a thumbs up on YouTube and leave a comment if you enjoyed it or want to talk about something on it. But thank you guys so much. Good night.
good night.
Wait, see y'all. It is weird taking headphones off
very
after
weird.
like when you
You
like,
really fucking bought